And it's just
I guess
pissing me
you
off.
just as a person are just improving in resolution in real time.
Whoa, it's like the Bigfoot
Let's
theory.
take a look. Oh my god.
You know the Bigfoot theory that like Bigfoot's actually just blurry. That's
So we
the
found
theory.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, I just need to train my camera on Bigfoot, and then he will slowly grow into the correct resolution, and then we can finally find out.
I expected more body hair, but it is what it is.
They might be too
Oh,
young.
for
but-
Bigfoot, I think. Okay.
Not for you. I know.
I was a little
preconceived
confused.
notions. Okay.
I got there. I figured it out.
They might be too young to tell. But your kids, do they
Mhm.
have your eyes or like your wife's eyes?
We have very similar eyes, me and my wife.
Oh, okay.
So both. But the youngest is only 8 months, 9 months. I think she's just turning. She's like 8 months. She's still got like bright blue eyes, which I didn't know that babies just have blue eyes. That's just a
Oh,
fact. And
I mean, that's I know. It's something.
it might
Yeah.
not, it might.
Hence the term baby blue. Come on.
Yeah, no. But like, I didn't realize it's like no, their eyes change. It's crazy. Because I've got like
Mhm.
green eyes. My wife's got like green eyes, and yeah, my oldest. I watched the eyes transition, and it was crazy. It's crazy.
So, when you say you both have similar eyes, what I was talking about was like your eye shape. Like you have the similar eye shapes.
I don't know. I don't know how to pay attention to that.
I
You know what I'm saying?
like-
It's like, what is my eye shape? I guess I kind of have a slanted thing.
Yeah, you got like a
Mine's a
slanted.
little slanted.
Don't
I've
go
never
too
I
far
don't
with
want to do
that.
this too hard because it might be a problem.
Yeah.
Cancel. All cancel immediately.
I should. I don't know. That's a great
yeah,
question.
I gotta
Um,
check your phone.
Yeah, let me check, let me check pictures of my baby right now. One sec.
He's got a fact check.
I don't even know what my own child looks like. They're confusing. I have so many.
He's got so many there.
I had to go get my phone.
Okay, yeah.
Interesting. I think my daughter, who is the 9-month-old,
Huh?
does not have my eye shape. Let me look at. Okay, here's a good one. I think neither of them do.
Okay.
And I'm looking at
Alright, are they-
myself.
Are they closer to your wives? And do you also need to check?
Fuck, I don't know
your
what my
eye-
wife's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what eye shapes look like. Is everyone else with me?
Yeah,
No,
no,
wait,
I'm not
no!
with you.
No,
like
not
there's-
with me.
There's almond-shaped eyes and like more like yes.
I've always been confused at people who are like, oh, you've got your daughter's nose, or your daughter has your nose. I'm like, how can you tell?
That
How
might
can
be
you
too
like
early.
look at?
Yeah,
I
I
can't
definitely
disassemble
see
faces
that.
like that. You know.
No, I have friends who
Maybe you're face blind.
Look just like them. in the
I don't
face
think
with
I'm face blind.
T-shirts.
I think I'm like the
Maybe that's a
parts
Bigfoot
of the
thing.
face. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
like,
look at
I'm-
faces and recognize. I'm really good at like differentiating.
Maybe your
between
child
faces.
is low resolution, right?
But I
And
don't
then-
know.
That's it. It's Bigfoot.
True.
And I would actually say that like babies in general are actually low resolution, right? Like as they age, they get
Yeah.
higher resolution. Actually,
Their
Um,
eyesight is crazy bad. It's
Yes,
like
definitely. Newborn, yeah.
insanely. I think when they're like up, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me that I'm going to be wrong because I know I'm going to be wrong. But it's something like the first like 2-3 months of their childhood, they can't see past like this far in front of.
yeah,
their
yeah,
face.
that's what
Everything's
I've
just
heard that
blurry.
as well. I'm not
That's
sure.
why they do the peekaboo thing. They can't
Yeah.
recognize shapes or some shit.
It's just enough
Maybe
to like.
because the peekaboo, I feel like they don't
like-
even know what peekaboo is until they're like.
Well, yeah, it's like the
4 or
facial
5
recognition.
months.
They can't like differentiate. So when you like go away, the face is gone, and then when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
come
yeah,
back,
yeah.
it's like, oh,
Well, it's object permanence.
Yeah.
whatever, same.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
No, it's not the same thing at
It's
all.
all the same thing, Corey.
Field of vision and
Hold on, hold on.
object
Did you
permanence.
just see Gibbs do this motion, right?
Oh,
Like that must.
see.
We're done.
Let's move on for Gibbs' sake. Save it.
potato,
No,
it's the
but, like-
same. You
Who
know,
we waiting
but-
on today?
Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter. Like, I just feel like I look, and maybe I'm wrong. And you
Go
can
ahead.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That you like spent a lot of time looking at your wife's face. Like,
Why would I be looking at my wife's face?
maybe just the
Weirdo.
boobs. I don't know,
Creep.
but like,
Technically, you don't need to do that to have a child.
Freak.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what was it? What was it? Carrot Top? He's like the.
I'm sure your wife would love to hear that.
Yeah, what was it?
She ain't
Carrot Top?
listening.
He's like
She's
the
putting my
pillow
kid
for
down.
college, and it had like the
'Cause
fucking
I'm
brown bag
refusing to.
tied into the fucking thing.
I feel like I'm curious what her reaction would be to like this like last few minutes.
she knows that I really struggle with this. It's like the partitioning of faces. But what's also weird is I'm really good at recognizing faces. She's way more face blind than me. Like she looks at like those like five those actors that like all look identical to each other.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
there's a few of those.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some
Dennis
of them.
Quaid, Harrison Ford.
Those look similar.
You don't think Dennis Quaid and Harrison Ford look like?
Maybe they,
Like-
I would never get them even a little bit.
Not
I'm
so much
thinking of,
now, but like when they were, similar ages.
Who's that?
when do you differ? When
Like
when
David
do the ages
Dast-
change? Don't you
Dast
move ages
Malchian,
at the
however
same
you
time?
pronounce
Well,
it.
I think Dennis Quaid's younger than Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is kind of looking like real thin.
I think he's
at
like in his
older age.
80s now. I
Anyway,
believe.
Yeah,
my wife
yeah.
is terrible at differentiating
Yeah,
between faces. I'm much better at it, but so she's at like a 1 out of 10, and I'm at a
Okay.
4 out of 10. So like,
When it comes to face recognition,
Yeah.
right? Just to.
What?
I
Your
think-
wife's at a 1 out of
it's
I don't
very
know how to
important.
explain this. I think I'm really good at face recognition. I cannot partition the faces though.
Yeah,
Like, I
we
don't know
got
what
you.
an eye. If you showed me an eye, and they're like, who does this belong to? Without the rest of the face, it would.
Well, I mean, I don't think
There's
I.
no way.
No, that's
it's
true
not
for
me
just
thinking
about
to do
everybody.
that.
Like
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
human facial recognition is usually like a constellation.
whole
I
thing.
don't think we fully
No,
understand
but
it.
mine's like
No.
0. Mine's like.
Okay.
I mean, he said, what does your wife's eyes looks like? I'm like, I could tell you the color, but only because I've memorized it. You know, like,
as you're
only 'cause I
studying
went, "It's
linguistics, you're
green."
studying the features of your child. Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Do you have flashcards? Like with their names on it?
Hell yeah.
And to be clear, when I asked you this, right, it wasn't like supposed to be a difficult question. I'm like, oh, just a little bit of trivia. I'm curious.
Yeah, no, I'm
So, like,
terrible at it.
If it ever happens to you that, like, for whatever reason, maybe I hope it never happens to you, but like your child wanders off, like in the supermarket or like the store, you're gonna have
And
trouble.
then
Like,
he gets mixed up with another one. Yeah,
He's gonna be given like the
definitely
Casey
struggle.
Anthony level description. It's gonna be like a stick figure. Like
Oh,
I need one of
the-
I
you
put
need your
names
child on a
on
leash.
him.
Those parents with their
That's
children on a
smart.
leash.
I don't know why that got such a bad look. I think that the leash isn't that bad of an idea.
No, for you, I recommend it. Like,
have
it's
you
clear
ever,
you need
hold
it.
on, have you ever been around kids? They just start wandering. It's like the leash is helpful. The leash is nice.
Yeah, I mean, also if like the kid is acting up, I know I was in terror growing up.
Snap
I'm sure
him.
I could have used the leash. I'd be like,
Do you think you could confuse your child with a black child? And how long do you think it would take you to catch on?
Okay. Obviously, it was a bit that I can't recognize my kid. I could obviously recognize
Oh
my
yeah,
kid.
I mean,
between,
so
like-
obvious. I mean, sure. I mean, yeah. Well, everyone knows.
You believe whatever you want to believe. I don't really care.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just...
I have nothing to prove to you.
Well, this was fun. Unexpectedly fun. This is not where I wanted to lead us at all. But this is where we ended up. All right. The only person we're waiting on, well, we're waiting on two people. So Ali, but like, we're not necessarily waiting on Doobie. Doobie's gonna be a while if he can show up. So just
any
kinda
particular
waiting on-
reason why? That he might be a while. Any reason? Is there a specific reason?
What are you
He
referring to?
told me he actually didn't provide something, but I imagine.
Oh, I don't know. What
Is
am
there
I
something
referring
going down, Gibbs?
Yeah, there's been a lot of things going down. I don't know if you watched the.
I don't care about drama ever.
Oh yeah, you're missing out, bro. You
I
know.
bet it's psychotic.
Yeah, it is. It's
Psychotic in the Twitch space? Never. Never ever.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
everyone's just everything just sucks all the time.
Yeah.
There's a reason that you haven't heard drama about me, and it's because I never weigh in.
Whoa. I don't know if that's true. Like, all his story. I don't know if you can make that claim fully.
That's not drama.
Mm.
What? Okay, all right.
That's not.
I've
like-
heard some things, Hunter. I've heard some things.
Yeah, you've heard that I'm a murderer. Is that what you've heard?
Yeah. First it was
crazy that
JFK.
Gibbs got that. That's
Oh.
crazy that is wild that it reached you.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm part of the Mossad. I'm like, I ain't got no checks. Where are my checks at? But speaking of, sponsor my song, or whatever. Like, give me a break. Like,
Wait, somebody hold on. Somebody accused you, Gibbs, of being
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, oh.
They're like,
okay,
you're doing these debates with that
Yeah.
psycho who was in
They
on
were like-
Charlie.
When was this?
This was like last Christmas. Like they came and were hitting me with this. They're like, oh, I saw Gibbs on one of them things.
In
And,
real life,
yeah,
he got it.
I
He
was
got
like-
harassed in real life.
They were like, you part of the Mossad now, Gibbs? And
Isn't
look,
that
you
insane?
was like, what?
I've only been reached out in real life like 3 times. Like
I thought it was
only
pretty funny,
people in
honestly.
like
Somebody
it's-
in real life literally approached you and was like, "Hey, don't
Yeah,
you
it
do
was like
panels?"
2 people. It was I was at our like the little Christmas party we do every year, and one of these guys comes up and it was like a friend of a friend. He's like, "Oh, I heard you was gonna be here, and I was excited to meet you." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "I wanted to see if you was part of the Mossad because I see you on there with that Jewish boy
That
on there
Kozak.
that was there. Oh, what's his name got shot?" I was like,
That Jewish boy.
"Yeah."
Oh,
those were the
man.
This is
exact words.
who, like, I don't know what else to say. I'm just glad that everyone else can understand what my life has been like for the last year.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I
that's-
can't even deal with watching a murder happen in front of me. I have to deal with all of these psychopaths and schizophrenic, like psychotic individuals, constantly just.
Yeah, and then he started going on a rant about how like Charlie was about to like bash Israel, and that's why he got killed. And I was like, "Oh
Mm.
man, I've heard this once or twice before."
Yeah. Yeah. Like.
Brilliant people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I like how like there's like a level of like Jewishness like transference or like
Unsurprising, but
yeah, you were around a person who is half Jewish, not even practicing, and because you were associated with them,
literally never
that
even
makes you
practice.
Jewish.
Just my dad is Jewish. Like that's.
I mean, it's like
It
and then
doesn't
it's
even
like,
really.
oh,
Most Jews don't even consider me Jewish.
well, it was like
I don't even know if
the
that's
best
true.
part is like it's the conspiracy theory onto that, and then it's like, oh, by proxy, like you gotta be part of this too. Like
yeah,
you
like
must be
and
a
also
KKK
Hunter
passionate
just like
about-
only hangs out with Mossad agents because yeah, like obviously.
I mean, 'cause clearly, me and Hunter agree on everything politically. That's like we are clearly in cahoots.
Genuinely,
Uh,
I don't know if there's ever been a topic that we've discussed where we've been on the same side, Gibbs.
I can't think of. Well, maybe
Like,
like
I
some
think that's-
bullshit ones, but not like anything serious.
Sure. Or ones where it's like we all agree. You know, it's like, was Epstein a bad guy?
Well, no, yeah,
Well,
exactly. So now that you brought them up, they're like, "See, Gibbs, I saw your program not too long ago, and they brought up Epstein. It's a false flag or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what they can call it."
okay.
Fun stuff.
All
What's up, Ali?
right.
What up?
Yay.
How's it going?
So if someone has a pre-topic, we can do it. If not, we can just get right into the debate.
All I've been hearing about is Graham Plattner. Someone wanna
Mm,
you guys want to litigate that
That's
for a
good-
little
that's-
bit?
That's a good one to litigate.
Hunter, vote blue no matter who, right? Am I
That's
right?
your man.
Hold on.
That's
hold
your
on.
man.
I would vote
Side.
for Graham Plattner. That's not my man, though.
But like, should people be enthusiastic? I don't know. I've been hearing a
I
lot
think
of
it's
people.
fine to not be enthusiastic about Graham Plattner. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
What
for
about
everyone
not
to-
voting,
Should
abstaining?
vote for
To
Susan
me,
Collins.
This is one of the most marginal votes.
Marginal.
Period. Like the difference between the Republican and the Democrat, because Collins is one of the more reasonable Republicans. You know, if this was against one of the more.
She's very moderate. She's very
can
moderate.
say
You
Within
broke
the
crime. You
Republican
broke crime.
Party. Within the Republican Party, she's largely
I think
a moderate.
Prime likes what you're saying. That's what I get.
Yeah, okay. I don't like
Love
this.
it.
I don't this comparison to like
What does
within
that
the
mean
like,
for the
like compared to
extreme-ass
MAGA.
Republican Party?
Compared to MAGA.
Oh, bullshit.
It's
Because he's comparing to
to
MAGA.
Yeah, among the extremists.
I agree with
one
you,
of the
Prime.
nice
I
extremists.
100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
Okay.
Everything
Okay.
is
So,
relative.
but then you say that like she's marginally different from Graham Plattner. Like I
hold on,
get you
hold
not
on, hold on.
supporting
Can I
them.
clarify? Can I
Sorry.
clarify here? I think policy-wise, it is a slam dunk. It is a slam dunk. You should vote for Graham Plattner, and it's not even particularly close. I understand, however, if you have reservations on his judgment, if you feel like he's gonna betray you because he is one of the he is an extremely mercurial person. Like it seems like he has a lack of judgment. Like a
His
complete
emotions are
lack of
all over the
judgment.
place. Ollie,
Yeah.
but-
And
Yeah.
I understand being skeptical of him. And
Mhm.
so, and you're like, I won't trust. I've heard people say, I'm just not going to trust someone who has a Nazi tattoo. Fair enough.
Wait, just to be clear, and by lack
And
of
he's a
judgment,
dick, you know,
yeah,
not-
well,
not
yeah,
KICK.
what we lack of judgment here is having a Nazi tattoo,
Mhm.
referring to his own dick as Mein
Mein
Führer.
Führer.
That
apparently.
was fake. That was fake.
Was it
That
fake?
Yes, that was fake.
Let me
The
fact check that real quick.
thing.
There was
No,
a
I
shit.
rock
Rocket.
He's
Black
on
Boy
kick.
spreading
He's on
disinformation.
kick
and
and not the kid.
I've said
It could
this
be.
before. My personal opinion,
that
my
was pretty
personal opinion
sus.
is that he did not know it was a Nazi tattoo before when he got it, but then found out much
Come on.
earlier than he.
25
said he
years.
would.
I would agree. I agree with you. there.
25 years.
No.
yeah,
Hold on. I agree. He probably found out like 10 years ago, and like last year he was like, "What? This thing?"
I
No,
got a
you
question
knew.
for you. I got a question for you. All right,
Yeah.
listen. How old is he?
I don't know.
He's-
35.
All right,
Who
the
knows?
30s, right? All right.
Sure.
How many?
No, I
men-
think he's late.
Hold on.
I think
how
he's
many
mid
men
40s.
do you-
Okay,
you-
I don't
okay,
know.
mid 40s. All right. You know, there's a joke around here. Like men,
Uh-huh.
they get a hobby, right? When they turn like 30, right?
Mhm.
So like smoking meats. It's some like random video game or like sci-fi thing, or it's like history, right? And specifically World War II history.
Okay.
Is the joke. You're telling me this 40-year-old man don't know what the Tokakoff or whatever it looks
Hold
like?
on.
Fair,
Most
I didn't
people
know.
don't
Hot
know.
take. I didn't know what it was
Don't know.
when I
was
when I
either.
saw
I
it.
had no
I
idea.
was like, I was like a
None of y'all
skull
should
and
talk- none
crossbones.
of y'all
This
should
was a
talk about politics.
Let me be
Nazi. I didn't
ignorant.
know
That's
this
all I
was a
gotta say about that. Come on.
Nazi.
If y'all
Sorry,
know what that is.
Okay,
Most,
what-
most people don't know what that is.
Okay, hold
Oh,
on.
give me a break. God.
That I don't believe.
Let
I've
me be an
known.
ignorant American. I
100%.
didn't.
I think
No,
every.
I-
So
I'm
I've
saying
known it.
I didn't
Everybody
know
I
what it
know
is.
knows it.
Yeah.
I will
You
correct
travel
something.
much
Ali,
different circles than the rest of us, but yeah.
yeah,
go ahead.
Ali's correct. The Mein Führer dick thing was fake. So
Yeah, like
we-
How about, how about, how about the, how about
we
the
can we can
Mexican-
withdraw that, which is unfortunate because that was the funniest one.
How about the
I mean, that's- so we
that
can
would've
withdraw
gotten
that.
the
One you
vote.
endorse.
He
So-
would've
so-
had
so-
my
well,
favor
so-
of that one.
So there's really like two main things against Blattner, which is
Okay.
the
Kick? The
the
kick thing?
Totemkopf tattoo, which is absolutely real. That is a Nazi
Mhm.
symbol.
Yeah.
And then the other thing here, which is apparently this is true, the
His
sexting
kick
scandal,
profile, Yeah.
where he has and the current dating profile he has, where he's been sexting a whole bunch of women, cheating on his wife, which was recently leaked, right?
But his wife talked
No,
about
that's the
this.
whole
His
point.
wife brought.
He's
Wait,
also
the person who
on-
leaked it. The
which
person
is
who
like
leaked
a
it got the
platform
information
goes
from
like
his
your-
wife.
Yeah,
no, hold on,
she was
hold on,
complaining about the
hold
fact
on.
that he was cheating on her.
Well, he
Yeah,
also
she was
lied.
bringing
He
it up to
also
the campaign
lied.
manager.
To the
in case it
campaign
comes to
manager.
fruit.
Yo,
And
Yes.
then he,
Wait a minute,
and
hold on,
then he
hold on.
leaked
How,
it.
hold on, wait a minute. How is this? I mean, how is this a? Hold on, sorry, hold on. We gotta try to understand this for a second, right?
Well, y'all
Yeah.
missing the
From
biggest one.
Lactoid,
Six
how
different
is
women.
this a problem? A man cheating on his wife. The person who just voted for Donald Trump.
Look,
right?
look,
is
I'll be
literally
honest with you.
telling
I'll be no,
how
no, no,
that's gonna
Prime.
be an issue.
Well, that's
I
not
want-
the reason.
I want my
political.
political leaders to be of a higher sexual standard. Okay, Prime. I don't know about you.
No, the issue is
Oh,
less
oh,
even
oh,
hold on,
not-
Prime. Hold on,
It's
you're
a
skipping the
sexual
whole big part of this.
standard.
Y'all are skipping the whole
Look,
big-
no, stop.
Hold on,
Look.
hold on. No. Hold on.
Oh,
Y'all
my
are
God.
missing a massive part of this, right? Part of the reason why this sexting thing is so big is because of where he's doing it, which is on KIK,
On Kick,
which
yeah.
is which is rated like one of the most predatory sites like out there, and that's what he's doing it on. And he said he didn't have this profile anymore; it was deleted. And they went on there today and found him. So it's like he's still there doing it the whole time. So it's not that he's like, oh,
I
I'm sitting
I haven't
here
heard
cheating.
anything about this.
This
Yeah,
wasn't like a
it's-
past
it's-
thing.
yeah,
This
it's
is
The
a
kick
current thing.
allegation.
Still
The kick
doing it.
allegation is
I
probably the
don't know
worst
anything about
one.
it.
Yeah, that's
Him
what
being
I'm
on
saying. Y'all, like,
KIK
kinda
is a little
glossed
bit
over
bad.
that. Yeah,
There's that, but also Prime. Here's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he might be a cheat, and that's bad. But he's a Nazi and a cheat. That's too much. That's
don't
too
think he's
far.
Yeah, your guy's a racist and a cheat. Like
Oh,
whatever.
race! Like literally, you can see
Yeah,
pictures of
when
him
has
with
he
black
ever
people.
done anything racist?
Oh,
You can see
Name one.
pictures of
That's
him
it?
with black
That's
They
it?
do it all
people.
the time. They do it every time.
He
yeah.
doesn't
I love
disappear
it.
like a vampire.
Multiple.
I love it. Holy shit.
It only matters if they're racist if they're on the
Yeah,
right.
like
That's
like
all that matters.
literally
They,
his
listen, they can be as
entire
racist they want to be on the
career
left.
is him cheating, right? And he cheated on his wives, right? He's like he's been a philanderer the entire time. He's been accused of sexual assault this entire time. But now a lactoid, right? He's squeamish about this. Oh no! Could you believe someone's having an extramarital affair? Again, I don't
With
I
a
do
Nazi
agree.
tattoo.
Hold on.
Come on.
I agree. Hold on. I didn't want no. I'm not. I didn't push back on that, right? I
Mhm.
agree of almost everything that Hunter said on that part, right?
Mhm.
That like,
Yeah.
one that like he didn't know, but I think he is lying about when he found out.
I
Um,
also-
Can,
I think-
wait,
I
can,
think
can I
found
can I
out
say this one
early.
thing?
Immediate.
Well,
Prime,
I'm
prime.
saying- I'm going to respond to you the first thing, then I'll get right straight to you, right? So yeah, I think he didn't know, right? Like you're in your 20s, you're overseas, you're in a tattoo parlor, right? I keep hearing from actual tattoo like artists, it's like yeah, like guys come in and they get shit like
Bro,
this all the time. Like
didn't y'all
you
say
know,
the same
and
thing
there's
about
like
Pete
symbols
Hegseth,
on
though?
those
Don't-
tattoos.
I brought up
right?
Pete Hegseth.
Pete
That
Hegseth
was a
was
me
way
thing.
less bad. Was way less bad and way less controversial. Deuce Volt, a Crusade
It was
thing.
offensive. It was a no. His scaffold tattoo.
Hold on,
offensive
is
to
way
me
hold on.
specifically.
Oh, that's fine. I understand.
That's
that.
based,
but,
though.
Yeah, it's up
but
to you.
Deuce
I don't
Volt
care.
and the Crusade thing is way less like controversial than the literal SS symbol. You gotta be.
It's not.
It's not the literal SS symbol.
You
whatever.
it is the
Yeah.
SS
Yeah.
symbol.
Yeah,
I
It is,
wait,
it
wait,
is.
wait.
One-
Listen,
It was on their
dumbass
caps.
here.
You can-
I didn't know that it was a Nazi tattoo. I thought it was a skull
Yeah,
and
you can
crossbones.
run
This is a
cover
Nazi
for,
tattoo.
But you
You can run
spoke
cover
enough
for
Latin to
later
know what
on,
Deuce Volt
right?
meant.
Like,
Come
I-
on, I don't believe that
I
at all.
don't care. Anyway, wait, let me finish my point. I'm gonna finish my point. So anyway, yes. Gets a tattoo, right? I think later on, at some point earlier, I don't know how far back in advance, right? But I think at some point he had found out, and then like he didn't immediately cover up. And I think he then lied about when he found out. It's like, oh, I just found this out, and I don't know, like I didn't want to hurt everyone. And then he gets it covered up, you know, for his political campaign, right? And so when Hunter
What about him
says
denying
that,
the
like,
Holocaust? Was that not bad enough, close enough Nazi thing? Because there's an
One
article.
second.
I looked into that. That one's not so clear that he actually
Yeah.
did that.
So
No,
yeah,
no, what he did. Okay, I'll specify what he actually did.
But I'm,
Is he
oh my
shared-
God!
shared-
Why does
Hold
everyone
on,
have to
you-
like just let me
because
finish
you're
my
over here
words?
glossing
I'm
over major
literally in the
things.
middle of the thing, so you can add to it later. I don't care afterwards. But anyway, so yeah, when he says that, like his judgment, right? Like you should be afraid. I would agree there, right? Like I think that his judgment has not been shown great. And if this and what you're saying about the extramarital affair is true, right? And again, I haven't seen anything about this. Literally, my first time hearing about this, right? If that's true, I think again shows a lack of impulse control, and you know that could be a problem. So I think all of those things are perfectly valid reasons. And I guess I'll leave it there for now.
I
Well, I also want to say one more thing.
He's also okay. When the thing that we
It's
talked
been
about
a-
with the denying the Holocaust, what he did was he didn't directly say it. He shared somebody posted a video where they're saying the Holocaust is where he's like, hey, check this out, like you know, basically like co-signing.
All the
Like,
white
Can you
supremacists
just
that
share
Trump has
that? 'Cause
retweeted.
So if I if I retweet something by like I don't know Elon
Hold
Musk,
on.
I'm like,
Okay,
hey,
no,
I
it's
totally agree
fine.
with
It's
this.
fine.
Like,
But
that's
like
what
as
those
long
people
as like
do.
we know that like that if that makes someone
But okay, so in
a
addition
bad
to
guy,
hold
right,
on,
we
in
would-
addition to
we
other,
would apply that to Donald
but
Trump and
here's-
his kids,
Sure,
right?
sure, that's fine. Hold on, here's the thing though, right? Like I'll grant that. I don't care. Like listen,
Okay,
my
great.
point that I'm
'Cause
point
he's a
that I'm
racist.
making, the point that I'm making. Well, he did win a bunch of awards for being not racist, but that's fine. Here's the other thing. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Trump won them. I'm just saying from several
What
organizations.
awards?
Yeah, hey, yeah. we'll pull that up in a second.
asking
Lactoid, you can pull it up in a second. Well,
I heard this. It's true.
Hold on. Yeah, it is true. I'll pull it up after I'm done. But what I'm saying though is this is key. Is it's in combination with that. He said other suspicious things about other racist things. He has this tattoo, which y'all somehow know Latin and know what Deuce Volt means, but y'all don't know what the Totenkopf is.
I didn't know what
Bullshit.
your fault was.
Totem
before you-
Bullshit.
Pop.
Don't what is it? See, I actually don't know how to say it because I'm not.
I didn't know what it
Nazi,
was
but I
either.
knew it was the Nazi SS symbol because I watched. I don't know, Inglorious Bastards at
It's
least
not
once.
the,
It's everybody
it's not
knows this shit.
SS.
It's
No,
a-
it doesn't.
it's-
No,
Bro,
I'm sorry.
everybody
It's
knows
like
this.
a
And then
skull.
he
That's
said all these
clearly
other
not
things.
the
And
case.
then
I don't
he's
even
got-
think- I don't know
he's
if
on
you've
this
seen the
site,
tattoo.
and y'all are just like, oh, it's fine. Now let's just.
I
compare
didn't
this to
say
the-
that. Who
if
is
a
saying
Repu-
it's
hold on,
fine?
If a Republican had any
No
one
one
of these
did.
things, if a Republican
Yeah,
had
you did.
any one of these things, y'all would be
I
like,
heard you.
crucify him,
Here's the-
crucify this man.
right, Gibbs,
but
it's
instead,
my
you're
turn.
like, vote blue, no matter what.
Genuinely,
Like, that's
genuinely,
crazy.
this
Like,
is the
crazy.
reason.
Well, you know, I'm not saying vote
This
blue.
is
I
the
know you're
reason.
not saying that.
Just
This
this is
guy
the
is.
reason. I'll clarify. I think this is the reason why I am not standing for Plattner right now, and I think that we should probably be voting for him, but I'm not going to be screaming from the rooftops, mostly because it ruins our credibility when it comes to these conversations. Because I do think that there are actual fucking like neo-Nazis embedded in the Republican Party that I am genuinely concerned about. Stephen
Sorry,
Miller
but what-
seems to be like a
Hold on,
psychotic
but-
racist.
But the
And
question
it
then
ruins our
becomes-
credibility to have these conversations
Hunter,
because they could just
Hunter,
point to
hold
it.
on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. No, what the other thing that ruins our credibility is when we have Democrats backing a genocide, right? That's another thing
I
that
agree.
actually like a big problem.
I
So
100%
like
agree.
I gotta ask you, and maybe you've changed your mind, and
Mhm.
I will welcome you if you have, right?
I don't think I've
Are
changed my
you?
mind.
So I'm gonna ask you something, right?
Yeah,
Then,
go ahead.
are you blue no matter who? Are you still that?
I am still that, and I am still that when
Okay, that's awful.
including Plattner. I think we should still be voting for Plattner
Okay, all right.
over Mills.
This is no, so this is like I think the reason why people want to focus on this, similar to what you're saying, Hunter,
Mhm.
is this is like the pinnacle of hypocrisy, right? Like you're like,
Mine.
oh,
Me?
we're like we're maybe not from you, but this is the pinnacle of hypocrisy from his supporters, which is like, oh, like how could you vote? How could you support this guy? How could you vote for that guy? Look at his tattoos. Well, look at this fucking guy, who kept it long after he should have known.
Mhm.
And probably he should have known when he got it. I mean, what fucking moron
Right.
gets a tattoo and then
100%.
doesn't do
Lots of people.
any?
How many-
Hold on, you're right. Lots of people, but these
Who
people,
don't find out
if
that they're
it-
Nazi tattoos.
if they were
If I
working,
found out I had a
if
Nazi
they were
tattoo
working,
on
How
my
many people
body, I
have
would
like
kill
an
myself.
Asian,
Yes,
like a
yes.
Japanese tattoo, and don't know what it is?
Yes, yeah, you're right. You're right. These people, like, yes, if they're relegated to working at like a hardware store, no diss, the people who work at hardware stores or something,
He was a
that's one
fisherman.
thing. Yeah, I'm not going to care all that much. But when you're running for office and this thing is still on you, and this is like a whole fucking scandal, this is a problem,
I
right?
agree.
This is a problem. First of all, it's hypocritical when you're going to come after Hegseth for his non-problematic tattoos
I
to
don't
have this
think-
guy who has a genuinely problematic tattoo.
I don't
Second
really
thing,
fucking care
well,
about
the second thing, the guy has a dating profile on Kick, and is which is sus in of itself, and he's sharing dick pics all over the place, right? Anthony Weiner 2.0, I guess. And you could support this guy, and you keep talking about women representation in Congress. He's running against a woman. You could vote for the woman who's a moderate, who is a moderate. Hold on,
Factoid.
a woman
Stop.
who is
Fucking
one last
weaponizing
thing.
this
Does she have her pussy on Kick?
Like, I never argued
Then
it.
don't
We
bring
need
it
to
up.
know this. This is
Then
important.
don't bring up women's representation of Congress if you're not willing to do the work, Hunter. To
Is she
do
a
the work
Zionist, though?
to actually get
I
women
can't-
in Congress.
Is she a
You know
Zionist?
that's
I
a bullshit argument.
am willing to
You
do
know-
the
you
work
know- you don't
to
even
get
believe
women
this.
in Congress.
You don't even
Unlike
believe this.
you,
Is she a Zionist though? I
It's
just
a-
need to know.
I don't know.
Well,
I'll
hey,
look into
quick
that.
Question, quick question.
but-
Who
but-
has seen Inglourious
Yeah,
Basterds?
she's
How
a
many
It's a
Zionist.
people have seen
total.
that?
It's a. Yeah, that's bullshit. Everyone knows that. Obviously.
No.
Hold on. Obviously, I think that representation should probably be like one of the last slates that you really care about when it comes to representation.
Wow.
When it comes to
You
fucking
would think that as a
having
white
a
man.
senator, yeah, true. When it comes to having a senator, I would so much rather have I don't know, Kagan over Clarence Thomas. That's a bad example because that's another
Yeah, no, that's right.
Like,
That is a bad example
Clarence
for you.
Thomas, Clarence Thomas is one of the most corrupt Supreme Court officials, and he's a black
No,
man.
he's
Like
not.
I don't.
No, wait, no. Well, racist, first of all. Second of all, no.
Hey, good.
So I want
I
want
I'm
to.
to.
You have the link in the group DM.
Let me say one more thing on this. So not only is a woman with fewer scandals running, and yet you're insisting on voting for this white
I
man.
think that he has better policies, and I've said
I
that
want to.
multiple times. That's it.
I know
That's
now
all I've
policies
said.
matter. I get it. Now policies matter. I get it.
Policies are the only thing.
But here's the other thing that here's the other thing here.
God damn it.
Susan Collins is
Uh-huh.
probably the most
Mhm.
moderate Republican in Congress right now,
The most.
and
Which
Probably,
means she almost always
I think
votes for
probably
Trump.
probably the most, honestly. Based on her voting record, I've looked into it a little bit. I mean, she voted for the ACA,
I
or
wonder if there's
keeping
a-
the ACA, a couple other things as well. Like she is pretty like, and part of it's because she's from Maine. I mean, you have to keep the the WASPs and then
I've
these people
recognized that she's a
happy.
moderate. First
Okay.
off.
Yeah,
But
sure. And so
Even
when
though
it-
Prime cackle.
and so what I hear, this is where I think the hypocrisy reaches like a fever pitch, right? What I hear is like, oh my God, MAGA is such a threat. We need to unite with moderate Republicans to counter MAGA. But then when you have the most moderate Republican running against one of your most problematic candidates, it doesn't seem to matter.
Wait on, hon. Did I ever say that? Wait a minute, hon. To be
Not you.
clear, have
No,
I-
I'm talking about not you. I'm talking
Okay.
about like the Democrat like the hive
Okay.
mind, right? The
I-
machine.
I
Fuck
will
those
say-
people.
I will
I would
say,
agree. Fuck those people.
Yeah, Hunter.
fucking completely useless. That's just Prime. Prime whenever anyone says Democrat in there, fuck them. I don't care about them.
Well,
That's not
oh,
my
yeah,
fucking
fuck those
team.
guys.
I
Fuck
know.
them.
I just can I
Fuck
That's
the
your,
Democrats.
that's your
either.
go-to.
You mean the
can't
ones who were
defend
just marching
anything
for
that
fucking
any
war
Democrat has
criminal?
ever done.
Like in a march
Yeah.
this weekend? Yeah, I
Look,
say it again.
I
Can
am-
we before we move on to that?
Hold
Can we
on.
do a
I'm-
quick
wait,
show
hold
of
on.
hands?
Hold on.
Oh, I
Lockwood
wanna-
was. I think
Okay.
that was largely targeted towards me. I think.
Sure. Yeah, and this is going to relate to that. I just real quick, so you can respond to both. How many
Okay.
people here have seen Inglorious Bastards?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
saw
excited
it.
for this.
All of us. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
okay.
It's been
So
a while.
if I were to just do, I don't know, this real quick, could y'all tell me what that symbol is up above me that
It's
he's
on
doing?
the.
I
we
genuinely
know
can't
it's
see
on
it,
the
it's cut
cap.
off.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only like literally
cut
their
off.
signature.
This is your
Yeah,
fucking
it's cut off
point,
from our
Gibbs.
side.
I mean,
Can
yeah,
I
so
can I
I'm-
But
respond to a
Inglorious Bastards
normal-
is ahistorical.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. And the reason why I'm doing
Yeah.
saying that, using that
It's
term, is
lit-
something we've
literally-
all seen. But you
I
can look up
guarantee
any
you,
SS
if you show the
movie.
token comp to my parents, they wouldn't know. I guarantee you, if you
Well,
show
that's-
it
Wait, there was
to
no
my
bear
parents,
Jew?
they'll know.
I get
Right?
confused
Like,
because I
that's-
said
that's
that Hitler
good.
died
It's
in
not
a movie theater, and I
associated-
got
It's
a
like-
zero
It
on
is
my
so,
history
most
test.
people would know who it is.
No, they don't.
No,
Gibbs. Like,
everybody.
you're
Yeah,
just
it's
making that
crazy.
up.
No,
Okay,
I'm not
great.
making it up.
You
It
have a
says,
poll?
hold on.
I don't have a
If you
poll,
don't,
right?
I'm
here's
just
the
not
thing.
gonna get a
How
chance
do
to
you
Here's
respond.
a better.
that
Here's a
most
better.
people
Here's
know
a better point. If you don't know what the totem cop is, then you probably shouldn't be talking about politics at all in like the modern day and age. Or
Okay,
talking about what
great,
socialism
sure,
is.
great.
or
If you didn't know
not.
about the
That's-
token call, yeah,
Yeah, I
that
didn't
was a
say
very
that's
important
pretty
part of
important. Yeah,
our
it
politics.
is. Yeah,
No, that's
absolutely.
fantastic. So,
I
like,
mean,
look.
that's
Hold
tough.
on. We should be testing Gibbs on Nazi symbols right now.
To be clear, I
Yeah,
don't have
sure.
a poll. I
You
don't
think
have
I'm gonna be able to
evidence,
ace
right? I
that
don't think
shit.
you guys have evidence either, as well. I'm almost certain I'm correct. But again, I don't have any evidence. I don't think you have any evidence too as to how many people know about the fucking Totenkopf, right? People know about the swastika. They understand the swastika. That's the thing that comes up all the time, right? The SS bolts, that
What's
comes
that?
up all the time. The Totenkopf, no way. In fact, I wonder if we can. Oh, you know what? What I'm curious about is if we did like one of those like Google search type. You know, like the you know. how
I get them all
often-
right.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying,
knows
I'm
Nazi
saying like
symbols.
you know what I'm talking about?
Lactoid
Like
knows.
We watch
there's
out for
those, like
razors.
graphs that show like how often a word's been like Googled or spoken or put into articles and stuff, right? I'm curious if like what that would be for Totenkopf. Like I'll see if I can
It's
find it
literally
myself.
banned in Germany, right? Like you know
Oh!
that. right?
There's fucking
Yeah, in
100
Germany,
symbols
you're
that are
not
banned in
here.
Germany.
Why
Yeah,
is it banned in
Germans
Germany?
don't
Hold on,
even
hold on.
know.
Why is it banned? Oh,
Because it's a
they would know.
Nazi symbol. No one's saying
Yeah,
it's
it's a
not.
Nazi symbol, but it's not within our
It's like
media
one of the most
guidance.
well-known
Gibbs, I
ones.
need you to stop being so retarded.
It's not.
Like,
I'm not
no,
being
no,
retarded.
no.
Hold on, you're
Are you
actually.
serious?
This was the funny
In
part.
Germany?
You're saying I'm retarded because I'm knowledgeable of history, and neither one of y'all are.
Hold
Good
on.
one. You got me. You got me good, bro.
Can I respond to Lactoid's point from forever
ahead,
ago?
go ahead.
That Gibbs said he was going to contribute to it. It just turned into a fucking.
It's a very good point. That y'all don't know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Totenkopf.
Okay, Lactoid. Who should I be frustrated with in particular? Who is essentially bolstering Graham Plattner and saying that we need to vote for him over Susan Collins? Like Pod Save America or like the Democratic Party establishment.
Yeah, like take your pick. I mean, there's specific names I could name.
Well, Josiah,
but
I'll do this.
that was one of the
I'm-
people I had in
I'm,
my
I'm
mind.
here. I'm hearing
but
that
what did
realm to
Josiah
have
say
this
about-
discussion.
About Plattner?
So he was having a conversation with Hutch, who is a bit tepid about this. He's like, ooh, he keeps doing the wincing thing towards him. And then
Uh-huh.
Josiah comes on and he goes, hey man, how about just like we enthusiastically support the Democrats so we can beat the Republicans, right? That's like the only thing that matters right now. That's
Sounds like
and,
something the Klan
it's-
would say.
essentially that's a conversation. And then like Hutch asked Josiah like, oh, what about like Jewish voters or like if it was a Jewish someone to like endorse Plattner, and he said yeah, he's Josiah said yeah, he should suck it up and endorse.
Well,
It's
and
kinda like
importantly,
that's where, like, the
importantly, I mean,
conversation's
this
coming
is
from right now.
sure, and importantly, not to put like everything on one person, although he did say that. I think that this is representative of the establishment establishment Democratic position at this point, which is
Yeah.
this is our guy. You vote blue no matter who. You got to vote for this guy.
Well, the issue is, it is difficult in a democracy when he's already won the primary. Like,
It is difficult. I know.
and we should be able to disentangle that conversation about the fact that he did beat the other Democratic
Well,
candidates.
because
And
socialists are
who
Nazis.
specifically we should be endorsing is we're kind of past that point. Now that these scandals have come up, should we redo the primary? That feels kind of messy.
Well, you can.
I think we leave it up to the voter.
would-
Yeah,
you would
I know.
lose.
No, for sure. No, I agree. Which is why I understand Josiah's point to like, well, there's no going back. Like, what should we be doing right now? Because it's clear that we prioritize the policies. I think optically it's not a good look, which is why I've said that this is the most marginal race. When it comes to Tallarico versus fucking Paxton, it's such an easier slam dunk.
No.
So this is just like something
It shouldn't
I've
be
seen,
for
and
totally
it seems
different
like-
reasons.
Yeah,
Bro,
and,
no
and it
way,
seems like
Tony,
I understand
it's-
you're the
it seems
Republican.
like it seems like
No
because the
way.
argument that I saw happen transpire is it seems like the liberal the more liberal pundits or like streamers or whatever seem to be attacking the more progressive like this is what I'm hearing, because the only people they're attacking seems to be Plattner and then Abdul Sayed, right, in Michigan. And it seems that like the liberal voters who are blue no matter who seem to only be attacking these specific blue, candidates, right? And it's like the progressive candidates. So
Wait,
it's like
who,
that's-
you're arguing. It's what's really interesting here is like you guys are arguing two different angles on two different complete realities.
what's
Because
the angles?
Ollie, you're saying, man, all these liberals seem to just be attacking the progressive candidates, and Lactose
Yeah.
saying all of these liberals are defending these crazy progressive candidates.
So
You
no.
guys-
So
guys
he,
have
so I'm
complete different-
talking about a split. I'm
Both
talking
are
about a
true.
split that I'm seeing within amongst liberals specifically, because that's what I brought it up. I brought up this like that's what I've seen versus where like
don't-
Lactoid's seeing the defense
who is
of.
attacking Plattner right now, like actually, other
When I
than
say
like
it's
fucking
all,
Hutch?
all the non-racists.
No,
I mean,
no.
yeah, a
Can
lot-
you give like an
yeah.
establishment? Because I largely agree with Lactoid. I think that the establishment is largely standing behind Plattner, saying this is our guy. We're going to leave it up to the election.
No,
No, it's
this
not.
was CNN
It's
people
not.
been
It's
going
not
after
standing
him.
behind
Who
Plattner.
is
One
not?
sec.
Who is not?
No, I'll give
MSNBC,
you. I'll
that's
tell
a
you in a second. I'll tell you in a
few-
second.
Yeah, it's more of a prime question.
So I
than a
did.
me
So
question.
what I was thinking of it was a Google Trends search, right? So I did that for us, right? So I put the link in our chat, and you can just take a look, right? I compared that against the swastika, the Totenkopf against the swastika. And it shows it since like 2004. The
Hold on,
difference
is-
in these searches.
is anyone-
And when did it spike? It spiked last year in October when this came up with Grand Platinum. And in fact, if you look at the commonly searched terms around it, right? It says for Totenkopf, Grand Platinum comes up. Like that's what spiked the
Yeah,
search.
because it's a controversy now.
People weren't searching for it. People weren't talking
Yeah,
about
because
it.
people couldn't believe that somebody would have an SS symbol. Hold on.
Because
hold
people
on.
didn't know.
Have you
Like,
seen
what
the
do
movie? We can just go through other this is just like not true. The
I've
reason why
seen
it's not
one.
popping up
No.
is people.
No.
Anybody that's played Medal of
Gibbs,
Honor growing
Gibbs,
up,
I had
Call of
seen, like,
Duty, Call of Duty
Gibbs,
Zombies.
Gibbs,
I played all
Like,
of
all
them.
of these guys
That's not what that
Gibbs,
means, Prime.
No, it's two.
That's not what it means at all.
One
Hold
second.
on.
One second. Hold on.
You could
hold
be
on.
blind
one
to
second,
that
one
Part
second,
of
hold
what
on.
it means.
One second.
Specific
No,
symbol.
I've seen the Totenkopf before. I did see it before.
Where did you
right?
see it?
Like I never. I said in lots of media. I
All those
saw it,
places that
but
you
I
said.
never made that
Okay.
connection.
I
Right. So
agree.
like.
Well, that's
I
on
didn't-
you. That's for not knowing
No,
history.
hold on.
I
listen,
agree.
listen.
I'm a little
Well,
ignorant.
most
Hold on.
people don't know history, Gibbs. Why are you guys
know,
saying
I
most
know,
people know
problem.
history?
That's the
It's not
problem.
about knowing history. No, hold
That's
on.
not
Yeah,
the
well, I'm
argument
just gonna
here.
I'm just gonna
Symbol.
concede to his point
This
of
is a
that.
symbol, right? That like is I'd seen it in random places, but like that never stuck in my
Hold
mind.
on. If I put a
right?
Confederate flag up, would you recognize
I
it?
know
Yes!
they had, like, a skull
Okay, if I
and
put a
bones, but,
burning
like,
cross up, would you recognize it?
Yes.
yes,
And then
because
you
it
should
has
know what a Totenkopf
These
is.
are a little bit
Holy
more
fuck,
recognizable
no.
images.
No,
Hold
that
on,
would be
hold
the
on,
swastika.
hold on,
The
hold on.
swastika
A little
would
bit more
be the burning,
recognizable
the
images.
burning
This is a-
cross.
hold on. How about
and
how about
the
the lightning
Confederate
bolt?
flag would be
How
the
about- hold on,
swastika.
How about the lightning bolts? What about the hold on? Hold on. How about the
I
lightning
just
bolts?
said the SS bolts.
Just like when you see
No,
a Toyota
so you know that
Forerunner, you
one.
think of
So you just
terrorism.
don't know this one somehow. Suspicious.
Burning cross,
Oh my
Hold on,
swastika,
hold on.
Toyota
The alien
Forerunner. These are
Brotherhood
the
tattoos, the
nationally
Totenkopf.
recognized symbols.
But then, hold on.
SS bolts. Hold on.
That's less common than the
SS bolts.
Totenkopf was.
SS bolts and swastika. Those are literally the
That
examples.
Forerunner joke was
Literally the examples I
missed.
gave.
Hold on,
Bro,
I'm looking up
unbelievable.
Nazi symbols,
Hold on.
and one of them is
Yes,
just an arrow above. It's called the tier rune. Did you know that
Or
one?
like this thingy, the
Bro.
OK symbol.
Why
What
is
was
that?
it?
Why? Okay, why is the
this
tier
was- this
rune
was
a
white
symbol? Do you
supremacists for a
understand
while?
why?
I don't know. That's my whole point. I don't
Get it?
fucking know.
You should probably know these things.
I-
If I'm
that's
gonna
fine.
call people racist,
That's-
because then when you have a guy that's got actual racist tattoos, then guess what? That's probably
Wait,
a
if you have an
racist.
up
Holy
arrow?
shit! That,
What if
like,
you what if you got an up arrow and you meant jump?
like, bro?
You're like jump. It's my favorite move.
Okay.
What
Gibbs,
if I
what if-
said this?
Gibbs,
Who
Gibbs,
knows?
Gibbs.
I don't know.
Hold on, wait,
We're
hold on.
on different
Not the
Hold on.
Toyota Forerunner joke.
Hold
Okay.
on,
We're
Gibbs,
arguing on the
Gibbs.
Western
What if he
Front
got
and the
Nazi
Eastern Front.
tattoos? What if he got Nazi tattoos, but he was just pro-Ukraine? Then what?
Fuck off.
Listen,
And I'm the
here's
only
my
one who
point.
cares about that.
If
The
he
rest of the
buying
leftists are
weapons
like,
for
yeah,
us.
fuck Ukraine.
No, I mean, my thing is this: is like y'all are saying this. Like I've heard from years.
Okay, Gibbs,
yeah,
wait, hold on.
years,
Gibbs,
and
Gibbs,
like,
Gibbs,
we're the
Gibbs,
party
Gibbs,
of the
Gibbs.
moral
Hold on, I want to
righteous
go. I want to go.
left,
Gibbs,
right? And
Gibbs,
now,
shut the fuck up. I want to say
hey,
something
it
real
doesn't
quick.
matter.
Real quick. You can't argue two different points. You can't argue
not arguing
one,
two different
he
points.
should have known, and two, that I ought to know. Because my evidence
both.
is no, hold, just let me explain why that's a contradiction. Cool. I'm recognizing I'm somewhat entrenched in politics. I don't read a lot of history. That's a blind sight that I have, especially like World War II. I know a decent amount like civil rights movement, like maybe like 90s, 80s, whatever. Nixon, I really don't look into the World War II. That's a blind spot I have. Okay, great. A lot of Americans have a lot of blind spots. A lot of people have a lot of blind spots, okay? Like, you could go anywhere. This Grant Plattner maybe should have known. Okay, maybe that's an argument. But the argument is that he didn't, not that he shouldn't have not. Does that make sense?
Here's my next question, right? So you all agree for years we've heard from the righteous left that white supremacy is a problem. Yeah?
Do you
That's
want to
been a thing.
acknowledge what the fuck I just said or not?
Listen, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like honestly,
God, that
I
was
like
hilarious.
I feel like it's bad faith because for years we literally have heard that the white supremacy was an issue. We should all be aware of this.
And you know what's crazy? I've conceded this point. I've said it's a losing optic
Okay.
battle because
That's true. You have said that, but
because
then you're
it-
still saying support vote blue no matter what. Like if you
No
if you're
matter
gonna say,
who.
if you're gonna
because
say
I
you're the-
personally don't think he's a Nazi. I personally don't think he's Nazi. But if some people are like, I think he's a Nazi, okay, you know what? Fair enough. Fair
what
enough.
if he had just got out of prison and he had this tattoo? Would you probably say he's part of the Aryan Brotherhood? More than likely, if he had been in prison, and he would be.
What
part of it.
tattoo?
I don't know.
If he had the same tattoo
Totenkopf.
and he came out of prison, you would have.
Yeah, but
probably
you have to be though, right? Otherwise,
Well,
I don't know.
Well, I
technically
mean,
you don't
people
have
get
to.
out
don't
of
know
prison
Yeah, was it for his
also
own
during
protection?
but
I would
not
ask if he got
everyone
that
does
tattoo for his
Well,
own protection.
that's
But
quite-
if
hold
you
on,
have
that's
to
quite
join
a-
a gang, you know.
that's
There's
quite
like
a
1,000
coincidence.
variables to this.
Sure, but you would
in
say
prison,
if they were-
often you have
if
to.
you get out with the Totenkopf and you were in prison like max security, you probably were in the Aryan Brotherhood, right?
I
Yeah,
don't
for
know.
sure. You'd
Or
have
at
to
least,
be.
at least, okay, cool. So then we're already admitting, and then I've heard for years the SPLC they put out this big thing. Remember the Unite the
You
Right
don't like
movement?
this thing, this
I-
SPLC people.
You know, because they're evil. And like,
But here's
got
one
that.
thing that they said that I agree with. So I'm going to cite this one thing, and then I'm going to hate them for the rest of it. I'm going to pick and choose what I like.
well, we all know who.
It
we all
reminds
know
me of
who
my
Nick
brother-in-law,
Fuentes is, right?
who's like the CDC that said that.
Well,
actually
no, Hunter,
vaccines-
because they're your guys. So
They're
like
the ones that were
you
the
should be
same, we're all
believing them.
racist.
Hold on, I
Yeah.
do believe them. I do think that the
Oh,
Totenkopf
okay.
is
Oh.
a hate symbol.
Oh,
So then
okay,
it goes
yeah.
to Gibbs's point pretty
Yeah, it
well.
is. Hold on, no, it
What?
doesn't.
How am I
Yeah,
not?
yeah,
How
I
am I
believe
being
it was a hate
this
system,
misunderstood?
but that he knew it. Simple.
Okay, what Gibbs is saying, which I actually agree with completely, is
Okay.
here are the possibilities. The
Mhm.
first possibility is he actually had no idea, and he's
Mhm.
just like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get a tattoo or this thing on,
The
and
exact
do
symbol.
literally with the exact symbol of literal Nazi tattoo,
Uh-huh.
and do zero research into it,
Uh-huh.
and then hold on to it for a while,
Yes.
Wait, just one question
and,
there.
and never actually, I guess, not
One
figuring
thing
it
real
out. that
there.
Well, I do.
Okay.
think
Where
I
did
figured
he
it
get
out.
this tattoo? Where did he
Yeah,
get
we
this
did.
tattoo?
He got it overseas in like
he
some
got it-
random ass country.
Where?
Like Cambodia.
Yeah.
I need to know. Was it like Southeast Asia? Was
Yes.
it like
And it was
yeah,
like
okay.
it was explicitly said like there are a lot of Nazis in this specific area.
That's what I was gonna
It
say. Like
makes
we
sense.
do
And he
understand
just
that in
pointed
these
to a symbol,
areas
and it's
it
all in
is
a
like
foreign language he didn't know, and he's like,
Yeah.
that looks cool.
Yeah.
so
So
like I
yeah.
I will
Or,
give him
that's
that.
a
or maybe he
believable
was there with
story.
all the Nazis.
that's a possibility.
I agree.
But again,
and
what
that's-
he
Gibbs
was
what Gibbs
there
is
with
saying,
Army.
I'm okay
Yeah,
with that.
With the U.S.
Right,
military, yeah.
sure.
With all
What
the
Gibbs
Nazis.
what
With
Gibbs
white
is saying
supremacy problem,
though,
according to
what Gibbs is
FLC.
saying is
Yeah,
somebody
it
who
does.
doesn't know this
Exactly.
then should
Mhm.
probably like this is a profound ignorance when it comes to basic Nazi tattoos.
Sure.
This is
Not
also I think we all
Soldiers
agree
are
that
idiots.
he held on to it for a very long
I
time.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and
and
if
so
he's in
like
the army where they said it was like a hotbed, well, is it likely that he actually probably did know what it was then? Like, that makes more sense.
that's
that
the other
way.
No,
possibility.
we already said that. We already
Yeah,
said that. Like
we
afterwards.
all acknowledge that he
Hunter and I
figured this out a
agree
while ago.
that he figured it out beforehand. We've
No,
been
no, no,
saying
no,
that the
that's not-
entire
that's
time.
That's
I
not what I'm
agree.
saying, Prime. No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So the argument
No, he's
is that
saying
the
he
U.S.
knew
Army,
while he
the
got
U.S.
it.
Army is a hotbed for white supremacy, according to all y'all sources, right? What's more likely? This guy got a exact Nazi tattoo in an area with a
Am
bunch
I
of
just a
Nazis,
caricature
and
to you,
then in
Gibbs?
a group that allegedly has lots of white supremacy, or he just didn't know what it was when he got it.
I don't think.
doubt.
I think it is a hotbed of white supremacy.
Ooh,
That
Gibbs
doesn't mean
might have
that
swayed me.
everyone around him is a white
It
supremacist.
might
I
have
don't
swayed
think-
me, Gibbs.
I don't see a
Can't have it both
soldier.
ways.
Hold on. I don't see a soldier, right? And I go like, oh, like a white soldier. I'm like, oh, that's probably a white supremacist,
not what I'm
right?
saying.
Look at it, he's fatigued. Okay.
If
I
they
do
have a
see-
Nazi tattoo,
Well, no way. I do
No,
see.
no, no,
I
no, no.
do
I'm
see a
saying, no,
soldier
the
as kind of like
point
a.
is, he's saying no,
I don't think
is
that the
there a
military is a
general
hotbed of white supremacy.
trend like so like if this guy is part of a
Gibbs,
unit,
stop being
right?
fucking
And then like
surprised.
he's like he has this tattoo. Does that necessarily mean that like those people around him, right, must be like a white supremacist, right? And I'm like, well, not necessarily, right? They may not. That doesn't mean that there isn't an elevated number compared to the general population of white supremacists in the military, right? We've known that for years.
Sure.
The military has acknowledged this itself for years.
Does it
This
increase
is
the
not a new
likelihood that
thing.
he knew?
But
or
that doesn't mean that
decrease the
like
likelihood?
his unit or the people he surrounded himself with, right, his friends necessarily knew. Like those two things are separate, right?
Come
Gibbs,
on.
you might have
I
swayed me.
don't like I
Saying
don't
it
think
like
I don't
it's
think
not.
50%. I don't think 40%. I don't think 30% of like the army is like white supremacists. I have more faith in the army than think that all those people are white supremacists. Do you think that? If
Well,
you
not
don't think
every
that,
Nazi.
then-
Not every Nazi was like an actual Nazi, right? They were kind of just doing the
I'm on
following
Prime's
orders
side.
bullshit, and
No,
that's
no,
kind of
no,
what I
no,
would
no.
say of like the army, right? It's like there's a bunch of people who
Right.
just joined they're just following orders, and so like, are they white supremacists? Yeah, they're engaged in white supremacy for sure, right? I think it is. I think there's something to going overseas
No,
and shooting
that's
people and
not,
taking
let's not
over lands
confuse
and
it.
stuff.
No, let's not confuse what we're talking about here. What he's talking about people who like are like actually part of an ideology and
Yeah.
who are part of the group, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not confusing. Like oh,
Yeah,
they're
can I ask a
dealing with
clarifying
supremacy
question,
because of the
Prime?
Imperial Army. Yeah, go ahead.
let me ask you a clarifying question. I would agree. I don't think the majority of soldiers are white supremacists. Fair enough. I wouldn't say 20%. I wouldn't even say 10%. I wouldn't even say 5%. I wouldn't even say 1%. But let me ask you, what percentage of U.S. soldiers with Nazi tattoos do you think are Nazis?
Pretty high, no, very high margin, right? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think they
No,
knew
I think
they
that's a
got
very
this
good
Like
point.
80%
That's a
maybe? I would put it somewhere around there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
80,
I know
90%.
you.
Well,
I
no,
think
there's
that's
there's
a
another
very
question.
valid
There's another
argument.
wait. There's another question. What percentage of those people? What party do they vote
That's
for?
a
more
great
likely?
question. Thank you for the
In this
Bayesian
case,
reasoning
in this
there.
case, they're running for Democrat.
No, but in general, but taking your hypothetical,
Yes.
what party are they likely to
I
vote
don't know.
for?
I
You think it's-
I
you
honestly
think it's
don't.
a
Witness
toss-up.
is a Democrat. So
I don't know these days because you had Richard Spencer who just like
No,
is
no.
super
Answer,
almost
like
like
Prime
Kamala
answered your
Harris.
question directly. Prime answer.
I
why
just
don't you-
answered.
why-
I just answered. I don't know these days.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah,
I would say Democrat. The answer's Democrat,
because
Corey.
well,
you
hold on.
think that's a
hold
good
on.
faith answer?
The reason why is you are seeing a massive, especially by the white supremacists, because they hate Jews. All right, they really don't like Israel, and they
They're
really don't like
socialists.
this kind of Trump kind of neocon complete alignment with Israel, which has happened, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing like what are the top Nazis like? What are they saying? Like Nick Fuentes is saying fuck Trump.
We do have a lot of his Reddit posts. and
Richard Spencer
they
was
are
saying
largely
fuck
progressive,
Trump.
though.
Does that mean Democrats vote for
David Duke.
Ilhan Omar?
Well, yeah,
Like,
it's
what?
their anti-Republican party or like establishment.
Yeah,
Nazis
right?
make
I'm
it.
anti-Trump.
They're
Remember,
not
Remember,
say
no
Nazis make
Democrats.
Democrats.
exceptions for Latinos.
Black to it.
Remember that.
I say fuck
My
Democrats.
guess is
over black. Hold on,
my
black
guess is
to it.
most Nazis probably don't vote, but the ones that do, I don't know what percentage vote for Democrats
Black
over
to it,
Republicans
black
these
to it.
days.
There's a bunch of leftists, me included, say fuck the Democrats all the time. When you hear that, do you think we mean
I
vote
can't confirm. Prime
Republican?
says this all the fucking time. It's really annoying.
Is that what you think?
Well, I know that's not what you're
I do
saying,
agree.
but like Nick Fuentes,
Prime
Fuentes
is
is saying
saying
that.
That's not what
Fuentes-
Nick Fuentes
Hold on,
is
Nick
saying.
Fuentes-
Stop,
Fuentes
is a
stop,
Democrat.
stop, stop. Nick Fuentes is saying this explicitly. Richard Spencer is saying this explicitly. These like top Nazis are saying this very explicitly. Vote for the Democrats, because
He took this
Israel is
back-
like
he
a
took
major
this back,
problem.
Like 2 weeks later, and he
AIPAC.
started saying that Democrats were gonna, kill
Also,
all the white
APAC
people.
it runs in the Democratic Party
Who?
too. So like
Nick
when
Fuentes.
they say vote for the
No.
Democrat, they're
Yes,
saying
100%.
in
I can-
spite
I'll
of the
find it.
Republican, just as like a game.
But-
Right, like in spite of the Republican as a game, that's what they're saying. They're not saying vote Democrat as in we align ideologically with Democrats.
for
now.
sure.
No,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm like, so there's a difference.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
yeah.
difference
Said that.
between like the
No, I agree with you on that. But to Corey's question is, like, are they going to support what in their minds like the Jew-loving Republicans, or in their minds like the black-loving Democrats? I mean, they're Nazis. They hate both. I don't know what the actual split
So
is.
you wait, hold on. So you genuinely think that Plattner, there is a at least a sizable percentage chance that he is a secret Nazi.
I don't
We
think he's a
almost-
secret Nazi. He's openly a Nazi.
Gabe, shut the fuck up.
Just to be clear.
Don't let him throw you off.
It's so annoying. I know. I'm just,
Openly
thinking, I'm,
honest.
I'm
You're just playing
incentivizing
into
this
his game.
behavior. I know. I know. Okay. You think there's a sizable chance? We have a lot of his Reddit posts. We've seen a lot of his policy prescriptions. You
Sure.
think that he's a Nazi who's encouraging, I should look at his platform right now. But do you agree that his platform isn't very particularly Nazi-like? It seems pretty progressive.
Probably. I think.
It says he's against billionaires because they're a bunch
Yeah.
of bankers. I don't know.
Oh,
what
there.
that means.
Whoa.
Damn, you know.
Oh,
that's pretty
oh,
Nazi.
oh. That's
It's
not good.
obviously a joke. Okay.
That is it. I don't know these days, right? But you do hear
I
a lot
just
about
made that
you know.
up.
I don't know. It's believable though.
I don't know.
Notice how it
I'm
sounded. Even though
telling
we knew it was a
you.
joke, we kind of knew it was kind of felt a little
No.
bit believable. I don't know.
Thank you, my listening library, for the $5. It says credibility means nothing to Republicans. Every Democrat is a communist, and every communist needs to leave the United States. I heard this my whole life from my Republican family. I find it very interesting, and we see this already. We see this on this panel all the time, right? That they. Not that they can't, because I know they can, right? I know Lactoid can, and I know Gibbs can, right? Not that they can't, but like they pretend like they don't understand the difference between different people on the left, right? Like it's all the same, but yeah, like they're all communists, right? Like all
don't think that.
leftists, right?
Yeah,
like
there's several different evil groups on the left.
you know
There's
that's
multiple
not
groups of evil.
the case, right? And that's not like even for your like messaging, right? Like if you want to win, right, and you want to convince more people to come to your side, right, it'd be important to disambiguate like who you're talking with, right?
Look,
I
you're
try to do
okay.
that
Okay.
with you. I
Let me do that right now.
respect You're a libertarian. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me do this right now.
I don't-
You're
I
not a
don't respect
communist.
that at
You're a
all.
hand washer for communism. Is that better? You guys are
No,
hand washers for communism,
I agree with
not
you.
necessarily communists yourself.
Hey,
No,
wait,
I
am
agree.
I a
with-
hand
I
washer for
actually
communists?
agree with you, Prime. I think it's
No, you're a
important to
hand washer for
call these
fascism.
different groups
I
out.
know,
Like,
but what about the Lactoid? Lactoid, am I a hand washer for
Thank you, my
communism?
listening library.
Oh, and yeah, hold on. Anybody who's to the left of center is a hand washer
I
for
see.
communism.
I see. So the
But-
fascists
but-
think that I'm a hand washer for communism, and the communists think that I'm a hand washer for fascism.
Here's let me give my actual read on Plattner. Here's my actual read. My actual read on Plattner is I think he actually did have some knowledge of the fact of what it was, either when he got it or pretty shortly after he got it. I'm sure somebody brought it up to him. I'm sure he found out something afterwards, or he knew about it at the time. My guess is he thought maybe it was cool, maybe it was edgy.
Yeah.
Nazi tattoos back then were like, not perhaps like as
They weren't that serious.
But
demonized, I guess.
Hold on, they were
Sure,
obviously
sure.
demonized, but that's what
Sure.
makes it cool.
Right, exactly, right. So like, bikers, for example, like sometimes have like a SWAT, like a SS symbol, but it's actually not associated with like being a Nazi, but they do use it. And so I think this is probably the case. I think that Graham Plattner, my read on him is he's probably just like your run-of-the-mill kind of charismatic grifting liar. It's probably what it is. Like he's probably, he's
What do you
playing
think
dumb
are-
about this. He's
what are
playing
his
dumb about
actual
the cheating.
beliefs?
He's playing dumb about the dating profile. Like he's just kind of just rolling with it, and he's like, I'm gonna put a bunch of progressive beliefs. I don't know. He'll probably fall in line to what the Democrats want him to do. I don't know if he actually believes any of those progressive beliefs or not. My guess is he just wants to get in power.
Well, I want to talk about what Prime just said, though. I think actually the listening library brings up something good, important here. I think it's actually important to differentiate between these different groups. Like the communists are different than the socialists, and the socialists are Nazis. They're just rebranded. Like, right? Like,
So that's
and I
Lactoid.
wanna,
Social.
yeah, sure, maybe. I don't know. But when we sit here, I want to point these things out. Like, I sit here and do this, and people go, oh, Gibbs is being bad faith, and you're just lumping him in. And I'm like, no. I think that y'all just don't know what these people actual groups were. Like, fascism, even back in the day, was more left-leaning than people want to give it credit for now. Like, it's not the same kind of fascism that people are talking about when you talk about, like, a
Wait,
military
Nazis were
junta.
socialist?
Yes,
Whoa.
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Okay.
like,
I
but
gotta
hold
do
on,
more
hold
research.
on. Well, hold on. You're gonna
This
sit
is
here and
crazy.
say this with like sarcasm, right? But like, hey, you didn't know what a Totenkopf was, so like, I mean, which one do you want to trust about historical?
Holy shit, you'll
accuracy
never
on
believe what
politics?
Nazi stands for, guys.
Oh yeah, good one. I mean, yeah, it's
Oh
crazy.
no.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm not even talking about just the name, but sure, like. Wait, hold on. How are you gonna sit here and try to like recite history to me and call me retarded whenever you didn't even know the SS's like main symbol? So like,
You
Like,
think I don't
you
know what
just look
fucking
at-
Nazi means?
That was funny though. Come on, Gibbs. That
I
was
mean, it's
funny.
okay. It's okay. I mean, everybody got to get one.
I mean, the main symbol was the SS bolts, but like, fair enough.
I mean,
And
hold on,
the
you get
swastika.
I mean, they had a lot of symbolism, and in some ways, like this, like
the SS for things too. Though, like,
I mean, like in biker culture, the SS symbol was like very explicitly chosen just to be edgy. Like the people who
well, yeah,
wore
it's
it
also
weren't like,
Norse.
well, that's not why they were wearing
you
it.
say?
No,
They
right,
weren't
no,
wearing
actually,
it because
it is
we're
why they
Norse
were-
ancestry.
No, that's why the Nazis.
The
were wearing it.
bikers?
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
for
I
the-
don't. Yes,
and
yes,
there
that's
are
why the
some
Nazis are.
bikers that wore for that, but then they also admitted it's a
I'm
Nazi.
sure there's probably
when you
some
think about
Nazi
it-
bikers. I'm saying that in America, like the primary culture
sure
around
there's a
like
lot
the,
of them.
this kind of Nazi symbolism is for the exact same reason why like they'll put a patch that says like "fuck you" or like "I
Hold
fuck
on.
your mother" or
Which
something.
group would
It's-
be
it's
the one
to
that had
shock
that
people.
usually? Would it be the Hell's Angels? Would that be the main group that had those? And then people would be like, "Well, they're not really a white supremacist organization."
Well,
Come on,
that's
like-
no. Hold on, that patch is on well more than just the Hell's Angels.
oh, but they're one of the main ones that made that symbol popular as biker culture.
Well,
correct?
just because they're the biggest 1% biker club,
and
but
wait,
that doesn't.
are they a white supremacist organization?
No,
Yes,
the Hell's Angels.
Yeah, you
Oh.
actually like. Yeah, they're a white supremacist organization.
Hold on, I.
Hold on.
Oh shit, hold on.
How do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can you-
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
you're back.
Who should we?
Okay,
can
hold
we,
on.
Wait, hold on. Can
I'm
we
I'm
trust-
cutting out a little bit. I'm cutting out a
Yeah,
little
you
bit. Real
can
quick.
Google this.
The Hell's Angels, they are hold on, they are racist. I agree that a lot of these 1%ers, they are like segregationists. They are like pretty racist, like interpersonally, but they are not
mean 5%ers?
ideological Nazis. No.
Well,
no,
if you're
they're not
racist and
radical
you believe
Nazis
that
to be a white
the white
supremacist
race
group,
is the
right?
supreme race,
Yeah, but they're white supremacists.
No, but that's not what it is. Like what it is like these. Okay, these bikers.
that's not what it is. You understand
it's,
this ideology.
it's not when you
Lactoid,
talk to
this
these
requires
bikers.
too much
I'm trying
nuance for
to
this
I know I'm trying to explain something to you. When you talk to these bikers who have these symbols and you talk to these bikers who have these beliefs, what I'm telling you is like it's very surface level for them. Like if you ask them about like oh we just don't let in black people because like oh that'd be weird. Like that's like the
Oh, that'd
as
be
far
weird,
depth
or
as it
more like
goes.
fuck black people, and that's
I don't-
more
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
ideology,
More
right?
along
It's
the
like,
lines,
fuck
but
Mexicans, fuck black people,
Sure.
fuck anyone who
Endorsing
isn't
those
white.
actions,
We're
Lactoid.
Yeah,
we're
like,
superior.
hold on.
It sounds like you're okay
think-
with this.
Oh no,
Go
no, no.
ahead,
actually
Prime. Maybe you
encouraging
understand
this
me.
behavior.
I think I understand what you're trying to say, right? And I don't
Okay.
pretend to be an expert on Hell's Angels, right? So like I'm not even trying to make a declarative statement here. But like I think what you're trying to say is like dress like like the Bloods or the Crips wouldn't let in like a Mexican, right?
Yeah,
or Mexican
exactly.
crowd wouldn't let in anyone else.
The
right?
Bloods
Dress
probably
like-
are. Yeah. Oh, this is a perfect comparison. The Bloods are probably not going to let in a white kid, or getting as a white kid getting in the Bloods is going to be much harder. That doesn't mean the Bloods are like a black supremacist organization, really.
But
Like,
there's a racial hierarchy.
There's racist beliefs held by their.
There's a racial hierarchy to these things, even for when it comes to like the Bloods or when it comes to like Mexican gangs or Arab, whatever it may be. Like, yes, there's 100% a racial aspect to this.
No
So
one's
like
saying
it
it's
is
not
a
racial
it is kind of like a black supremacy that might not be the ideology like going in with it, but it is the idea that they're in control of their territory and like so on and so forth, regardless of what it is. There's still like
Look, at the end of the day,
for the
this is
sake of
why
the
I
Hells
said
Angels here.
this is. I very specifically said there is a racial aspect. What
And
I'm
what's
rejecting,
that racial aspect is that they are
and I think there's
better,
a. I know.
which
I
is
think there's a
fine.
racial.
Like, well, not it's fine, but like that's what
well,
it is.
it's fine.
It's okay
Jesus
that,
Christ, Ollie.
it's okay that it's
but-
okay, like as in like it's okay to admit that
Graham
that's what it
Platter
is,
over here.
right?
He's
Yeah,
pumped up, but,
it's okay to admit that that's what it is, right? You don't have to like dance around.
Stop!
Yeah,
I'm not
Hans
dancing.
Ollie
I'm
in
not.
there, bro.
I'm
Hans
not
Ollie.
dancing. I'm trying to answer it very directly. I am conceding that a lot of these gangs have a racial aspect. What I'm
Mhm.
rejecting is like, unlike the Klan, which I think is very overtly ideologically focused on racism, that is their goal. Their
Yeah, they're
goal is
not
to like
as racist as the
in their mind to like advance the
elevate
white
the white
agenda.
race,
Elevate the white race, advance the white agenda, or whatever. Like the Bloods or the Hells Angels or these other groups. Yeah, there's a racial aspect, but primarily what they're focused on is like their territory, getting money, running certain
Yeah.
rackets, like that. Like that's the thing that they're primarily concerned with. And I think this is and so when you have Hells Angels or Outlaws or really any other fucking biker club, and
Yeah.
you see like they're wearing the SS like symbol. They're not wearing that SS symbol because they're like, I'm going to elevate the white agenda. I've seen black bikers wearing that SS symbol. It's very
Yeah.
specifically to try to like shock people and scare people and say fuck you. That's their
Okay,
intention. I'm
but
just
when-
telling you.
But but the way these groups operate, right? Like the Hell's Angels would probably more seem like operate kind of like the thugs or the grunts to the what like actual white supremacists, the KKK. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like some tie between like higher ups in the Hell's Angels and somewhere within the KKK. There's probably a blend there somewhere.
I doubt. I mean, I can't disprove it, but I've seen no evidence of it. My guess is, honestly, my guess would be they probably wouldn't get along because they'd probably be in competition for territory. That would be my guess. Like a lot of these white supremacist groups, they fight constantly. The Aryan Brotherhood fights with like what was it, the Irish 7 or something like if you look at like these different like white supremacist groups, very rarely do they actually cooperate very well with each other.
Just like Nazis and communists kill each other. Like, same thing.
$20 from Pondering Politics. Does Hunter agree
Shut the
that
fuck up!
somehow Palpatine returned is the
Do you
greatest
guys
line
know
of
that he
dialogue in
thinks
the
that
history
Rise of
Star Wars
Skywalker is the best Star Wars movie? Do you
Yeah,
guys
I
know?
gotta-
I've
I
never
gotta
watched
say,
Star
I gotta
Wars.
say,
I don't know.
That movie.
People
is
watch
terrible.
that guy for his takes.
That
dude. What the
movie. That
fuck?
movie is terrible, but it's still 100 times better than Last Jedi.
I'm gonna kill him.
Nope, absolutely wrong.
No,
Other
it's
way
not.
around.
That's absolutely not true.
Absolutely not the
God
case.
damn it, Josiah.
So actually I saw a video on I saw Isaac Isaac, what's his name? Isaac.
Wait, were you? Wait, hold on. Josiah, were you listening? We were talking
Oscar
about
Isaac?
you a little bit.
Oscar Isaac, yeah. Oscar Isaac. I saw
His ears
a
are
video
burning.
of him addressing the somehow Palpatine return thing. He's like, first of all, like it happened in the reshoots, right? Like, and he had like there was asking, did you know how big of a
Do
line
you
this
see
is
what
gonna be,
Josiah
right?
does to us? He tears us apart.
I see what he does.
He
I
is
see
more of a
that
Sith
he
Lord than
kindly
Palpatine is.
and generously supports this channel with $20. And I've never seen this pondering politics person, but they're beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
have.
Wait,
No,
Hunter,
you have.
Josiah's
You
a
have.
good friend of
Do you
mine.
like Rise of Skywalker more?
He's
or
a
less
good-looking
Last
dude.
Jedi?
I love Josiah.
He's been on your panel, Prime. Just FYI.
Yeah, I know your opinion. Hunter, do you like Last Jedi or you like Rise of Skywalker?
I love Last Jedi, and that's why I hate Rise of Skywalker so much.
Alright,
is
well,
because
Last Jedi's
it
better.
That's
You know?
terrible.
completely
It's terrible
trashes
movie.
on everything.
I think the sequels aren't great, but like the Last Jedi
They're real
tried to make a statement, tried to do something different, tried to expand the canon, tried to take it in different directions. It's just better, and not like by better I mean still shit, but better than the other two. Is what it is. But yeah,
You gotta
I
get
think.
Josiah in
But
here.
I was gonna say that somehow Palpatine returned. Is actually it's an incredible piece of dialogue, right? Incredible, like the fact that like made it out, like they thought like, okay, this is how we're gonna plug this. Like it's the line itself is not in itself remarkable. It's remarkable in like what it means, right? The failure of those movies.
Do you
that,
guys
like,
know?
That's a
hold
J.J.
on one
Abrams
second.
thing.
And
No,
so,
I'm
yeah,
continuing on what you're saying.
As bad as that is, it's still not the worst line in all of Star Wars.
Do you guys
The
know that
worst
they
line
released where they?
is the
Where,
TIE fighter with pew pew pew.
do you guys know where they
Chuck
showed
Wendig.
first off that like that Palpatine was coming back? Do you know when that information was
Fortnite.
released? Fortnite event. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it's
Fortnite, like
Fortnite.
the game, the game.
Yeah.
The game.
The game, yeah. They had an event, like a Star Wars themed event. You know how they do that in Fortnite, right? And then in that, like, there was a sequence where like Palpatine literally returned. He's like announced, and like you could hear his voice and all that. Palpatine is back, or whatever the fuck, right? It was announced in
Yeah.
Fortnite.
When it's like that mysterious broadcast in the font, like when they show that, what they're actually referring to is a Fortnite event in the
Yep.
Rise of Skywalker movie.
Uh-huh.
I
Actually,
cannot
yeah.
believe
So-
what Disney has done.
It's actually pretty cool marketing.
I'm so confused. Are you guys joking or being for
No,
real?
I'm
not
not
joking.
100%
Oh.
serious. I am
really wish I
100%
was.
serious.
Oh.
Yeah, they released
Oh.
the like message of Palpatine
okay.
talking in a Fortnite event. Like it was like a countdown. You go in there, and they had a little island. It's called like Fortnite.
I thought I was
Island.
being made fun of
Nope.
because
No.
they said
Nope,
Fortnite. and
I'm
I
making
thought
fun
it
of
was
J.J.
honestly, it was a
Abrams.
pretty cool collab. But I mean, yeah,
It
I mean,
really
it was,
wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, hold on. Everything was going to go on Fortnite. Just back in the day, like when Episode 1 came out, you had cardboard cutouts at Pizza Hut. You're going to go to the biggest like places at like that, or like wherever is the big thing. That's where you're going to go. Fortnite's one of the biggest things in the world. Secondly, I also think that Rise of Skywalker shit. Whatever, like, listen, the biggest issue, and I think maybe we can all agree with the sequels, is that they didn't have an overarching plan across all three. And we had basically two directors. It should have been three different directors going through. And then
Three
the
different.
biggest one, yeah, and they should have gone with Gareth Edwards' version. Or was it Gareth Edwards? Whoever the guy that was supposed to do the Duel of Fates, because that actually looked pretty cool, and he could have worked with what mess old fucking Ruin Johnson left him. But yeah, I
Ryan-
digress.
The
It's
brilliance
terrible.
of Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, they're
But
awful.
thank you, Pondering Politics. That's very kind of you. Thank you for the $20. Really appreciate it. But yeah,
He
I
made the
think
prequels
that
good.
that line is actually amazing, just because of what it represents of being the utter failure of Disney, right? Like, and actually, just to what the Gibbs said, right? The fact that there wasn't an overarching plan, right? They had to scrap everything after Ryan Johnson made a beautiful film, and like start over with shit,
Hell
right?
yes.
And
Prime,
like
I'm
that was
back.
like that was an utter concession of complete. That's a white flag saying somehow Palpatine returned, an utter white flag. So yes, it's actually one of the most amazing lines in Star Wars.
I also don't understand how
Hell
Kathleen
yes.
Kennedy could do so good with Indiana Jones, and then do so bad with Star Wars. I just
She hasn't
don't
been all bad. She hasn't been all
She
bad.
yeah, she's been a real mixed bag. Like people give her like credit, but we got Andor because of her. Andor's amazing, maybe the best shit in Star Wars history. Like honestly,
It's very
amazing.
weird hearing
Very
that from
good.
you.
yeah. And then like Solo, I think did badly, but not because the movie.
I
itself
thought Solo
bad.
was good.
Yeah,
I
I think
liked it.
so. I think people just hated the Last Jedi.
It was
so
all
much.
right. Wasn't
That was
nothing
so-
bad.
I like Solo.
Shit, I thought Solo's better than gave it credit for. Rogue One was good.
I mean,
Right.
explaining his
Rogue
name
One
was
was
pretty awful.
fantastic.
Like,
Sure, but it
Yeah.
was like a
It wasn't
fun
that bad.
flick. It's
Traveling
like a
alone.
Fun, you know, and it wasn't supposed to be like a real like deep lore movie. You know,
You
It's
see what
like,
Josiah does?
I don't know.
Wait a minute, hold
Star
on,
Wars is a good
hold on. The traveling alone thing, I think that's not so bad. Hold on. First of all, like lots of
What?
people's
That's
real life
awful.
names. Hold on. Lots of people's real life last names came from like what like their ancestors did as a profession, right? Like, are you the blacksmith? I guess we'll call you Smith for all of time now. Like,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I don't.
actually,
No. I can agree with like, let's say, a last name representing a backstory. But the way they like literally like they spell it out like, oh, traveling alone, or something to that effect. I can't even remember. but,
I
like,
Yeah,
agree.
literally-
he's like
I agree.
Han Solo.
There's this.
Yeah.
There's this. It's the same thing with like the
Fine. You
Fantastic,
didn't
where
have one.
someone's like, "Hey, we're fantastic," and he goes, "Whoa."
What about
Yeah,
someone's
yeah,
last
say
name?
that again.
And
Say
it's
that
like
again.
it really ruins the immersion because when you come up with names, you just throw a bunch at the wall and you're like, "That one's all right." Like you don't have this like, "Whoa."
I didn't know. I
You
didn't
can't
know-
you
I
can't
didn't-
trust the
I didn't-
audience to like piece it together. Oh, traveling alone,
exactly.
SOLO. So like,
So
What difference does it
It's
make
supposed to be
if you did
comedic.
that?
It was supposed to be funny. Like, y'all are
no,
like
but it
joking
wasn't
with-
funny. No.
It wasn't.
that-
Yeah.
that-
it
Hold on,
wasn't
hold on.
funny.
All right, listen. I
No,
love the
it's fine.
EU a lot. I love the EU, but listen. I gotta say, I prefer this intro with him deciding his name is that to him being, oh, my cousin is somehow the ruler of Corellia.
Han Solo or
Yeah,
something.
like, and he's literally got a goatee and he's got
Yeah,
like,
it's Han Solo.
Yeah, like, listen,
What
like, I
what
love-
the universe.
I
must-
prefer this intro way better to that. Like, now there's some cool, like, Han Solo's not a bad character, but like,
Yeah.
as far as like
He's
a
a
origin,
fun
I don't know the
character.
extent
But like, so Han Solo, basically, literally, no fucking around. It's his like evil twin cousin. Like,
They
Luke
do a
Luke
lot of
Luke-
that in
his
Legends.
evil twin cousin.
Nah,
You
they don't
remember
have it that much in
Luke
Legends.
with two
Hold on.
U's?
That's
the
his
clone
clone.
of
That's
Luke?
his literal clone. Like,
What's
You
Han
know,
Solo?
no, Luke with 2 U's. Also,
yeah,
so
yeah.
also,
stupid.
don't you talk
This
shit about
is
the Thrawn
bullshit.
trilogy. That's the only reason why we got any Star Wars at all
It's
now.
Thrawn
Is
trilogy,
because of
yeah.
the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah, very good stuff.
Yeah, and Kozak's over here. No respect.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
like-
that's the best. That's the best that the EU has to offer, and that's what it is.
First of all, Timothy Zahn's outstanding writer. Let's just go out on record. He's got so many good theories.
I thought the
Terrible
Use on
things.
Vong
not bad.
series was great. I liked it
gotta-
a lot actually.
It was it
I'll
was the first like
die on that hill.
big.
If we-
You know, they credit the Marvel with that because of that. It was his first like
Um,
attempt at like a big.
Oh
shared
yeah,
universe kind of thing.
yeah, shared universe, yeah. Okay, I think we've a very thoroughly club. I'll give anyone an outro. If anyone wants to say anything on the Grand Platinum thing, right? Gibbs, you got something to say, or anyone else has something else want to say? Then okay. All right.
Only thing
then,
I'll say is, I'll say one more last thing. To moderate Republicans out there, when they say they want to work with you, they don't.
Who
They
wants
wanna
to work?
replace
I
you.
don't want to work with
They
Republicans.
want to
Republicans.
destroy you. They want to
I
destroy
want Liz
you.
Cheney. I want Liz Cheney to recognize that she has to work with moderate Democrats because otherwise it's Trump all the way down. And that's
right.
She
Look,
did it. And she
moderate
knew-
Republicans,
She knew what she was.
You
getting
have to work
into.
with Trump.
Sure,
Right.
sure. We're the
that's actually
problem.
that's probably
What
true,
an
actually.
incredible way to look at this, where fucking Trump is primarying all these people. He's shutting down anyone who disagrees.
He's
with him.
he's doing what every
Massey?
president.
How are
does.
you not
Wait,
mad
wait,
about
wait.
Massey?
You want to hold on. You want to talk? Well, first of all, on Twitter, I was mad about Massey.
Okay.
Second of all,
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to talk
But
about
in
you
real
want to talk about
life-
you want to talk about primaries? We can go back and talk about the 2022 midterms, where the Republicans who voted to impeach Trump, they themselves got their MAGA primary opponents got funding from the DNC because the DNC figured that the MAGA opponents would be easier to beat. And so quite literally their
What?
reward in their
Show me.
primaries,
That's
yes, so
fucked.
this
that
absolutely is the
happen?
case.
Okay.
I know
Show
for a
me
fact
that.
that there, yes, I will show this for you. I forget his
That-
name. One
I will
a
be
prominent
honest. That sounds like a conspiracy theory.
Come to-
That's
come to our
bullshit.
side.
No.
But I'm
Hold
hearing
on.
it out.
If you give me 2 seconds, I can find the name.
Okay, so you're saying that like the DNC funded a Republican, or it was the other way around?
Funded a MAGA Republican over the moderate.
Oh no, that's happened before. Like I believe, I don't know about this particular case, but this has happened. Like when they think they thought that Trump was going to be an easier win. than
There's
other,
a difference between funding him and Hillary just saying, "Hey, we should platform him a little bit
Yeah,
more."
No. I agree. There's a difference there, but I'm saying.
Well, he's
like,
just
Hillary
saying
never
that they
funded
thought Trump would be an
Donald
easier
Trump.
win.
they thought Ronald Reagan would be an easier person
Hold
to
on.
beat. too,
Funding
right?
is a whole different ballgame.
I agree. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not
I'll find.
He's just saying it's not that far-fetched.
Hold
You're
on,
calling it,
it
like a
happens all the
conspiracy
time.
theory.
It happens all the time.
It
In
doesn't
fact,
happen all the time in
Republicans are
terms
doing
of
it right now.
funding.
No, Republicans are doing it right now. There's some chick here, some Democratic chick here in Texas, or they were up until like I guess a couple days ago. They were funding her program because she was the one that was saying, "Oh, we should put all the conservatives in camps or some shit." And they're like, "Yeah."
Oh, Gibbs, how do you feel about Tallarico? I hear he's gonna win Texas or something like
Yeah,
that.
okay, yeah.
Meyer,
he's
you
gonna
know,
win.
I'm just.
It's literally so literally
Zero
it was
Texas
it was
Texas
this is actually kind of ironic.
He like hates
So it was
Texas things.
I found the name. So this is kind of ironic. 2022 Michigan Republican primary for U.S. House District 3. John Gibbs, who was a MAGA Trump-endorsed candidate, was a primarying against Peter Meyer, who was a incumbent moderate Republican, first-term congressman who voted to impeach Trump after January 6th. The Democrats funded John Gibbs to defeat Peter Meyer, and it was 52 to 48, meaning that funding probably did make a difference.
But to be clear, where did the funding come from? Did it come from the DNC or did it come from like one of those
yes,
super PACs?
The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, the DCCC, spent about $425,000 on ads in the race. These ads highlighted Gibbs as quote unquote too conservative and handpicked by Trump, which had the effect of boosting his visibility and helping him in the primary.
You want to pull up a photo of my
Hold on.
cousin
So
John
they
Gibbs?
did anti-ads against this guy.
No. They knew what they were doing. So in a primary,
conspiratorial. I would love.
No. This
show
one.
Show me the intent.
This is literally like a
because
political article.
you can't. Okay.
I'll let him hear the point, because if he's saying that
Here,
like running him as a pro MAGA guy would ensure him the win over the moderate, and that's what they wanted, that makes a lot of sense actually.
I posted this. In the side chat. This is NPR. Okay. So very specifically, the ads were targeted at being like, hey, look, this guy is handpicked by Trump. This guy is too conservative, right? But this was intended to appeal to Republican primary voters.
That makes sense. That
Yes.
you run him as the pro MAGA guy, like an anti-dem ad, right?
Where
like
do you
it's
see
an
intent?
anti for the Democrats, but like that makes sense.
Because I'm seeing Politico notes the spot will also raise Gibbs' name ID in the district, especially given Gibbs' campaign has not been able to air its own TV ads. It seems like Politico was like, I don't know how well this strategy is going to pull off. What?
It worked because Gibbs won that election.
I understand.
That's right.
Show me intent. Because all I'm seeing is that there were a bunch of
Bro.
anti-Gibbs.
When did Gibbs not win?
I want you to just think about this for 1 second, because if
Okay.
you read the rest of the article, they also did this in a number of other states, by the way. When we know for a fact, because this was leaked in WikiLeaks, when we know for a fact that the DNC early on gave Trump disproportionate amount of airtime and elevated Trump because they thought it'd be easier to beat, when you have the Democrats in this case running ads in which they emphasize that this guy Gibbs, no relation to our friend here,
Handpicked by Trump.
What do you mean that's his brother?
was handpicked by Trump in a primary, and we know what effect Trump has in a primary.
And then the Democrat
What are they
lost.
trying to
Is that the
do?
issue? The Democrat
Well,
lost in the election.
No, the Democrat beat
Well, no,
Gibbs.
he's just saying that like Democrats are willing to fund MAGA Republicans over moderates.
This is so like I really hate saying it. This is not fucking funding. What the hell are we talking about? These are attacks.
$500,000 in ads that are
What?
opposed
Of
to the
course that's
moderate.
funding. Of course, that's
That's
They're
unbanned,
attack
yeah.
ads. They're attack ads against Gibbs, and you're saying
No,
it's
no,
for
no, no. They're
Gibbs
attack.
because
Wait,
it's
no, no,
raising his
no,
visibility.
no. Kozak, wait, Hunter. So like they're attack ads if you're a Democratic voter, right? If you're a Democratic voter,
I
yes,
understand.
then this is.
I
But
get
then,
it,
but
they're also
wait,
attack
to
ads.
Lactoid's point, that is advertisement for
Yeah.
him as in the Republican
I
in the
can
Republican
agree with
primary.
this in like an extremely abstract, indirect way,
No,
but
it's
saying
not that
it-
extreme.
No, hold on.
You don't have to
There is
run those
no way to
ads.
show intent. There's no.
Hunter,
intent.
how brazen would it have to be before you're like, oh
Yes,
shit,
remember,
that's
I'm the
obvious?
retarded one.
No,
Okay.
hold on. Let me give you
Not
this.
showing
Oh,
intent.
John Gibbs. He is far too American first that like puts American families over immigrants. What a piece of shit. This motherfucker. I heard he supports American troops. That fucking loser.
Show
Like,
me the
at
ads.
what point? At what point? There's
These
this
are
like,
the softest
wow,
attacks
you
ever,
are
yeah.
emphasizing that he was handpicked by Trump in a Republican primary,
Yeah.
not a general
That's
election.
The sanctity of life.
Yeah, this guy he opposes late-term abortions. The fucking sexist.
This guy
Right, yo,
might be a
Steve Rogers
racist.
thing.
Like, at what point are you like, wow, like this is obviously what's happening here? They're emphasizing
man.
how he was handpicked by Trump. It's like not that far off from like emphasizing how
Okay.
this guy's American first. He's a danger to immigrants. What? That's probably going to work pretty well with Republicans.
Can you believe this? Every time a bald eagle flies by, a tear rolls down his cheek.
I'm gonna say a few things.
Go ahead.
I still think that I would need to me what you are far underestimating is the DNC's competency. Okay, it is.
Nah, I doubt that.
We're saying there are these fucking evil warlords who are able to not evil warlords, but that they have such strong intent that they're creating attack ads against a candidate for the ability to emphasize that candidate or to bolster their polling numbers. That to me feels like such a like
Who's
I'm
the
so
easier
much
to win?
more in favor. It's so much easier for me to believe that they're just idiots there.
Wait, do you,
And
do
they
you
just-
hold on? Do you really think this is like that hard of like to understand?
No,
Like this,
my
like
God.
not.
I'm not
this,
saying
like,
it's that hard. Fine, I'd hear it. But one, that you can't just say definitively,
You're saying
factually,
these guys-
and directly that they funded MAGA candidates.
hold on.
That
I
is
don't-
such
hold
a
on,
stretch.
hold on.
Well,
We-
Are you
instead of
thinking
running
like-
ads for
we
their
just posted,
instead of
like,
running
6
ads for
articles
their
for that.
campaign,
I
they
get
ran
it.
ads on the other side. I mean,
Well, hold on.
I get it.
just-
I get it.
just
Instead of
goes-
four
I
ads,
just
it's
wa-
attack ads.
I
Holy
just want
shit.
y'all to listen to what he just said. Right? Okay, this is really
it wasn't
important.
attack ads.
He said first.
It was
he's
an
like-
attack ad.
First, he says, "All right, I'm concerned that y'all are really giving them too much credit because you think they're too competent, right? This is the party he wants us to vote for. He thinks that their own party is not competent enough to come up with this meta-level strategy.
Yeah,
and so
I don't think
then-
they're perfect.
Then he wants us
I don't
to
think the
follow,
DNC
hold
is
on,
perfect.
And then he wants us to follow through and vote for these people because they have such good policies, yet they're not competent enough to come up with this meta-level strategy.
I criticize Democrats all the time.
And this is the same man that didn't know history, guys. This is who you should take your political opinions from, right here. Like
True.
that's what I'm saying, boys. Thank you for the votes, the Republican.
Here. I linked a Politico article. I think this is I'm just gonna read a part of it here. Quote, in public statements, private chats, and complaints taken directly to the DCCC, Democratic members are aghast at the committee spending nearly $500,000 to air ads boosting Donald Trump-endorsed John Gibbs over Peter Meyer, who voted to impeach Trump last year.
Boosting feels
Rep-
crazy.
Representative Stephanie Murphy from Florida states, no race is worth compromising your values in that way. She sat on the
it all the
committee
time.
investigating January 6th in the Capitol and Trump's election subverting schemes. Democrats like Murphy for the strategy could backfire. And then if you go to the end, the DCC, after Gibbs won, they put out a statement saying, we'll do what it takes.
Okay, I'm going to reassert my position. I think that it is fine if you believe that there was an intentionality behind this. There is a reasonable thought there that there was an intentionality to bolster a MAGA candidate because they're easier to defend.
It's
They're
not even
easier to
private.
Just
Like here, what do you
Where-
think this statement means? What do you think this statement means? Quote, the DCCC is laser focused on holding the House majority, which we will accomplish by fighting for every competitive seat. Kevin McCarthy is an anti-choice insurrectionist, coddler, and conspiracy enabler, and we will do what it takes to keep the speaker's gavel out of his hands. This was after the primary.
Say that last line one more time.
And we will do what it takes
No,
to keep
before.
this
About who?
Kevin McCarthy. This was the Speaker of the House because this was a
Right.
House election in the midterms.
Right? Wait, hold on. That clearly. Okay. Yes.
Because if Democrats take the
I
House,
obviously understand. Yeah, that they're not going to have the
Yes.
majority anymore, and Kevin McCarthy
Sure.
is no longer the majority. Yeah.
right. So
Okay.
if after the primary
Uh huh.
they put out a statement, we will do what it takes to keep the Speaker's gavel out of his hands, in response to criticism from literal Democrat politicians who say that. So, for example, Dean Phillips, it's dishonorable, it's dangerous, and it's just damn wrong. This was a criticism from him to the DCCC. Representative Jason Crow, Democrat from Colorado, was opposed to it.
Okay. Let me tailor my position a little bit.
Okay.
I'm up in the air about whether or not there's an intentionality behind this or if this was just ignorance. However, saying that they funded a MAGA Republican when this is the case, when it feels a little bit disproportionate, and all they did is apply attack ads that are meant to be you're funding attack ads that are secretly meant to bolster the candidate. That feels like such a perversion of saying that they're funding a MAGA candidate.
They never
feels-
denied the actual reason.
get it.
They-
I get it.
It's not a perversion. Like, what does funding mean? You are giving $500,000 in a Republican primary
To attack
boost,
him.
To boost, no, attack somebody in a way that
ensured
boosts
his
them.
win.
I
It ensured his
understand.
win
I
for the Republican
understand.
primary. So
I
like,
get it.
And if we're gonna have our heads in the sand, like again,
But
if
wait,
I- if there was a Democratic primary,
hold on, Lactoid. You have to acknowledge that it, at the very least, did double time. It also bolstered the Democratic candidate in the general.
so not necessarily,
What?
because in the primary, when you look at the ads, they are very much tailored to give him a boost among Republican voters. After Gibbs won, they shifted the messaging.
Okay,
They changed all the ads.
but like
Instead of
fucking
talking-
a month before, they were like, "Hey, remember this guy? This guy is handpicked by Trump." And then during the generals, they're like, "Okay, well, we also need need a bolstering our own candidate. We can't just target
Right.
the other."
And then they so they then changed it to be like much more aggressive after and calling him a far right extremist
All right.
and
I get it, but I think okay.
I feel like, again, if
do you have
I did
another
this,
example, Lacto?
if we did this to you, like
Hold on. I posted like 6
Hold on.
articles. of that
Don't
with,
go
like,
with these
examples.
hypotheticals. Is there a case in which the
Good job,
RNC
Jack.
did something and I'm like, oh, they funded Democrats? Because I would
RNC
not say that about
RNC's done that
Republicans.
too.
if the Republicans did this, I'm not aware of a specific
They're
time
doing
they
it right
did
now.
this.
They're doing it in Texas. Like,
I'm
What are you
okay.
talking
Well,
about?
Gibbs,
RNC
go ahead and
bolstering who?
explain that.
The chick that was talking about putting all the Zionists in camps has been funded by like RNC donors and RNC backed people because
Show
they
me
want her to
that.
go out there.
Sure, yeah, show me that. Show me that.
sure. All right. So by the way, I'll find it. 1 second.
And let's see. Hold on. And if the attack ads are like, she cares too much about women's choices, like, yeah, I'm gonna say that they're funding her straight
And
up.
I'm not, obviously.
If they
The whole
framed it,
point-
yeah.
The whole point is that I'm not consistent, and I feel like I'm showing my consistency.
If in order to criticize this woman in a Democrat primary, if the RNC or some Republican think tank started running ads criticizing this Democrat for caring about women's choices too much,
For being
you
too
don't think-
progressive or Democratic.
Do-
Hold
you
the fuck
you
off.
don't think
Hold
this
on,
is
hold on,
obvious
hold
funding?
on. Framing matters a little bit here. If the ads were like, she wants late term abortions, I think that's marginal. I think that it's possible that some people would go, hell yeah, I want late term abortions to be legal. But it's also possible that they're catering towards more moderate Democrats, to where abortion is a little bit more of like they kind of want it near like the
Yeah.
25-week mark. And
What if they
abortions are
had
not.
polling? What if they had polling in that state, and they knew that like the vast majority of Democrats wanted late term abortions,
Okay,
and they
sure.
knew this, and then they still ran those attack ads, because we all know Trump's effect on the primaries, right? We all know what a Trump endorsement does.
It fucking tanks them. the
No.
Gibbs
Yeah,
thing.
here's the Democratic one. Here's the one I'm talking about. There's a PAC newly formed called Lead
Really
Left PAC,
depends.
spent nearly 1,800,000 plus, boosting candidacy. The GOP link, investigative reporter from Punchbowl News and the New York Times revealed that I posted 2 articles in there. The posted that the PAC website
Can we
contained
do
metadata.
one? Do
so we're
one.
leaking-
We're not
hold on.
doing fucking 5.
I'm almost
articles.
done. I'm literally almost done. Literally directing. This is the summary. Revealed that the PAC's website contained metadata directly linking it to WinRed, the primary digital funding platform used by the Republican National Committee and got candidates. Like, okay, so that's really all you need to hear right there from the whole thing. So the
Okay.
RNC is
There's
backing-
another
Gibbs
quote
and
here, and
Lactoid. I
and this
need
is from
one
Johnny,
link, and we're gonna go with one link
Garcia.
because it's a
I posted
classic
the one-
Gibbs
the
move
one- the
to
one
just
from the Hill.
cycle through links when we start.
The second link is what he's talking.
I cited
to-
my shit.
talking
Yeah.
about for
I
Gibbs,
know, but
the
are we
Hill.
cool with going to
Yeah.
Gibbs?
I mean,
Are we
the
cool
RNC,
going
I'm
Gibbs
just giving you an
link?
example of the RNC funding.
Wait a minute, I don't know, man. Like,
I'm not gonna read 2 different links. Or maybe
so
I'll- just
I'm
one
looking
a
at it.
time.
Well, don't worry, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I
Which
read
one are we
the
looking at?
relevant part, which is that
And Johnny Garcia for Congress, the opponent says this, right? So he says Republicans should stop propping up her sham candidacy, and Democrats and Texas 35 should vote for Johnny Garcia. So
No, this is the
like-
important part right here. I'll post the little summary thing right here. This is from the second one, The Guardian, and this is what it says right here.
Okay.
Investigative reporting from Punchbowl News and the New York Times revealed that the PAC's website contained metadata directly linking it to WinRed, the primary digital funding platform used by the Republican National Committee and GOP candidates. So yeah, I mean, this is
Wait,
the
where
from the
is
fact.
it? What are you talking? I'm searching
In the
words
Hill
you're using.
article. The Hill
I-
article.
You said the Guardian.
Oh, I posted the Hill. Yeah, the Hill. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're right. You're right. It's the Hill article.
Okay.
I tried to tell you from the beginning, so you didn't have to open multiple links.
No, I appreciate that.
He
Thank
did say
you.
that. Yeah.
Has been backed by the Lead Left PAC, which Punchbowl report had ties to a GOP funding platform. The Lead Left PAC? The Lead Left PAC is the RNC?
It secretly stands for lead, as in they drop them. That's what it's.
Hold on. It
So,
supports
yeah,
progressive
exactly.
causes.
so yeah, so they're saying it's one of these sock puppet packs, which happens all the time. Is APAC is
I don't know
doing
why
that
it's
right
really
now, right?
Yeah, I don't know why this is controversial even really. Like what we're doing.
APAC is because
can only do
now
so much
everyone
with conspiracy
understands how
theories.
disgusting Zionism is, right? APAC is hiding its influence into other races, and so it creates like new packs,
Smaller packs, yeah.
and it directs its people to go and gift that to that thing, and then that pack does like backs your candidate. So like they have this is like Gibbs saying, this is not like a controversial thing. This happens.
No, this is a controversial thing. Everything that I'm seeing says that it raises concerns that it may be this. There's not really this like smoking gun
Okay.
that you guys are looking for.
All right. I don't want to fight on this the entire time. I don't care about this
That's
anymore.
fine. I don't really hear you.
Yeah, let's just move past it.
Me neither, guys. I don't care.
Okay. All right. So we can move past. Last
cool.
thing I'll say on the Grant Plattner thing is that I think it's fucking incredible that our friend Lactoid talks about, like, can you believe, right, that this guy has such poor judgment? Such poor judgment. He says, wow, like with his whole chest, supporting a president, dragging
weren't
us
even
into
porn
this,
stars.
Disastrous Iran
What do
war.
you mean they weren't even
No,
porn
talking
stars?
about the things.
He's saying
that
the
get-
sexual status
as
of
he's
the
like
girls.
destroyed the global
That's what Lactoid
economy
prefers.
on a whim. Who has put disastrous tariffs, right? Who's done all these things that he's like Lactoid pretends to be against, but still supports his president.
Best friends
right?
with Epstein.
Best friends with Epstein. Yeah, all these things, and Lactoid like deigns to lecture us about like you're supporting a candidate who has a lack of impulse control, who makes bad decisions. Come on.
Well,
I do
Lactoid
agree with that.
empathizes with that.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pathetic to hear from Republicans that Grant Plattner is like too controversial. It's a crazy. It's
unbelievable.
crazy.
When he's
It's
running against
crazy.
the most moderate Republican,
just
it's not
glad
that
that
great.
I understand. I understand that compared to Collins, he's crazy. Okay, but like, I don't want to hear from Republicans that this is too crazy to platform.
Well, I don't think it's crazy for y'all to platform at all because y'all are just openly admitting y'all are Nazis now, which is great because now y'all should all have been doing that for a while. Like so.
Good
Gibbs,
to-
we
good to
all
know.
we all
Big
know your
fan.
voting record.
My voting
If you-
record?
Mhm.
Yeah, my voting record is fantastic. It's
I
all
know.
for amazing.
Well, Gibbs
people.
votes for Gibbs, so we know
I
that.
vote for Papa.
In the last
yeah.
3 presidents that you voted for, because I believe it's
Well-
Trump, Trump, and Trump.
Yeah.
Well, that would be.
Damn, you
correct.
voted for a winner 3 times. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
the
amazing,
fuck?
bro.
I'm kidding.
Wait,
Yeah.
okay?
Well, we'll
Because
see.
you know he does.
He's gonna be a
It's
winner for the
crazy to-
4th time
I
coming
wouldn't be
soon.
voting about
That's
common shit
true.
around these guys because I just know that it's like.
Well, hold on. What happens if they actually prove that there was voter fraud in Georgia? What are you gonna say? now?
What happens?
Where
if,
you're gonna
what
get
happens
you're
if
gonna
the
get
fucking-
Trump
what
for
happens if
king.
we,
I'm
if
telling
we
you.
go into space and we actually realize that the flat earthers were right the whole time?
Well, then that would change.
Nothing
things.
happens.
Hold on. That would change things, wouldn't it?
That
Wouldn't
would-
it change-
that
No,
would be
I don't think it
so
would change
crazy.
anything. If we find out that the Earth is flat tomorrow, nothing changes.
Okay. Well,
Hold on,
What-
I
wait,
gotta-
what?
I know
What
That's a
changes
crazy
for you if the
statement.
Earth is
What are you talking
flat?
about?
What?
Like
I'm sorry.
everything?
Hold
Why?
on.
Everything changes.
My
Why?
entire
I'm not
understanding
believing
of the
NASA anymore. I'm not
institution-
believing
Yeah.
any telecommunications
I believe
company.
none of these
Yeah,
people.
but you still
I
gotta
believe
go to
all
work.
All politicians are not believing
you still
anymore.
gotta,
I'm just
you still
saying,
gotta go to
see?
work.
So
Wait, no,
we
I don't
find
think
out-
this
What
is
do you
true.
mean?
I don't
I'm
think
not
this is
sure.
true.
I'm not sure I would go to
Wait.
work. I'd be like, fuck, I have the world flat.
Wait,
Wait, hold on.
wait. Just
100,000
quick
people have been lying
question.
to
Quick
me.
I would take off.
Every
To me,
time.
to me, these would probably be the same thing, right? Like, okay, so like you find
They're
out
the
that
same
aliens,
thing.
if they release that aliens are real, right?
Mhm.
No, but that
Is
they've
this
been
on the same
hiding
level
them
of
this whole
like
time.
No, that's
things
No
to you or
way.
no?
Not at
No,
all.
no.
Well,
Because
us
aliens,
having us-
aliens is at least plausible, and like
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can believe that there's like a lot of people that weren't
there's,
aware
like-
of it. Maybe
But
like
what
some
really
very.
changes
That,
if
like,
the
10
Earth is
people were
flat?
able to,
Like,
like, keep it in
okay,
the
so like
cage.
you don't believe in
Your
NASA?
whole
Yeah.
life is a
Okay.
lie, bro. Your whole life.
Well, hold on. I don't believe in NASA.
Pilot,
Every
scientist,
pilot-
pilot-
Guys, breathe,
all
breathe,
rocketry
breathe,
companies,
breathe,
all
breathe,
I'm
these-
breathing.
I'm sorry, I'm hyped. I'm hyped.
Yeah,
Everyone is
breathe,
involved
dude,
in this
calm down.
Every,
crazy
SpaceX,
conspiracy.
Elon. I wouldn't be able to trust Elon anymore. That'd be
I
like
already
Anymore?
don't.
working.
You
So
trust
what's
him
a-
now?
Can
and
you
then,
tell me more that I already don't
yeah.
trust? What's changing here?
No, it's crazy.
Science-
that
science-
Every
yeah,
every
Come on.
politician.
Our
Like
entire
you're
understanding
lying.
of Physics
Whoa.
changes if it's
What?
flat, right? Our entire understanding of physics, right?
Yes.
How the universe works.
No,
It's
but
the-
also
what does that- what does
every
that matter to
physicist has
you?
been lying
What,
about
okay,
this.
what I mean, okay, right now you don't really understand how the like universe works, right? There's this belief system
Hold
that
on,
you have,
hold on.
which is the
My
globe.
physics teacher has been
Wait.
lying to me. The guy.
Yes,
like,
wait.
what the
All the
fuck?
equations still
He's
work.
in
All
on
the
it too.
equations.
Guys,
All the
Georgia
equations
election
still work. All the
is
equations
nowhere
still
near
work.
the world flat.
When you hold up, when you hold the ball, it's gonna fall. It's gonna hit the floor.
We
Everything.
understand.
Everything.
That's not
There's. I'm
Hold on,
saying
they
the
have to be
equations
lying-
still work.
No, they
And
have to
Equations
be
do
lying
not
about
work.
the.
No.
They'd have
You're
to be
wrong.
lying about the
If
fundamental
Earth is
reality of
flat,
gravity.
The equations literally don't work. You
Yes.
have to have
I
different
You
literally
equations.
cannot
couldn't see
have a
deer
flat
anymore.
sphere because it would
Why?
cave in on itself.
Wait.
because matter-
Right now we don't like like we have a theory of gravity. It's not like confirmed
my
that like big
fuck.
mass equals
You're gonna
things
piss
stay
me
on
off.
mass.
You're gonna
Why?
piss
Why
me
am I
off.
gonna
You
piss you
realize
off?
We have a
you realize I
very
wouldn't be able to
firm
shoot deer
understanding of how
anymore, like,
gravity
from
works.
a certain range, like from a certain
What?
range, like guns wouldn't work anymore, artillery wouldn't work anymore. Like that, you understand what that means, right? It's like there's so many things that would change tomorrow
What the
For
hell are we
everybody.
talking about?
if the
Of
world was
course,
flat. But hey, I
You-
just want to go on record saying though that
I would
this,
be
this
vomiting
is what the Dems are
for
doing.
like 4
They're
days
saying
straight.
Georgia, it's so low probability that there could have been
Like the
tampering
crying
that
game.
it's-
That's how.
that if the world is flat, that's equal likelihood to them. That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
Just like
First
the
of all,
world-
second
yeah,
of all,
no,
I'm just
just like
saying
the
that
world
like
being
if we did
flat,
find
yeah,
out that the Earth was
absolutely.
flat, I don't think it really like
Stop.
matters.
It would
you-
depend on the
what
reason.
hell are we
Like
talking
to
about?
their point, if it was found out that it was all due to conspiracy as opposed to like a fundamental misunderstanding of our physics, those are
Sure.
like two separate outcomes.
Yes, the second one is like, whoa.
yeah, the second one is like you guys were fucking retarded. Like holy shit. Like what the
Like,
fuck?
where
No, no, no,
did
no.
we to get this
No,
wrong?
no. It
Yeah,
would
how
have
did
to
we
be a
get
lie,
misled this
right?
far?
It'd be one
That's
thing if we had
crazy.
never gone to space, but we've gone to space, right? Astronauts have reported, they've recorded, right, like the Earth.
No, but
it's
somehow there's some
spinning and all
blind
that, right?
spot where like actually it just looks a little weird and it's actually
They didn't
flat.
see the
It's
elements.
all
yeah,
a
like,
fisheye lens,
it's the
actually.
Yeah,
elements,
like,
bro.
yeah,
I would-
yeah. So
there's
like,
a
no, it
there's
would
a
have
world
to
in
be
which the world
conspiracy
doesn't.
then.
My world
But, like,
doesn't.
I
I
show.
don't
The second one,
disagree.
the world
I'm
doesn't
just
show.
trying
Yeah.
to like
I'm
somewhat
like,
defend Ali and
whoa.
depend
No,
what
no,
he's
Ali's
saying.
in
No,
defense
but he
for it.
doesn't
This
even
is
believe that. He's like,
ridiculous.
so what? I don't believe them anyway. He's
Well, no,
he's
no. If
arguing
he's
on the first
if he's
ground.
making the argument that scientists were wrong wrong all along.
No,
that's a
he's
separate
making the argument that scientists are lying because he doesn't
Yeah, okay,
trust them anyway.
okay. If he's making that claim, then that's
He
different.
is. That he kept
Okay.
saying, "I don't
Okay.
trust them anyway. Why would you care?"
I'll let Ali speak.
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy y'all are equivocating the Georgia.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not
Like, come on,
equivocating.
man.
That wasn't
Ali,
when I
what
was
are you
equivocating. I was
saying?
trying to equivocate aliens being like pronounced, right? And then like
No, they
and then
already
like
said
flat
there was
Earth.
probably aliens
aliens
from
on-
Mars. Like
I don't really see like a huge.
Aliens
I
fit
feel like
perfectly within our worldview and our understanding of the universe, right? Simply life
Mhm.
starting off somewhere else, right? It happened here, it can happen there. That fits in perfectly within our model of
well, them
understanding.
traveling
right?
to us is the
Maybe
big
not
deal
a
part, I
religious
think.
model, but within a physical
Even
reality,
that's plausible.
within a chemical model, all of it's plausible, yeah. But like a flat Earth would mean like everything we've been
Yes.
taught has been wrong
And
and a
if,
lie.
if there are aliens out there, and they
Well,
start
not for the
communicating with
religious
us,
people. Religious
that
people
would
believe that
still
the Earth is
break
flat,
me.
so-
That would still be crazy.
Yeah.
That would still be an earth-shattering, like, crazy revelation, and no scientist was even wrong about that. And I'm still blown away. Like, the idea, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
What
know.
about these mail-in voter boxes being burned in LA? What do you think about that?
Shut the fuck up. God damn it. Oh, man. You are
What if the
fucking
IRS? What if the IRS settlement was just the election? How about that? How about that?
Yeah, they were paying for the election poll.
Well, Iran's about to get $300 billion. How do you guys feel about that one?
If they
That's a
give up
win.
all
With
their,
the
if they give up
IRS.
all
Win
their
for the
nukes and
US.
don't give it to Hamas, then maybe.
No, you're
maybe
talking
it's a win
about-
for us.
I'm sorry. Let's actually get to the topic.
Hold on, wait. Did you say 300 billion?
Yeah.
Are you sure about
I
that?
have no
300
idea.
billion?
Well, that
300
was
billion
the
is
estimate. That's what I
crazy.
saw.
300
what I
billion
saw.
is insane. If it's
I
actually
don't know,
That's
just
like-
type in
that's
300, type in
more than
300 billion
1%
to
of our
Iran. I
GDP.
think it was like a plan presented or some bullshit.
I think maybe
Or
I know there have been some of Iran's accounts have been frozen, so I don't know if it's 300 billion. That seems high, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. 300 billion is what we've given to the treacherous Israelis in terms of you know military aid and stuff, but or foreign aid. But I don't know about Iran. But I could be missing something. I don't know. 300 billion would be a lot to have
that'd be
in
awful.
foreign banks. That'd be okay. I
That
won't-
number
I-
was that number was reported. By the way, I'm sorry, I walked away right when you said that.
Is
I
there
saw that.
anything? Is
I
there
saw that it was
anything other
reported
than
today.
like?
Then they were
SCOTUS?
bombing it again today.
This
so,
is from
I
the
mean,
Times
okay.
of Israel, so you know you can trust it as much as you want.
No,
Lactoid.
I've seen several sources say it, but like also they stopped.
Oh,
talking
post-war
today,
investment. Okay.
and we're already bombing them.
Lactoid, what's gonna get you off
Again,
the Trump
so-
train?
Oh wait, would we
For
hold
real.
on? When you say post-war investment, like, are we gonna get like some percentage of that ownership in like the different companies and stuff? Maybe, because if we're gonna get
So,
something out of it like that, maybe.
Hold on, don't. This is all bullshit, right? So this is from the MOU, right? The Memorandum of Understanding that was being negotiated. But like that was a bullshit song and dance, right? That got ignored, and like Trump is like, I'm not going to sign it, whatever. So yeah, like we've done this like multiple times. We keep seeing this, right? Where like the U.S. pretends is engaging in good faith, right? And then something happens, or they come up with some excuse to say, oh well, the Iranians aren't following the deal, while the Israelis keep sabotaging the deal, right? Like so, the Israelis kept bombing Lebanon, right? And part of the previous deal was that, hey man, quote with Lebanon. Israelis never stopped because they've been trying to sabotage the plan. They've been trying to keep this war going on, right? And they're want to continue on with their genocidal intents. So, so this MOU, right? Yeah, wasn't actually a real thing. I mean, I think it was actually like negotiated. I don't think that's a lie. That there was like negotiation between the teams, right? But I don't think Trump ever actually planned on signing it. I think he's been trying to hold off because like the U.S. is in a bad position in terms of its navy. And its resupplies, right? Just like how the Israelis, like ceasefires don't mean anything to the Israelis. All that is a chance to rearm. And so like he just does the song and dance, and then he says these things, right, to like manipulate the stock market. That's another excuse, right? Saying, oh, we're just about to turn the corner, and then the gas prices fall again. Like it's whatever. So yeah, I hear you. I see that. Yeah, they were negotiating $300 billion in post-war investment. Don't worry, Lactoid, right? There was no danger of this happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, he also said they were going to go silent, and then the UK is reporting. Now, this is like unconfirmed and denied by Iran, but I've seen like two sources, none of them Israel, that have said that like the Iranian president like offered to step down because he's being excluded from wartime decisions. Which I find it weird that the UK is saying it because they're pretty like anti us going over there. So like maybe there's some truth to it. It also could just be misinformation, But like I do think it's. I've seen the 300 billion number floated around, but like they're both like on like a hiatus from talking, and then we sent aircraft in today, so I don't think we're anywhere near a deal. Like,
Oh no,
like-
Trump is specifically like, well, one the Iranians
Also,
did it,
in
like, they're done
2024, for
talking.
the
Man,
record,
this war is taking forever, huh?
hold on,
Lacto?
hold on, and hold on, so just for one.
It's already
last
over.
note.
I heard you
If
won.
you check
Clearly,
2024 at the same time period, gas prices are the same as they are now.
Obliterated.
So, and there was no war then, so I don't know why were they so high then. You know, if it's because of the Iranian war. I'm just saying.
Was it this? I don't know if it
You mean
was.
the 12 you're talking about the 12-day
I
war?
don't know. I
No, I'm saying in 2024, prices at this time were the same, like were about similar to what they are now, right? So there was no war.
Were they?
I don't think. I'm not sure if that's the case, but like I don't have the data, so I'm not going to argue with you about it, Gibbs.
$4.30 a
Um,
gallon?
Yeah, I could post this. I could post the source.
You go ahead. But like I would like to.
I
get
pay for
the
premium,
actual
so I'm
topic.
paying like close to 6.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
a choice.
Uh,
You bought a car
Yeah.
that does premium, so like that was your choice, right? Like if
I
you bought
guess.
this vehicle knowing that is a choice.
No, I'm aware.
You
I'm aware.
consented to premium
Sure.
price gas.
Sure. I was in a like it was a very good deal.
just move,
Like,
Lactoid.
I bought it for my
Yeah.
grandmother. You know, very heavily discounted price.
Let's go to the actual topic then. All right. So everyone, if you enjoyed that preamble to our actual topic, if you had the start of the stream, let's hit up on the channel. Hit the follow button if you are on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. And yeah, be a part of it. Consider support the channel in which way. So consider becoming a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, or if you're really cool, consider doing super chat on YouTube. We'll read your super chat as we saw with the previous super chats. We will discuss it. It'll become a whole thing, right? Give me a chance to once
definitely
again
more Star
elevate
Wars super chats.
The
as many as
Last
possible.
Jedi. Give me a chance to elevate The Last Jedi to its rightful status as the best of the worst. And
Honestly, the best of the best.
yeah. You think it's the best of the best?
It's a top 3 Star Wars movie. Yes.
I don't know what to say that.
It's better than
I don't know
4.
what to say. 4? It's better than A New Hope?
Yeah. that's my opinion.
Okay. All right.
Let me have my opinions. Brian.
That's a hot
I think
take.
Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie. Fuck off.
I can see that.
I
Yeah,
enjoy
We're
it.
passing
I could see-
350.
I enjoy it the
with
most. I don't think it
Gibbs
is the best. I enjoy it the
Well,
most.
I can understand that. So I correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to like, but I assume you're like mid to late 20s. So I imagine you largely grew
I'm
up
30.
on.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I was
so,
like,
well-
I was probably like 10 when that.
Yeah,
came out.
so
I
you grew up
remember
with that.
That
So-
was a.
So
it was
that
like
yeah,
the
you're
defining
you're the
period of
perfect
my
age
childhood was going there.
for
yeah.
that. So that makes
Gibbs,
sense.
this is saying that the highest they climbed up to was 354. My brother,
Right,
gas
yeah.
is 430, 440,
Bro, it was
450
320 outside for me. I mean, so what you're talking about? Like, I mean, like,
Well,
there's
I
that-
mean,
Yeah,
we're
but
talking
hold
about
on,
the
hold on,
number that you
hold on, hold on.
presented, which
It's
is
national average. Hold on. Also, when you go look at that chart, you'll see that it's not even as high as 2022. You see 2024. You see that it's just now reaching.
I mean, it
the
probably
national
wasn't as high
average.
as 2008 either.
So my
2009.
point is, what was that? Why was it that high then? And there was no war with Iran. You know, and,
There was a
as far
there was
as-
a pandemic, a global pandemic.
Oh, so that that's. I didn't know that sick people were going to stop oil taking.
The entire
A
world,
global,
right?
global sick population
ridiculous.
would
That is
affect
ridiculous.
supply lines.
Yeah,
What? Are you?
anything,
what?
hold
Stop
on,
coming
hold
to
on,
work.
hold on,
Do you remember the
if-
price?
if-
Wait, do you
if
remember the price of
anything-
fucking
if
hand
anything- hold on,
sanitizer?
talking
If
about?
anything, oil would go down because less people.
What
are
about the
driving,
price of
right?
hand
If you can't
sanitizer?
drive- hold on, if nobody's
Okay.
driving because everything's locked down, is oil prices going to go up or down?
If
what's
they-
the-
But if shipping overall
ignoring-
decreases as
ignoring
well
supply,
proportionally.
then
Well,
yeah, it would go
also-
down.
oh,
If we
okay.
ignore
And
supply,
what uses? How do ships get from point A to point B? Is it nuclear reactors or is it
Wait,
oil? Oh, it's oil.
Some of them,
So
some
that
of them
should
have
also
wind
lower
sails. They
oil
put
costs.
these flaps up, and then the wind.
Cars are not the
pushes
only
them
things that
from
use
point A to
oil,
point
though.
B. I
Yeah,
think
so
that's what they were
exactly.
doing during
And
the
if, okay,
pandemic.
if shipping is lower and there's less cars, that would mean less demand for oil overall, correct?
But if there's greater demand for other consumer goods,
Yes,
that increase the
ignoring
price of
supply.
oil.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. 'Cause
I
we
Was
know
there not
that
an
crude oil is
increase,
used for
like-
fuel?
So I don't know.
I
enough
think
about
this
it
is a bad
to
argument, Gibbs.
argue
Usually,
it.
I give you
mean,
the argument.
No, this is a great argument because what
You
you're
should
talking
stop
about.
giving him the
The
argument.
reasons why
He's
oil
an
prices.
Ah, it's just
specifically-
fun.
Speaking of gas
I agree
prices
with
go
him.
up. Hold on, when gas prices go up,
I
what's the
know.
reason why gas
That's
prices?
the problem.
Sorry, hold on. But even sorry, I don't. Gibbs, help me out. what is the point of this argument, right? That
The
like
point-
it
the
also was high at another point.
Right. Well, the
It
point
was
is
bad
this,
when
the
it's
point
high
is,
then. It's bad when
Oh,
it's
okay.
high
Well,
now.
I'll explain
right?
the point. The point is,
Okay.
no, well, sure, we can make that argument. I won't disagree with that. But here's my argument: is we can't sit here and go, oh, the oil prices just are up because of this terrible war, yada yada. Y'all can say that. Well, why does that not explain why oil prices are higher these other times? in
There could have been
recent
another
memory in the last
reason
one?
though.
There's other variables that
different
affect
reason,
oil
though.
prices.
There could be
Hold on,
multiple reasons.
what?
Multiple things can affect.
Hold on,
it.
hold on.
It just so
pause,
happens that
pause,
this time
pause,
it's
so
war.
pause.
So hold on. So securing a straight for a long term,
We didn't
like
secure it.
decrease. Oh, we got that bitch.
This is
secured.
the
We
dumbest
know that.
shit.
No, it's
Hold
not.
on,
We
Hold on,
blocked
hold on,
it
Mr.
after
I
they
don't know what
blocked
the token
Higgins.
offer is.
Gibbs.
Yeah, you tell me what's dumb
Gibbs,
shit. Tell me
Gibbs,
more of it.
it's so weird because my sidewalk outside is wet, and everyone's like,
Oh.
"Well, I think it's
Yeah,
from
is
the
it wet?
sprinklers." But
I
how
thought it
could
was
that
from
be
the
the
wars on
case
Nickel Night.
when last week it was wet because of the rain? How could that be the case?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
doesn't
Do they
make
both
any
do-
sense.
Oh, this is how stupid you are with this argument. Do they both come? Is the sidewalk wet because of water usage? Oh, yeah. Is there a drought in your area because there's not been enough rain and y'all been water? Sure. And guess what? That's water usage, bitch. It's the same as if we're going to
Yeah,
use gas
bitch.
in a truck or if we're going to use gas in an oil tanker and both those go
I
down.
can't
That
even
means
follow
oil
what the hell you're
prices go
talking
down.
about.
Oh, well, I know.
Look
I
at
know
me
you
say,
can.
I don't know.
I'm too dumb.
Owned.
I'm too dumb to get it. I look
I-
outside and
clearly
There
I
are
see
multiple
wet.
reasons that can affect the oil
Sure.
economy, right? Like, and this
Sure.
time it's the war.
Right.
I
So
don't-
what was it those two times, though, before?
I don't.
The
I'm sorry, I
fucking
don't- I have no
pandemic!
idea.
Oh,
I
in
was-
2022 and 2020, all
It's
this
like
different-
asking
I-
what can
I don't know what it is.
and
It
so
wasn't the
travel
war,
less.
but it
So,
wasn't
yeah,
the war.
Wasn't the war. So okay, so this is my point: is y'all are sitting here looking at this one short-term, very tiny increase to secure like a straight
It's not
for
short-term.
perpetuity, and it
The
increased
strait
our
was
power
shut down
bond.
for like fucking 2 months.
Oh yeah, cool, good. And now we're selling
And
our
it will
oil
be
at a
shut
higher
down
price
for
than people,
months.
and we're making more money. This sounds all
We're
benefits.
not.
here.
We are not making more money.
Yes, we
This
are.
is
Now
a
we're
lie.
exporting. We are
We
exporting
are
oil.
not
This is
making
not a
more
lie. We
money.
are now
The
Hold on,
exporting
American
oil.
public
Hold
is
on,
not making
hold
more
on.
money.
What the hell?
All right,
It's just
yeah,
whether or
let's
not
just
we're
get to the
exporting
topic.
more oil. It has
Yeah, we're
nothing to
making
do
more
with
money.
productivity here in
Yeah,
the United
absolutely.
States.
Absolutely.
Do you recognize that maybe people are driving less?
Oh, people are driving.
Maybe our
less.
businesses are not doing as well, considering
Oh,
that.
they are. I feel like they're doing pretty good. Stock market's all time high.
Okay. Okay.
Line go up,
at
all good.
50,000. So, okay. Let's.
Isn't that the
let's
Pam
just
Bondi
get back
argument?
Mm-hmm.
to- It's indeed it is.
It's a good argument.
That's why she got fired.
Why she got fired?
Hey,
immediately
listen,
afterwards.
broken clocks right twice a day. All right, I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. So let's.
So
just
you admit you're
do-
broken.
All right, listen, but by women, not because of my politics.
Fair. And once again, Gibbs, we can agree on yet another thing.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let's just do it. Wow. You guys are great. You guys are. It's an experience every time with you gentlemen. Okay. The topic. The Trump administration has left about 2,000 U.S. diplomatic seats open in the U.S. Foreign Service. This nearly unprecedented number of vacancies comes at a time where the U.S. is dealing with foreign policy emergencies across the globe. But even in those very same hotspots, embassies are left understaffed when it comes to career diplomatic officers. The Trump administration seems to believe that this part of the government was an entrenched hierarchical institution which could not fill its needs. But this administration has also failed to fill ambassadorships with loyal political appointees. Do you think this is a problem? Is the U.S. better off with a substantially smaller diplomatic footprint that instead relies more on the White House to directly interface with its foreign counterparts? Is there anything of value that is lost when so many career bureaucrats are fired? Or has Trump made the government more efficient in this way? So, yeah, a lot of people have been let go. A lot of people have been let go. Yeah, this has. Oh, I'll say it has an effect. That this is. It has an effect. I won't say whether it's good or bad. We'll argue about that, whether it's good or bad. But there was certainly some sort of effect when all these workers disappear in these sensitive areas, right? And and some of these places, like it doesn't matter. Like not all countries, like we have like an interest, actively in that nation. And in fact, the NBC News article here actually has a nice little map that like shows which countries are vacant at this point in time. So not every one of them is like of crucial importance, and having some vacancies is like kind of normal, right? Like just in any part of the government, having some vacancies. But this is a lot. This is a whole lot. And not just the at the very top, but like also the levels below. These people are all gone, and like there seems to be very little effort to replace them. And this seems like a purposeful move. So yeah, I just want to see like what do you guys think? Like, do you think we don't really need these guys, right? I mean, the government hasn't blown up yet. I mean, things have blown up. I mean, bombs have fallen, but I mean, like the U.S. government is still functioning, right? And we're still talking to these other nations, right? We didn't lose their number. So do we need all this? Like maybe it's an opportunity to like literally rethink how we do diplomacy, right? Just because we did it like for so many years, so many decades, doesn't mean you have to do it the same way into the future. I don't know, right? Is this something worth trying when checking out? Are you happy with what you're seeing as the results here? So yeah, we'll bounce around. Start with our friend Lactoid.
Yeah, look, smaller government means smaller government. I am long been a proponent of the idea that you cut where you can, because the government inherently is an organization that's based on coercion, right? It gains its finances through expropriation of the work of other people without their consent. And so I'm generally, my predisposition is to say good whenever any kind of government position is cut. I understand that there were layoffs here, but what it appears like is happening is there's a lot of retirements without replacements, which I think is also fine. The question here then is just really, do we need these positions? As the article states, Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau is saying that the reform system is actually intentional, that and if you click on the link to the Daily Wire interview, he goes into depth about how a lot of this is being driven by Marco Rubio, and how foreign ambassador staff, yes, there a lot of them are being let go, and a lot of them are not being filled. But a big part of that is because they identified a kind of culture of bureaucracy, a culture of lack of achievement, a lot of self back-patting, which is common in government. And I totally believe it. I wasn't there. I'm not an ambassador, but I totally believe it. So the question is, do we need them? And I think Marco Rubio has demonstrated himself to be very competent. Some people here don't like him, but I don't think the reason people don't like him is because he's incompetent. I think that you guys just don't like him because of his positions. I think he's demonstrated that he's able to take a lot of jobs, and he's able to run organizations quite well and run the government, different government apparatus that it's put under his control quite well. So I'm moderately optimistic here about I want to see what Marco Rubio does with our State Department here. I'm looking at the map. I mean, there's a few countries that I was surprised when I saw that we don't have an ambassador to, the big ones being both Russia and Ukraine, also Saudi Arabia. I mean, there's definitely a couple that to me would seem like should be priorities, perhaps. But I also know that Marco Rubio and the administration generally is heavily involved in discussions within those countries at the same time. So while I guess I would prefer some kind of experienced ambassador in those countries, I think that for a country like Russia, Ukraine, or Saudi Arabia, I think those countries make sense. The expense probably does make sense. The fact that they don't see the need for one right now, I think, is interesting, and I'm willing to kind of just see where it goes off of that.
Thank you so much. Let's go to our friend Gibbs.
Yeah, people go, what does clearing out the swamp look like? Well, this is what it looks like. Gutting shit, bro. You go in there, you clean out the rot and the bureaucracy. That's what they're doing. I also, at one point, this article that was posted, that the chick said, yeah, this is like not surprising for administrations to get people. I guess what's surprising is they're not putting new people in, right? Like, I mean, then again, back to what I just mentioned, all these countries where they don't have ambassadors. Well, why would we need them when El Jefe is already over there talking to them every time? Like, it seems like we're double dipping, paying people to do payback bullshit that someone else high up the food chain's already doing. Why, like, what do we need an ambassador for? Is he just going to be fucking UPS? Like, great, you're gonna pick up a call? We don't need that guy. Got his ass, fire his ass out. This is what like making shit look at fishy. Hegseth today, I believe, announced they just Doge. I know we forgot about Doge, but they're still doing things. Found 5.1 billion today in cuts in the military. They're doing like this is what I'm talking about. They're gutting things. They're starting somewhere. We're clearing out the rot. We're getting rid of the bureaucracy. Big fan. Also, we don't need these things for another reason because we are the perennial military power. We are establishing trade routes and guarantees. We've got a deal for the control of the Strait of Malacca. We got the TRIPS plan over there above Iraq. Above, I guess it's above Iraq, but it's mainly above Iran with the oil and stuff going through there. We've got the control of Panama and Venezuela and Panama. If y'all saw, by the way, free promo, go check out my one-on-one interview with an engineer that escaped the government under Chavez there. Put me on, maybe researching where they were hiding their money. Them and China were hiding a lot of their money in Panama. So one more reason we gain control. And this is all part of the modern Fortress America tactic that we're seeing play out on a grander scale, which is much more like the Don Roe doctrine, right? It's like takes a bit of the old 1940s Fortress America, and then it combines it in a modern sense while establishing control of the petrodollar and all these other things. And that's why we're seeing him go after things like the Strait of Hormuz, the Strait of Malacca, the TRIPS deal. And that's why he's cutting back over here. We don't need these long-term career bureaucrats in there slowing shit up no more. It's time for these people to get with the program or get out. And it sounds like he doesn't even need to get with the program because Rubio is just basically doing everything for everybody. So he's just firing him. You know, why have somebody that's doing half of the job when you have one guy that's doing the job of 10? I'm just saying it's called efficiency. And this is why we brought him in. This is what I voted for. And y'all are sitting here saying it act like it's a bad thing. Nah. Get learned, son.
Yeah, because we didn't vote for it.
Yeah.
That sucks for you. I'll be a river.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got something for you. Right here.
Gibbs.
The world's smallest violin. Playing my heart cries for you, Hunter.
Gibbs.
That's definitely not the world's smallest violin.
Yeah.
I've seen smaller.
It's pretty
Also,
small.
that was obviously just made. Like, there are duplicates of those.
Yeah. Well, let's neither here nor there.
Little Gibbs, sorry. Like, this is just a very, very quick response, please, right? Are you in favor of simply, because I know there's only one or two options here. There's no other options here. Either taking over the Panama Canal or taking over Panama?
Well, both would be great. In fact, here's one more reason why we need less people, right? If we own those countries, what do we need an ambassador to them no more?
That's a good point. We'll save some money. Like, we'll occupy Panama and we'll save money.
Which will cost $0 in Vegas.
Can I answer that real quick? My answer to this is unironically, we should have the canal, but probably not the rest of the country. No.
Noriega was just the first drug lord president over there. I'm just saying. They're probably all greedy over there.
Okay, it's fine.
We built the damn thing.
Right.
Fair. Okay, I won't get distracted because I want to get distracted right now. Let's go to our friend Corey.
The prompt asks, do you think this is a problem? And at least to me, it depends on what your goals are. If you have an interest in having a global presence, then I think this is a problem. But if your goal is to not have a global presence and to largely be isolationist, then I can see how maybe someone like Lacto would see this as a good thing. And at the end of the day, let's say as a Canadian, I have no problem if the United States pretty much has a lower ranking on the world stage and retreats from power. And if that's what they want, then go for it. I think they will find out in the long run that that's not going to work out so well for them. But that's to be seen. Just like, for example, the gutting of the CDC and the FDA, I think that's largely bad for the health of Americans. I think overall, the gutting of these institutions is also, let's say, bad for the Americans. And I'll leave it there for now.
Thank you so much. Let's go to our friend Ali.
Yeah, this is probably a bad thing. A worse thing is that I just found out, or maybe realized, that Russia is considered part of Asia, and I always thought it was part of Europe. Oddly,
Kind of both.
never
Yeah,
really.
people-
Yeah, I know, but
But
it's
A little
right
bit
now
of a big country, maybe one of the biggest.
Well,
a
St.
little bit
Petersburg,
of a big country.
The
yeah.
most
biggest.
of Russia is in Europe, but most of the Russian continent is in Asia. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know.
Most
Yeah,
Yeah,
Russians
yeah.
are
Most
in
of the
Europe.
population is in
Yeah,
Europe.
Yeah.
I should.
Anything,
Yeah,
anything,
that's what
anything
I'm
west of the
saying, but,
Urals.
like,
Anything
for
west
this
of the Urals.
for this map to have it be considered under Asia, I was like, I guess like then it is considered Asia, which I don't know. I just found that out, which is probably worse. Yeah.
It
So no,
depends-
this is
it depends on who you ask.
What
'cause
map?
I'm
What
sure
map
I
are you
don't-
looking at?
the thing the
The
also
world's
just-
map.
absent
I
I
diplomacy.
just
believe.
found out what the
absent,
Totenkopf is too. So.
the absent in the absent diplomacy map where you can click
It's
the
under
like the
Asia.
countries, like Russia is considered in Asia. So I was like, oh shit, that's
Yeah, it's under the
We need
Asia,
to have
uh,
social studies retaught. I
that's
think.
wild. But yeah, no, I mean,
a lot of people here.
so it seems like in most of the larger countries that where we would need to have an ambassador, that this is that we're finding full. I'm actually really like surprised that in the Middle East that we don't have like the UAE, Kuwait, Iraq. Like these are all places where I thought we would for
They
sure
get-
have one.
They get bombed a lot.
I mean, they get bombed a lot. There's a lot of wars, especially like Israel's right there, so there's a lot of contention between the other countries, and then to find out that we do have them in like Yemen, I don't know. For the sake of Americans abroad, obviously, I think this is good. For the sake of like us having like diplomatic relations with other countries, I think it's good to have ambassadors there, people that are living there, understand the lands, and can actually report what's happening. Just I don't know. Like you can say Marco Rubio is doing great all you want. You can't have one guy being stretched across all these countries. Like it just doesn't work. And we had this talk a couple weeks ago about like if the aliens came down, like which like diplomat would we have them speak to? And I think this is kind of like part of it where like you want people to be in these countries that can speak and report back to like the president, unless you have no one that can speak there and no one that trusts him, and then you have no one that will report back, and you can't really have these you don't want those relationships in decline. And when we're seeing like European countries right now breaking or like going over to China and going over to like talks with China and getting rid of their like Israeli ambassadors or US ambassadors or whatever it is, then obviously I think this is going to be bad, and we're going to need people going forward to have conversations with other countries.
Okay, thank you so much. And last but not least, our good friend Hunter.
Hi. So I would like to, if the panel allows it and if Prime allows it, I can stay focused. But if I would also like to broaden this conversation a little bit, just a little bit.
How
to
dare you?
America first and that idea, because I do think it falls a lot into this conversation, and how America first is one of the dumbest ideas in politics, mostly because it commits the zero-sum fallacy. It really believes fundamentally that if you don't spend money here, then that means that you do get to spend money here. A good example that I like to use is like spending $100,000 on Sesame Street in like Tehran essentially often means that we don't spend $1 billion in national security. Just making friends is usually a good idea. And having diplomacy and having anchors of trust in different countries helps save us money. Like if we just want to look at it economically, then that route is that's an easy win for that side. Yeah, I think that what Gibbs said about Donald is in charge. I think that he has a silly idea of what a diplomacy of what an embassy is. That it's essentially just like I don't even just know, like communications with the foreign leaders. Oftentimes it's like visa overloads. We're gonna send Donald Trump to do that. Sometimes you just kind of want people in these positions to just sort of like help smooth things out. And if there is bureaucracy, obviously that's bad. If there's too much bureaucracy or if it's overloaded in the system and there's a lot of red tape, obviously that's a bad idea. But that should be replaced. It should be fixed. Just stripping it is never going to work out. You're just going to create a cascading effect. And the last thing that I'll ask is people who are in favor of this, namely Gibbs and Lactoid. It seems weird, Gibbs, and maybe this is going to be mostly targeted to Gibbs. It seems weird that you want the U.S. to be this to be the top of the global hegemony, but also strip all of its resources that it has away from the global hegemony. And if you agree that it lowers us down on the global ranking, like I think Corey said, my question is, what would that entail? Like, who would take that spot? Because
He's just going to say the military.
First of all,
the
it doesn't.
US. All right,
It
anyway,
does-
that's
But
it.
he-
That's
he-
it. We can
Yeah,
move
it-
into the larger. Sorry,
Yeah,
We
it,
can
it
do the back
wouldn't.
and forth now.
It wouldn't lower us down. First of all, let's just take a couple examples.
it would lower us down.
No, I absolutely disagree. One,
Oh, okay,
first,
yeah,
yeah, it wouldn't lower us down. Like, why do we need an ambassador to something that's smaller than the size of Houston? Why do we need an ambassador? I don't know, Singapore. You got to be fucked up. We can just send like junior.
Isn't
diplomat
Singapore
36
millions of people?
Yeah, sure, but it's still smaller than
Like
the city
tens of
Houston.
millions?
Well,
Yeah, it's-
the
hold on,
population
hold
probably
on.
matters,
Yeah,
and the amount
hold
of
on,
trading that we do with that country.
Sure, but hold on, we don't need a whole ass ambassador for what is essentially a city, right? We can just send I don't know, junior fucking diplomat 37 over there.
So
and then
another
stand it up
person?
and- Yeah.
So
but he could
just-
be-
so an
hold on,
ambassador by a different name?
Probably live there.
No. This is important. Instead of having
should-
an embassy and all this other bullshit, we can just have a guy over there doing a Zoom call. And
We could just send an
Dubai-
intern.
Yeah, why do we need?
What if he gets a little
Dubai?
overwhelming?
intern?
We need a second
Dubai is 100,000.
I could really use a second person. Are we allowed a second
100,000
person?
Hold on, one
For
second.
for
Dubai-
Nambia, we
hold
could
on,
definitely use a fucking intern. What the fuck are we doing
Dubai.
there?
I would
It's
bet that
literally
the embassy's probably
smaller.
3 people there.
Dubai is literally the same size. Like it's about 100,000 acres different between that and the King Ranch. the
Isn't
size.
Dubai also
Oh,
millions of people?
Hold on. You sure? But the King Ranch is huge. It's got
You
thousands of
keep
people.
I don't.
Hold on,
Do you understand like
hold on.
geography and population not inherently
Sure, I
linked, and there's a
understand that, but let
difference?
me
Like
finish. I mean,
I don't
I-
understand.
I sure.
The
I
look
get
on
it.
Corey's face.
Hold on. Well, even if we do with millions of people, do you think Singapore should have a ambassador directly to Houston? They're comparable in size, population wise.
Hold on,
Like,
you're
what's-
saying
wait,
obviously
what's-
they're not really going to care.
We have
if it's
a
from
nobody-
Namibia.
Nobody's sending an ambassador to a city. That's
And it's
ridiculous.
Namibia,
we
by
can
the
just
way.
do a Zoom call with their leader and sign the paperwork. It's ridiculous in the age of technology that we have to have physical people on the ground and
That's
every one
what
of
does
these
not
podunk little
co-sign this.
countries.
Probably
Wait, I'm so
beneficial
confused.
that
What
they
does that
know
change,
that
Gibbs? That
percentage
doesn't
will
change
sign
anything.
it.
If
It
someone's
saves
there or
money.
someone's
It saves us money. What do we need?
It's
What
small
is
and a
this
map
for?
prime.
Yeah, what do we need it? We don't
So,
need,
so you'd agree that New York City is irrelevant, right? You'd agree,
Sure,
Lacroix, New York
we
City
would- we
is
wouldn't send-
irrelevant,
oh, yeah, but
and
we
and
would send
no
an ambassador.
no country should
Also-
take its
also,
New York
all
City
these countries-
seriously because
all
it's
these
it's small. It's an
countries-
island.
Hold on, all these
What's-
countries.
what's
the
Hey,
square
hey,
footage
watch out for Wyoming. Watch out for Wyoming, it's
Y'all
huge.
think y'all got dunks here, but hold on.
Wait till you hear about Alaska.
Hold
But
on,
you're not
New York's
saying
got this-
anything meaningful,
hold on,
Gibbs.
New York. Well, I am saying something meaningful. You just
No.
being stupid about it. Like, listen, it's real simple. Y'all are sitting here and
It's real
arguing
simple.
that some of these podunk little countries like Singapore or like Dubai, like they might have money.
I don't
but
know
they're
if Dubai's a
tiny.
podunk.
Hold on, they're podunk. I'm sorry, they're a little podunk, little tiny country.
Dubai might be
United
an important one.
Sure,
I'm gonna be
even
honest.
then-
United Kingdom was a
even
podunk
then-
country
even-
because
hold
it's
on.
small.
Oh, United
when
Kingdom,
it, like,
definitely.
Dubai is very
United-
small
United
until it
Kingdom-
stands on its
Oh,
wallet.
United Kingdom is basically third world now. But so like, hold on. And on top of that, y'all brought up the New York. Here's something cool about New York. You know what's in New York? The UN. All these people are already.
But it's
have
small.
their
How big is
back-
that building,
Hold
though?
on,
How big is
hold
that
on,
building?
it's
Can
you-
small.
small.
Can you
Hold on,
see it?
hold on,
Can you
here's the
see it from a
point.
map?
Hold on. Here's
Is
the
it?
best
Can
part
you
about
see
this.
it from
It's a
space?
very small
You can't see it from
building,
space.
Corey.
It's
I don't
irrelevant.
think
Compared
this
to
is-
most
I know-
countries.
Hold on. This is actually like y'all are sitting here like making jokes, but it costs money to fucking own these facilities in all these countries.
Oh, no.
It costs money to have these trained professionals go over there and negotiate.
Nobody's denying that.
Hold on. Whenever we already have the UN.
I mean, we're
for
not
all
going
these
to
little
fire the
small
trained
countries
professionals.
where they can already go and just negotiate there. Just have them pay for offices if they want to talk to us. We're the big dog. We don't need to go over there. They come to Papa. That's how it works.
Wait,
Yes,
would
the
you
big
make-
dog usually makes people pay for office buildings in their countries. That's what the
Exactly.
big
They
dog
can-
does.
they can pay for-
It's
exactly.
the
We're
big dog
close-
is concerned.
That's what I'm saying. We're
The
close
big
to
dog is
shop,
concerned
and they
with the
can come over
price
here.
of
It's
the Singaporean
Well,
office, embassy
Well, listen,
office.
I mean, I'm thinking Singapore because they're small, but they're at least wealthy. What do we need fucking embassy in, I don't know, Djibouti, Djibouti because we got AFRICOM, but another Somali. We don't need
I mean,
no
I would
embassy in
argue that the
Somalia.
embassy
Like-
that you have there is very small and costly, right? I wouldn't imagine that the embassy in the smaller countries that don't really produce much or don't really need much. It's probably like a smaller embassy. It's probably
What do
not
we need
a,
it for?
well, we are the hegemon, right? We are the leaders of the free
Yeah,
world, right?
we
So it's
wanna
probably
have
good. It's probably good to have our
Cool,
people
we'll just have a
over there
military base and the general can be the ambassador.
overseeing what's happening on a day-to-day basis versus what you want, which is a Zoom call, right? You have someone
yeah,
that's,
or the
that has
general
that has their eyes
of the base.
unless you want to run security in the countries, right? You just want to
Yeah,
tap
I don't want to do
the
that.
wire system and have all that, which isn't going to work, right? It's probably good to have like an ambassador there, there's some
But we
eyes
have a
and ears on the
military base.
ground
Hold
to
on, Joe.
actually
We
to
don't need that.
actually to
We
actually
don't need that,
maintain what's
Ollie.
happening, maintain their hegemony, maintain their
watch.
power.
Ollie, we have bases in 75% of the countries in the world. We don't need an embassy. We just could let the general there be the guy, or we could let deputy fucking.
Is the
that
embassy
dog
not
be the guy.
usually within the
No,
within these
no, they're
like
usually
not
their own
bases
private
specifically,
jet
but like
areas.
American
Yeah,
territories?
we could just put an administration building
Oh,
right on a
inside the
base, right inside of like a little hangar
But
that
hold
used
on.
to be used. And then we
Embassies,
can have
embassies
some
provide
regular guy go to it. It's
enough number of
we don't need to.
services, right? Like
Yeah.
like when you travel
Too many
abroad.
services.
Yeah. First of all, like
It's for
if
Americans.
you are an American traveling somewhere and something happens, right? Or if you're Canadian, right? Like you go to your embassy and they help you out. They like if you are getting trouble by the law, the embassies are supposed to be there to help you. If you have trouble with your passport,
the
a whole
consulates
range
too.
of things. So
They're there for
so
Americans.
Well, the consulates
yeah,
are
yeah.
different. The
There's
consulates
that.
are also
But
different.
then,
They're different systems.
beyond that, right? Like in
The
terms of
embassies are still
actual
functioning, just to be clear. We're talking about
Yeah.
even though there's no
Yeah,
ambassadors, there's still
But he's
embassies
saying get rid of
there.
them. He's saying get rid of those things altogether.
Well,
My
or
understanding.
downsize them dramatically.
Okay.
To the point that they're not
but,
there.
like,
I mean, maybe depends on the
Okay,
country.
so then you're saying get rid of them, like.
Possibly, I'm open. I'm open to it.
Okay, so but like in terms of like interfacing with the state, yeah, that's a completely different thing than what a military base was. First of all, the military bases are only there, right, because we have like agreements with those countries. Those ambassadors help us
Yeah,
maintain those
they
agreements.
exist.
If they say no, right, then those bases have to go, unless of course
We
we
say, "Fuck
you
you."
laugh at that, but then unless you're saying, hey, we actually have to go to war with 75% of the world,
Yeah,
right?
but they're not all
to
going to say it at
maintain a
once. And if they
base.
do, they're going to still get their ass whipped. We could probably take 75% of the world on, honestly.
We can't clear the Strait of Hormuz.
But
we are
we
getting our
are
ass
clearing
beat
this. We are beating the
just
shit out
in
of it.
Iran.
You know, they just did a
cannot
poll
beat
today. There was a
the
poll
Strait of
today.
Hormuz.
75% of Americans are like, no, that we're whooping that ass. Like, and the only other 25%.
Oh well,
we
if the
are
poll
screaming.
says it's true, then
I mean,
then
y'all
the
are the
results
ones
of
who
the
like,
war.
y'all
Of
are the ones who
course.
like polls. You know,
They
I'm just saying.
can't. We can't like clear the and the Houthis, right? Like how long did it take to even get to Houthis in a negotiation
Well,
table?
the
Like
Houthis can't walk
broke-ass
outside
Houthis.
without us bombing the shit out of them. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
and they kept on going, and they
Back-
kept,
back
we couldn't
that
stop the
up.
Houthis.
Ain't that
And
shit.
then and what do you know? Lost Afghanistan and lost
Well, that was
Vietnam,
Biden's fault.
and like like okay, whatever, it's fine. The point is that like
But we
like,
didn't
they
lose Afghanistan. We
interface
chose
with
to leave.
the people on the ground. They have diplomatic relations with them. When things come up, they are the front line. In fact, you wouldn't want your president dealing with all the things that the ambassador is doing. This is simple delegation, right?
Yeah.
You don't. I wouldn't
Well,
want.
the guy he put in
the
charge of it says they don't need all these people. So why wouldn't we trust the guy he put in charge?
Sorry, say that again.
So, all right. It's delegation. He put Rubio in charge, right? He's Secretary
Yeah.
of State. Okay. And if the
Yeah.
Secretary of State says this is extraneous extra people, got him, then we should probably listen to the guy he delegated the power to, right?
You got me there.
I mean, that's
You
what
got
you
me
put him
there.
in charge. I mean, like I would argue this for any president. If their guy puts somebody in, and they're like, okay,
and they do a stupid thing, and you're like, we gotta.
Sure,
well, they
sure.
put them
I
in
guess if
charge,
it's
and
a
so like
boo-boo, sure,
once
but, like-
they're there, we
well,
can't
hold on, but
question.
that's why you have a cabinet, right? Is so that you put them in, you're delegating power, and they run their office, right?
Yeah, but hold on. Then
y'all don't-
hold on.
So
then
you
you
don't
should
like
have
it when Trump is too hands on. Y'all
then
don't
you
like
should
when he
also
delegates.
hold
What
on.
do you
Then
like?
Trump should have also listened to Tulsi Gabbard, where she said the Iran was not building a nuclear bomb or trying to build a nuclear bomb, right?
Yeah,
you should have
but she's,
listened
like,
then.
but she's like besties with Syria, so you can't.
Okay.
Well, you're criticizing her now. Weren't you singing her praises like 6 months ago?
I'm just using y'all's own logic right now. That's all. I'm
No.
doing.
You were absolutely in support
I'm
of Tulsi
just-
Gabbard 6 months ago.
I am still in support of Tulsi. I'm just using your logic.
You're just supported because you find her attractive, but you
That's
support.
true. That is exactly
Yeah, just like
true.
Lockwood, who has no principles.
Hold on. My principles are she's hot.
But the attractiveness was one
And
aspect.
she's loyal
okay?
to her man. Her man got cancer, and she's like, I'm stepping down to take care. That's laudable. That's what you
I don't
want as a
believe that.
partner. That's what you want as a partner.
Like
on, did you guys-
I supported Tulsi on her on her actual like policy positions on who she is,
Let's
and
just say
yes,
that was true though. Would you
she-
support
her
somebody
attractiveness
stepping down
is
to
like a
support
is
somebody
a
if they're
nice
suffering
little
cancer?
you know
I would support that.
it's a gold nugget.
Anyway,
I'm
let's
I hope
Right.
like I hope the reason she terrible that her husband has cancer. I hope the reason that she's stepping down is that, but I share a little bit of prime suspicion with that. I do wonder if she's
They could both be
being-
true. They could both be true. Like it could be like, oh,
mean,
things
could
are
be.
tough.
Or
Things
she's
are
just looking
tough,
for an excuse
and-
to not make her make herself look
That's a
bad.
pretty good excuse, and you're gonna have an excuse. My husband's
Well, is
got
it
cancer.
like I don't actually know? Like, is it confirmed that her husband has cancer?
I can believe
I don't,
that her
I don't think she's
husband-
lying about it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it
I
past
don't.
her.
I don't believe that she's lying. I also don't believe that she would step away from power for that reason. She's got plenty of help right? It's not like she couldn't see
Who
him
is
or
this?
anything like that.
Well, no.
Like,
Why do
she
you think
has-
Tulsi lied? Like, what evidence do you have that Tulsi is a liar? I don't think Tulsi's lied about anything
Are you talking
that I
to
can
me?
think of. Or to Corey, you said that you wouldn't doubt
I
that
think her
she's lying.
testimony in front of court was pretty. I don't know. I don't know, but maybe explicitly. Well, yeah, I would say pretty dishonest.
In what way?
As
How was she
in,
dishonest?
or I guess the most charitable interpretation is evasive.
Sure. I mean, yeah, maybe like she, in the sense of there's certain things that she doesn't want to answer because maybe like the administration directed her not to answer certain things. But I think that's different than like something as like straightforward as lying about my husband having cancer. I think that'd be like that would
It's still like rare
think
form of bone cancer.
that
too.
would be like a pretty easy thing to fact check and like a pretty like horrible like. Can you imagine the political fallout if it turns out she's lying about that? I mean,
What
I
would be
can't
the
imagine
political
any of the
fallout? What would be the
if
fallout?
she-
What happened?
the fallout if she was lying about her husband having cancer, like
Well,
fucking.
how'd that affect anything? Actually, I really don't know.
So, look, I
She
think
was
that
stepping down from a position of power, of like
Yeah,
pretty
right.
high ranking.
No,
official.
I understand, and what Gibbs is saying could also be the case where like this is a good like opportunity. Like her husband actually does have cancer, and
That doesn't make
like,
it look any better. I mean, maybe slightly in terms of like, oh, how convenient now that I can use this as a stepping stone to
Well, hold
step
on.
Yeah, I
down
mean,
and make
she's
myself
not-
look
well,
good.
Yeah, but it
Well,
means that she's not lying, right? It means like this is a reason.
Okay,
Maybe
sure.
there's other
if
reasons
she's
that
not
she's
lying
not,
and
like-
just opportunistic, I can believe that, and equally,
hold on.
almost
Are you
equally as
saying-
bad as a
Are
person.
you saying you
It's
can't
not
have?
equally
Hold
as
on. Let's just go through this logic. Let's just say she like things are going bad for her, which I don't necessarily even agree with that. But let's just say everything bad has happened for Tulsi. However, Trump still's got confidence in her for whatever reason. Okay, let's just take this as the premise, and then we find out. Oh, my husband's got some extremely rare form of bone cancer. We've been together through multiple deployments, and we've been together 11 years. And I go, okay, all this other bad shit's happening, and my husband's got cancer. I should step away. Like I don't know that like going, hey, there's multiple reasons for something. Like it, like
Wait, what
don't
other
even
bad stuff
think-
is happening?
Oh, this is the premise I'm just giving you. I'm just saying, let's
What-
just say
wait,
all y'all's
hypothet-
all
okay,
y'all's critiques of
it's
her were true.
hypothetical.
But
Okay.
Trump had like some confidence in her still. I even then, if my wife, if I was married 11 years and I'd been through the military, came back, and they suddenly had some rare form of bone cancer, like confirmed by NBR and Fox News, by the way. So if that was going to sit here
Okay,
and like
that's good.
that happened, I'd be like, oh, well, maybe I should step away. This person was with me through 2 deployments. I feel like, I maybe owe him a little loyalty.
Gibbs,
Like,
you would not do that. Come on.
It's
Gibbs.
also the
Oh,
other
yeah.
the thing that I'm worried about is
If
speci-
You're in
I'm
it for
married
you,
to, who's more
Gibbs.
Team Gibbs than your person you're married to? We get him out of the cancer, then we run for office later. Like
the thing that like people are skeptical of that I share a little bit of suspicion with is that Tulsi's been very much against the Iran war, right? In terms of historically speaking, and she has not come out in support of the Iran war, and so
Nor condemned it.
she's been like kind of keeping to the sidelines on this because she works for the administration that launched it, and so I think that the suspicion is, well, her departure might be related to that, which I hope it's not, but it might be. But I do believe her husband has cancer. I think that's obvious. I just don't see someone lying about
If
it.
I'm a betting person, yes, I would place my bet that they probably have cancer and they're not lying. But it would not, let's say, shock me or surprise me that either she's being opportunistic or dishonest.
conspiracy. The Trump
That's a
ad,
pretty
they wanted
big
her
lie.
gone.
I think
Conspiracy.
that's not a
They
fruitful
wanted her
lie for
gone,
her.
so they gave
That's
him
the only
cancer.
reason I disagree.
That's
Yeah,
what
no,
happened.
I would say
I'm-
between opportunistic and lying, I would go with opportunistic. That
What are
is
we
more
talking about?
believable.
I think opportunistic is a weird way to phrase. Like, oh, I'll use my husband's cancer to step down from power. I don't know. That's I don't
Yeah,
know.
so she's what the director of intelligence, right? Like maybe,
Director of National
DNI.
Intelligence, I believe.
Yeah, maybe she had the CIA give him cancer so she could step down. Maybe
That's a
the conspiracy.
possibility.
Yeah, that's what.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't put it
Well,
that-
should Tulsi condemn the Iran war?
I would like her to.
She was pretty
There's
vocal
no
about
way that she would survive if she did. Like in terms of like, she's no longer going to be resigning. She's going to be canned if she. If she
Yeah, but
actually
if
comes
that's
out
her
and says
belief,
that.
why should she not?
Sure.
Why should
Yeah,
she not hold true to her standards?
You're right. Look,
you met
I should walk in
Republicans?
tomorrow to my boss and like give him the middle finger. I should. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, holding true to their standards.
that- hold on,
that's
is that
what the
your-
bureaucrats are
Is
proud
it-
of.
are your values being questioned?
like your boss?
in your corporate law office? Is
There,
that
there are certain people above me that maybe I don't get along with, and I'm not gonna go like.
no,
wait a
not
flip
minute,
them off.
getting
don't
along
get
with it's
along with.
different than like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I get along with lots
challenging
of
your
people.
ethical.
The
framework
honest
and-
thing would be
and-
to, flip
Come
them off,
on.
but I'm not gonna do that.
Come on.
No, come on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're being a little dishonest here.
I'm not being dishonest at all.
No, I understand that you would want to flip them off and you don't. I get that.
Thank you.
Not getting along with someone is different than
I'm
a
saying it's
fundamental difference in
probably
values, and
incomparable.
your
Well,
values
Well, no,
being
because
valid.
yeah, it's because
I know you
like,
a
I
lot
would
about the
disagree
lectures
with
of
them.
values of the Grand Planner conversation.
Like, there are people that I've worked for that I disagree with, and I think that yes,
You have
like,
fundamental ethical disagreements with, or it's just like,
I mean,
don't
I
like
work
this
for
guy's-
Democrats. There's Democrats above me for sure.
They're not bombing a country.
Yeah, like, and are they?
No, they're
forcing-
bombing our culture with fucking
and are they
diversity
forcing
training.
you to do work, like
Come on.
legal work
Just works,
that
really.
is against your ethics.
No, it wouldn't be like illegal. Like it wouldn't be unethical in
No,
the
I didn't
sense of
say
like it would
illegal.
actually be a
I think ethics,
well,
yeah.
but in the lawyer world, it's kind of there's a strong overlap between like because I'm not allowed to do anything against like the ethics of the profession because this
Okay.
would be unethical
well,
and that would
your
affect my
ethical
license.
code.
Yeah,
but,
we're talking about
like,
your ethical code.
Yeah, but like in terms of like my like outside of that practice, like
Yeah.
do I disagree with the morality of people that I've worked under and work under? Of course, I
We're
think
not
everybody
talking about
does.
the morality of those people. No, not the morality of the individual person. The actions
code.
are asking you to do within that.
That you are
Mm.
actively contributing.
Have
to.
you had to go fight for DEI and you don't support DEI and you've been forced
Yes,
to like
yes, I have.
There you go.
I have been
It's
forced
fucking- it's
to
such an
take.
easy question
I
to
have been
answer.
forced to take diversity training against my will. and
Take
I did
diversity
it.
training is not the same thing as fight for. I
Come
asked such
on.
a specific question.
No.
I did it.
Did the guy who came and institute the diversity training, like, did he give you a client that you did not ethically feel like you could defend, and then you still had to defend? That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, Lactoid is
And
probably
have they-
obligated to
yeah.
defend some clients that he probably
No.
like,
But
I think
that's
Of
still
course
from an
I am.
ethical framework. That's still like even if you believe that a man is guilty as a public defender, you understand that you're participating in a system in which he should get defense.
And he voluntarily took whatever the oath or whatever signed. I'm assuming took
Yeah, but
some
it's-
sort of agreement saying he.
I
would do
could
that.
It's
withdraw.
not just that there's an obligation. It's
Yeah, he
that
doesn't have to
understands
take
that
the
he's in
case.
an
Wait, he
ethical
doesn't have to
framework
take
where
every
it's
case that
good
comes his
he
way.
exists.
Yes,
See,
his
Hunter?
values.
No, that's not.
No, listen to what they're saying because what they're saying is the counter here. Like I agree with you. Like yeah,
He
everybody
doesn't
deserves
have to take every case he doesn't want to take.
Hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
hold on.
Right.
We
What
should.
Hunter's saying. Right. What I'm saying. Like me and Hunter agree on this, in that yes, every person deserves representation, and sometimes you're going to have to represent people that you find odious, that
And
you don't
probably
like,
guilty.
that you just don't want to represent. And what you and I are saying is, well, that's the role of a lawyer. What they're saying is, Lactoid, you could just not be a lawyer then.
I'm not saying that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You have to take every case presented to you. There aren't lawyers who turn down
If-
cases.
If I no, not as an
If you're a
associate.
public
Not as
defender,
an associate.
he's a
If I tell my
junior
my managing partner, no, I'm not taking that, I'm getting canned the next day. Absolutely. Yes,
Sure,
I
yeah,
take
yeah.
what they give me. Yes,
And
that's
he's
how
a
that
grunt.
works. Yeah.
No, but okay. So I will try to paint
would
the
be-
hypothetical
no,
that's probably
no,
more
no,
representative.
I'm just saying. But
If
like,
let's say last year you tweeted out, I hate my boss, they're an awful person, okay? And then tomorrow you're confronted with that tweet, and your boss asks you, do you stand by this? Or basically, would you, if you still believe that, would you lie to keep your job?
I probably just wouldn't comment. I'd refuse to answer.
Because you're a terrible person.
That might be
Yeah,
wait,
exactly.
wouldn't
No,
that lawyer?
How
Wouldn't
is
that
that
just-
possible?
No,
Yeah,
I
how's
actually
that
worked at a
better?
law
I'm
firm where this
confused.
was
Hold
a
on, I
case. We
hate
had a
both sides
top
of this
lawyer.
argument. What are we
No,
talking
look,
about?
there was a lawyer. So I worked at a law firm in Houston, and she was known for being like a huge cunt, right? And like she would like literally call you in her office every day and chew you out. She'd be like, "Listen, hey, you little dick motherfucker," and all this crazy shit. And like probably could have complained to somebody. I guess I don't know who you would have complained to because like they were in charge, but everybody sucked it up because she was so good at like her job. So it's like people like on the reviews. If you looked up the reviews for hiring, it'd be like, terrible boss, evil individual, great at her job. Like, so like, if she'd asked me, what do you think of me? I'd be like, you're a bitch, but you're real good at your shit. That's probably what I would have said. Like, and I would have stood by that. I'd be like, you're the worst person since Hitler, but you know what? You're damn good at your fucking job. Like, I mean,
That probably
Hold on,
gets
can I-
you.
Just to be
Neil-
just be
people tell me
clear,
shit all the time. Like, so
my
I
direct
like-
boss I get along with really well. We
Okay.
got a good. We got a
in
good
case
relationship.
in case they're watching.
In case they're watching, yeah. But actually though,
what it feels comparable to is like I've got my own moral systems, and I feel like I've been pretty ethical with the decisions that I've. Well, I believe that I'm moral. Obviously, I try to. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, obviously you disagree. We have different. Okay, this doesn't matter. Jesus Christ. My younger brother is doing like door-to-door sales and genuinely like being dishonest and like scamming people out of like taking their money. And we had like
What does he
sell? It's solar panels, but he basically pretends he works with the city.
Yeah,
everyone 100% doesn't. He works for a private company, and he keeps. Yeah. Anyway, I've had like multiple heart to hearts. Like, yo, this is fucked. Like, what you're doing is like actively. Hold on. What you're doing is actively bad. It would be bullshit for him to just go, yeah, well, every job is kind of actively bad. There's definitely degrees to this, and he could just quit and go work for like. I would say a public defender is one of the most beneficial for society things that you could do. Even though, like, there's a weird flip side to this where it's like, even though you're defending a murderer, I actually think that you are doing way more for the public good than almost any other job. I want to be a teacher. In a year from now, I'll be a teacher. Like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? That like
you're not gonna be a history teacher, are you?
No. Oh, true.
See, here. I get what you're saying, but here's the thing. Like, I would say the same thing about Tulsi Gabbard in the position of the DNI. Like, I think her being in that position is overall beneficial, and so I want her to stay in that position. And so in my mind, the weighing is between, well, if she just comes out and opposes the Iran war, then she's going to be out of the position, and the overall position is going to be occupied by somebody worse. And that good job that I like her doing is just going to be, given to somebody who I think is going to be worse. On the other hand, I do want her to, be against the Iran war because I'm also against the Iran war. I think that's, that's brave, that's principled, that's a good stance or whatever. No, but again, it's similar to the public defender situation.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I do disagree, but I understand where she might be coming from. I hope that she's that rational. I don't know if she's that rational.
Tulsi Gabbard is a smart, she actually is like a rational.
Well, you've got. Well,
hold on. My point is. Hold on, real quick. My point is that my issue is that coming out and saying I'm against the Iraq war isn't just good principally. It's not just good morally. It will probably it will probably contribute to the cascading effect against Trump and against the Iraq war, and probably cause him to withdraw to some degree. Like it will help at least to some degree. It will help
or
at
put
least
pressure.
To some degree.
It will put pressure.
It will put pressure.
Thank
you. It might not be the crap.
I don't think so. I think if she publicly came out, I think that she's getting. I think the result of that is she's getting canned.
I agree.
And she's
going to
be and she's going to be put in the same bucket as Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I agree.
And she's going to put in the.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing the same.
But in the long term, they'll come out.
In any case, like you get like nothing actually. You get the worst of both worlds. Now she's not taking a principled stance, and she's just stepping down. Right, so she's not in that office anymore.
True.
And she didn't
That's
say
a great
thing,
point. She's stepping
right?
down.
Maybe
anyway.
maybe she'll say shit now that when she steps down.
So how
you should probably be against her if she doesn't, right?
Like the moment where she's like with in a place where with no power, just like Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? The moment where she had no power is when she became so brave and so bold. Like, come on.
It's easy to be brave when you have nothing on the line. There's no stakes.
Well, no, hold on. I watched a comedian literally this week, and he made the same comment you just made. He's like, it's amazing how all these politicians for 50 years will be in office, and then the minute they get out, they write this tell-all book about why they couldn't change the system. And it's like, I mean, they all do this though. Like, I mean, we're just like kind of acknowledging chronic issues. Which is a good reason for all this gutting of the bureaucracy and the foreign policy services to get rid of these career bureaucrats.
And you have to zoom in just to make that point.
That's right.
And now we can't zoom out.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. We're gonna fire the bureaucrat behind this AI. That's what I'm saying.
So,
go ahead. You go first.
Well, okay, so like you say they get nothing, but like it's kind of like the trend now, politician gone influencer, right? Or like the influencer gone politician. So like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like I didn't know shit about her for X amount of time until now. Now I see her popping up everywhere.
Yeah, because she's doing a podcast run, right? She's doing a media circuit.
Right.
She was nonstop.
She was way bigger 5 years ago than she was right now.
Yeah, I remember her bigger. back then.
I
Well,
don't
wait,
know, it
you
depends on how
you
count
pay
that.
attention to politics. I
Actually.
don't. So like,
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
I'm
He's
hearing more about her
outside
now.
that space now.
Yeah.
I would. It depends on what crowd you're talking about. I think. I think there's not a. I think the argument you're making isn't like wrong necessarily, but like I think it just depends on what crowd you're talking about.
So no, like but like what I'm saying is like, you were saying like they have more influence and probably get paid a little bit more as influencers, like doing the podcast run or just being like celebrities doing. I'm sure they get paid to do this type of shit. So like I'm sure they have more influence or get paid more as doing this than they were when they like
As a
had politics,
senator?
right? So like
I
they
think-
could
I
sway
think-
more people, do more, like get more people to vote for whatever like thing they need
I
them
think
to
you're
vote
right,
for. So on
Ollie.
and so
I
forth.
think you're right. You're like, so there's two things y'all talk about. One, it's like the power. When y'all are talking about influence, I think we all talk about something different than what Ollie was talking about, right? Maybe like y'all talking about direct power is like a, what was it? She the House, right? She was
No,
the
I
House.
get what you're
Mhm.
saying that it's
Right, but like,
indirect.
but it's also like, yeah, she might not be at the peak of her popularity even, but like now she's more of a name because like the average person is going to see her on all these podcasts, even because well, that depends. Do you think the average person votes? The average person might only vote for their local people, right? They might not know Marjorie Taylor Greene if they've
Hold
never
on,
been
hold on,
to
hold
whatever
on,
state.
hold on.
But if you're from Texas, all of a sudden you see her on, Gavin Newsom's
Do
podcast.
we really think that MTG is bigger now than she was 5 years ago? I get.
Well, I
Ali
think she's
is,
probably
wait, hold on,
more
hold on, hold on.
known.
I get Ali is saying that he's only heard of her now. I would bet that's because 5 years ago you were paying even less attention to politics.
Yeah, but
than now.
you disagree that like
She's
people
the
like,
totem cop of politics.
Yeah, but that's
I
funny.
don't know. I think she's. I honestly think she's bigger. Yeah,
Okay,
but like
that
Yeah, I
feels
mean,
crazy to me.
she
but
just might not be as
what do I know?
popular, though, right? Like she's like probably better known.
I don't.
but that
I don't
doesn't
know
mean
how
she's
she.
more
I don't know her.
powerful.
Yeah, I don't know how her. She hasn't dropped. I don't think she's dropped in name recognition. I think she's only grown over the years. And now she's
Well, you can take a controversial thing. Look at my parents, right? They now know based because they've started watching some streamers and watching like Piers Morgan on YouTube as opposed to they now know who like Andrew Tate is. They know who Nick Fuentes is.
Piker.
They know
Hassan.
they know Hassan. They know Destiny. And like this is before they would have been like, who are these people? Now they're like, do you think that makes them more popular? Probably not in the traditional sense, but they're more like well known. They might not have like pull the bigger numbers, but like a larger group knows.
Yeah, I'm not saying people like them more, just
Right,
more
yeah.
people know who they
I'd
are.
agree
There's
with
more
you.
name recognition
No,
there. Yeah.
I get it. That still feels bizarre to me. But what do I
Okay,
know?
let's move past this. Was not important. Let's
agree.
move
I
past
think
this.
it's very
I
important.
So,
Probably.
like,
Good call,
it's,
Prime.
Sure.
Sorry, that sounded. I was
Look at the
just-
hand.
no,
Look at the
that
hand.
No, no,
sounded-
no, no, it's fine.
Fascism.
No, everything's good.
Back
Everything's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So I'm just okay. I think it's silly, right? This is like so trying to get back to the topic at hand, right? I think it's silly to imply that, like, yeah, there's no like cost, right? To simply getting rid of all these positions. And we just like let, as our friend Gibbs say, like El Jefe. Like this is cultural exchange. We're using Spanish. Anyway, but like it is like it's that just saying like we'll just have the chief do it, right? It's like if the McDonald's corporation like just got rid of like 10% of like the managers at their franchisees, right? It's like well the president of McDonald's, he'll handle that, right? He's got it. And so he'll deal with the suppliers. He'll deal with the customers. He'll deal with the employees, right? He'll just like handle.
No,
that.
he'll send his son-in-law. It's different.
Oh,
Wait, I have a question.
True.
Wait, I have a question. These ambassadors,
True.
is it something where like the country could not want an ambassador, like for like the UAE or like whatever? Could it be that like they don't want an ambassador, or do
100%.
like
sometimes they
Yeah,
throw
'cause
them
they want
out.
to give Trump the gifts themselves. That's
No,
right.
I'm confused.
No,
like, is
embassies
it
are-
something that we
embassies are
like enforce
consensual.
on people, or is
No,
it
no,
something
no,
that's
no.
kind of
Very
like
serious.
Just to be clear, embassies and ambassadors are different. Like we have embassies in these countries. We just don't like have a actual like ambassador there. Like we have
Yeah.
diplomatic workers there. Like
fair. I know.
there's people that the the Russians can
and,
call
and
and
I'm
talk
wondering,
If they
wondering
don't
if
want-
the ambassador thing is like a role that like is it something that because Gibbs is arguing as if it benefits the other countries more than it benefits us, and to me it seems like it's something that benefits us, like something we would want want to have ambassadors over there. So like, but like, does it work
saying
the
it's
other way?
obsolete and outdated
Yes,
in the
it's
world
a
today.
mutually beneficial situation, in my opinion. I would say, largely speaking, small countries love having the U.S. nearby and love having a phone call that they can actually, like, if problems get
Mhm.
big, that they can go hit up people. And obviously, the U.S. likes to be I don't. There's not a really somewhat like sometimes
Like,
like the
small
big
countries
policemen
like
around,
us to be
right?
there. Is that you seriously to take? I mean, do we not
Largely
remember Black?
speaking,
Yeah, Benghazi, Black Hawk Down. Like, I mean, these are all like, yeah. They
Hold on, I could-
every time something bad happens, what do they do first? Burn McDonald's, then they burn the
Then
embassy.
why
And
do we have so
conflict-
many embassies? Why do we
Well,
have
that's,
so many
that's
embassies?
the question now, isn't it, Papa? And
It
that's
is
why we're closing
because it
them.
doesn't make sense in your.
We're not
framework.
closing the
Why are
embassies.
these
I
countries and
know
how
Wax
all
would
these
have
embassies
said
to
any of
come?
this.
That's
I
part of
know
what we're doing. We're
he
shutting down some of
doesn't.
these.
He
Some of
won't
these we're
say
getting rid
it.
of staff, and we're downsizing embassies. Like, yeah, like this is part of it. Like, yeah, we
I'm
don't
just not
need
going to
all these things
comment. I'm not going to affirmative or deny.
I mean,
You
what
want to
happened?
hitch your wagon to Gibbs? Come on.
I mean, that's what happens. We get terror attacks at embassies all the time.
No, I
Taking
think
a Tulsi
Black Hawk
Gabbard
Down is a
Correct.
good point. No, I-
Correct.
Yeah.
I understand that. I've acknowledged that.
I
we
see
get
why you
terror
like
attacks.
Tulsi Gabbard now. No backbone whatsoever.
Well,
I mean,
look,
we're
look,
just
okay.
offering up targets for these people. We're basically spread.
Yeah, sure.
What?
Okay. Hold on, but then just having Americans on the ground would,
Yeah,
would be
that's a
offering
great
up
point.
targets.
Every time you have a
the
military-
military bases are defended better. You know, like we can
No, 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 no,
just
no,
add
no.
another
I'm
building.
not- I
Yeah,
mean,
but they're
like
also
American
targeted
tourists,
more.
right? Like
yeah,
in
then we'll
Kenya,
shoot
right?
them back
There
harder.
was that
You're
hotel
such a
that was
psycho.
bombed, right? That was visited by
Exactly.
Westerners.
In Beirut,
So then
yeah,
we
it's
shouldn't. We would also say we would disable Americans' ability to go abroad, then,
No,
because we might
no,
provide a target
no.
to a terrorist.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
There's
Okay.
a difference between random tourist number 57 and fucking, oh yeah, I'm the head of a person in the State Department. They can like grab me out of the embassy and parade me through the streets. And look, we got this guy. He works
Oh,
for
then
the
we
government.
could just like strip them of their job title, and then they'll be like random tourist number 67.
Yeah, well, that's what the CIA already does. They just already do that. They just say
Yeah,
they're State
okay.
Department people. Like, I mean, this is the thing they
That's
already
what it
do.
comes down to. Is just we're doing that already. If
I mean, we
we
are
shouldn't
doing
be
this
doing
already.
that.
You're
but
just
if we
denying
have
things
to
that we
do
do.
it, we
This
do
is
it
like
already. It
another-
doesn't even matter.
Hold on,
Actually.
hold on. An argument. Hold on. This is how like dishonest you're being. An argument that y'all were making for USAID was that some of those were CIA black projects that y'all could go at. This is an argument many people made on.
You
these
keep saying
panels.
you all, and then just like throwing Democrats or just like left wing
Are
accounts
you
that you
are
see
you
at
the liberal
us.
representative? Because Prime's the progressive.
I'm not a
representative.
representative. Let me have my own fucking opinions.
I mean, you're the one, dude. You just do that for us with the Republicans all the time. Like, what are you talking about?
Hold
You're
on,
like, listen
I
to what
let-
these MAGA fucks say, and then when we put the shoe on the other foot, Lordy, I don't like that.
Lordy,
Like,
You're,
Lordy.
yeah, you're the Democrat. Ali's the Muslim.
Yeah, it's-
Prime is the progressive.
Everybody, we gotta
Corey's
I'm
the
the
keep-
hand
Canadian.
washer first
Yeah.
off. Okay.
Two of those.
Black
You're the
Muslim.
Mossad vote, bro. We need to know what is Mossad.
True.
Lactoid is the intelligence officer. But
Reporting on all of us.
yeah,
Lactoid's the white
Um,
guy.
Niet. Niet.
he's the one.
I wonder he's so anti-Ukraine.
So anyway, yeah, but our diplomats act as point people. They help, like, so especially like when there's an emergency, right? Like some shit's going down, right? And if we didn't see it coming, just happened. Like, shit happens in different parts of the world, right? These are the people who actually form relationships with the individuals. I'm not just talking about the ambassadors, right? Because like as the article said, which I'm sure many of you guys didn't actually read.
I read the whole thing.
Yeah, I read it this
I read it.
I quoted it. I quoted it in my own.
I read an article that it linked to. How about that?
He did say that. He cited that.
I know.
Although it's a
But-
Daily Wire, so
The top, the highest of all sources.
Also, we all remember the Iranian embassy.
Oh, by the way, the
And-
Daily Wire interviewed me and then never released the interview.
Oh,
Not
They
helping the
wanna
not
be
Mossad
accused
quotes.
of
Not
working
helping.
with, working
That's
with
never
Mossad.
happened to me.
yeah. You probably shouldn't have mentioned that. The whole
That's
Mossad
not
thing is
help-
gonna.
drama-free hunter right here.
Yeah,
Drama-free hunter right there.
True.
but
So
anyway,
basically, you just
so-
had a conversation with Daily Wire.
Mhm.
But yeah,
What? Oh,
ambassadors. So
The
there's a
Jews.
divide here, and we haven't really talked about it yet. So there's ambassadors, and then there's like the career diplomatic staffers. So ambassadors are political appointees, right? And so every administration, they almost completely clear them out, right? Like you just like wipe them out, and then you bring in your own people, right? So the ambassadors being the head of the embassy, they get cleared out, and like it's like literally, for most of these countries, right? It's like a political favor, right? How it works is, hey, did you are you a big donor, right? Do you want an ambassadorship? They'll send you to like the sweet spots, right?
Yeah.
So like Paris is a good one, right? Because we usually don't have trouble with France. We have more trouble with
it
France
was a
now
good
than
one.
before, right? But like, yeah,
It's
a lot of
cushy,
people
nice
want to
job, yeah.
be imagine this, Ali, for a job, right? Here's what I offer you a job. Ali has always been supportive of this channel. Ali's been a cool dude, always been kind to me, right? And so I get a chance to start hanging out ambassadorships. I'm like, Ali, how about this? I'm gonna give you a job, right? I'm going to send you abroad to Paris. You're going to live in like a mansion or like some like super like incredible of like a apartment flat, right? Owned by the U.S. government with your own security detail, getting paid a shit ton, right? Just to occasionally talk to like the French president or whatever, right?
Well,
Do
you're
some
still-
busy work.
You do still have a job. You are probably gonna have to work 40 hours a week, but you do get to live in a nice place in Paris.
There's no nice place in
It's
Paris.
an
Paris is
easier
burning
job.
right now,
It's
so.
a very.
I agree. No, I agree.
What do
I
they
agree. But
do
it's
for
like you
40
do have
hours
to-
a week?
Wait,
Those are
yeah, I
lives
just,
in
I
Paris
just,
right
it's,
now.
I saw something clicked, so I was like, Mike Huckabee, he's the ambassador, the U.S. ambassador.
He's a
Yeah,
ambassador.
yeah,
to Israel.
let's wrap it up. We can just, we can fire all. Bring them home. Bring them
We're gonna
home.
bring 'em
bring 'em
all home, yeah.
home. Bring them.
Yeah. Do you think Mike Huckabee is working 40
hours?
hours a week? As the
Yeah, Mike
ambassador to
Huckabee
Israel?
don't work no hours. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home.
So
Bring him
I
home.
would say so those are the easy spots, right? Where we
Yeah.
generally don't have conflict, right? Or it's like a small like
Yeah,
Caribbean,
Israel.
nation.
Yeah, we don't need ambassadors
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or it's like it's a small like Caribbean
Yeah.
or tropical island place.
Yeah,
that
the
you go to,
Barbados. Like, why do we need an ambassador there?
Yeah,
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 we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
need one in
But-
Cuba.
But they
Or
but they do something
Nambia.
Well,
I
we
don't
don't
know.
have
apparently
one
we
in
have
Namibia.
one.
places that actually matter. Usually, at least what you want to do is to send someone who actually knows what the fuck they're doing, right?
Sure.
Because when that person, they need to be able to interface and be able to like
Yeah.
handle the fires you
Yeah.
know are going to happen, right? Or fires that already are taking place, and have a plan as to how to interface with that foreign government. So that's that, right? But then
Yeah.
below them, right? Those are the career diplomats, right? So they've been in the State Department for years, sometimes decades, and they've been under all these administrations. They usually don't get like fired in the same way, right? I mean, sometimes they do, right? And that can happen for various reasons, but like on the broad sense, like we keep them there. They actually do the machinery. They do the hard work of running that place, of making sure they're establishing these relationships, making sure they're subject matter experts, right? Because the ambassador, the political appointee, is going to come in, right? And how much they know about the situation, who knows, right? It's the career diplomats below them that have decades of experience, right? Who's supposed to know the layout, who's supposed to
But then
be able
also
to-
inform
who might
the ambassadors.
know the language, right? So go ahead.
Also inform the ambassadors. It's not like the ambassadors.
Yeah, inform. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Inform. Yeah, they're working with the ambassadors, informing them. So they're doing like the hard grunt work there, and those are the people mainly like who have lost their jobs, right? Where we're seeing these massive vacancies, and yeah, that's a big fucking deal. I don't know why you said we were here pretending otherwise. That's a big fucking deal to have
Loki-
those
Well, 'cause
decades.
I thought it was framed as the other way, because like Galacto kept saying we have the embassies, we just don't have the ambassador there. So I kind of figured that the grunt workers were there.
No,
we
no,
just
I-
don't
just
have
to be
the
clear.
guy that's like the front facing guy.
No. We do have we have tons of grunt workers right now.
Yeah.
The only the question is like I'm sure there's also grunt workers that
Galactoid,
we're not
could be
hiring.
10, though.
Yeah.
That's
like,
too
It would
much.
depend.
It
It would depend on the country. Like I think honestly, for like a country like Nambia, we could probably have like a post
Stop
office.
fucking-
Deal with Nam. You always bring up
Namibia.
Nambia. Like, is that the only
You
other?
got-
Well, hold
got
on,
a
hold on. This
problem.
speaks to a bigger question, though.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Is Nambia not a country? Hunter?
It's
It is, but you
Namibia.
seem to highly focused on just that one country.
Well, hold on. Hunter is saying Nambia is not even a country. Am
Am
I
I
confusing it?
crazy?
Hold on.
Maybe Namibia, but no, Nambia I believe should
I
be a
mean,
country.
But hold on. This speaks to kind of a bigger like thing.
Fuck,
okay?
I have been mispronouncing it.
Okay,
Yeah,
Namibia.
Namibia.
I'm so glad
Okay,
because I've been
but
so
no,
confused
what
with
y'all are
this.
saying-
Thank God I
okay,
wasn't
this-
right. I was
this
wrong.
Yeah, that's the example because nobody here can tell me anything this country has done. Name one
Oh,
thing.
I agree. Wait,
Anybody
okay,
here?
you
Name
were
one thing.
Obviously, you were right.
There are many
about
countries that can't
Namibia
tell you
not
about it.
mattering.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
I don't know how that means anything.
Well, then we
what
should-
does
for
you- what
for
does
those
Utah
countries,
do?
for those countries, we should have like a post box, and if they have any concerns, they can send our president a letter, and
It's
some
a
dude in the
crime.
White
It's
House
a
will.
Probably
it could be
okay
a
that they're-
house with like a robot with a camera on it, like in like a little video.
It's
AI.
AI.
This
yeah,
is the perfect way to
but
use
this-
AI.
This is
Listen,
my point,
if-
though.
if-
This is my point. What do y'all think cleaning out the swamp actually meant when people voted?
I
Like,
didn't want. Okay,
I
so
know you didn't want this, right? But like, okay, this is my
You
point.
liked the Swamp Hunter. You
Right, yeah,
wanted
you-
the
yeah,
swamp.
yeah. We know y'all are corrupt. Right? You big fan of corruption. Right? My point
What did
is,
you guys think revolution meant? Vibes
no.
and essays?
No, well,
Well,
sure, that's a good point too. Like, I mean, my
I forgot
point
who I
is,
was
like,
talking to. I was
what I'm
like,
saying,
nice
like, hey, when
reference.
we
Oh,
go,
wait.
hey, we're gonna gut the swamp, we're gonna clean out the bureaucracy. This is what that looks like. Like, I don't know what y'all. I know that y'all are going, oh no, but it's like this is like as intended. Like.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm just saying, like, I don't see the. It doesn't seem. It seems like a hindrance, right? Whereas you see as a benefit because you're like, oh, we're saving money, and then like what we're
And we
talking
don't
about
need
is that
those
like it's
people.
probably beneficial to have these embassies and have these
Well, hold on,
ambassadors there in
no.
order to
The
handle
argument-
situations.
The argument
Because
is
there's
also this,
probably
too,
a
it's not
reason why
efficient.
we have an embassy in Namibia, right?
Correct.
Because I don't know
No,
why
it's
we
because
decided to.
because somebody needed some appointment because like
Yeah,
somebody was
it's-
retiring.
Oh,
Hold on, it's just bloated. Hold on, but Ollie,
they
the
were like,
argument is
"Oh,
actually, it
go
might
to
make it more
Namibia."
efficient. It might be more efficient if I have 20 people working for me and I don't know Timbuktu, right? Like, and we're over here in Timbuktu, and there's like nobody living there, and there's a population of 1 million, and I got a staff of 50 people for this country that like has less than 100K worth of trade with us. Why do I need 50 people in there? You need like 3 people. Right. And like, you don't need a full on ambassador. You need maybe like one guy to sign off on shit after he calls up the like
You guys
regional
are
head
so
in
biased
Cairo.
towards
Like,
So
just
you
stripping
guys
the
can.
government though.
I haven't fact checked this. Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you AI message. An AI message.
think
Namibia went to space first, apparently. Whoever the fuck-
US
No way.
the,
What?
the U.S. Embassy and Windhoek, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, in Namibia, employs approximately 180 direct hire staff.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's not good.
This diplomatic facility, which was officially opened in late 2023. Oh, really? That's
Where
actually
did you hear
interesting.
Biden.
that? Went to
Serves
space?
as a, base
180
for
people
multiple-
for Namibia.
as multiple U.S. agencies working together in the country. So one, it seems like multiple U.S. agencies. I don't know which agencies there are. I have to dig it. Oh, it says such as the CDC or the Peace.
Oh, the
what's
CDC.
like-
We need them in
So-
Namibia.
yeah,
For
we
sure.
want
Disease
Johnson-
control? Disease
Yeah,
We
we
for
control?
sure
control.
need the CDC in Namibia, bro. That's
Yeah,
what we-
actually, yeah.
Disease
we-
control?
And
I'm
then
sure
the
that's
Peace
pretty-
Corps was probably the
Yeah.
second thing you were gonna say.
No,
Prime?
I think he's
These-
agreeing
they're not-
in a more pejorative way, like, oh, this place is diseased. It was
183.
Um,
So is this just the
it says-
embassy part? The 183.
No, I'm saying
No,
we
no,
don't
no,
need the
it says-
CDC in Namibia,
so,
bro.
again,
We know we
this
got
is
that.
just
Thank you,
the,
Gibbs. Thank you, Gibbs.
It says
Because there was any
approximately
confusion.
180 direct hire staff.
There
It doesn't say
wasn't.
how many of these people are diplomatic staff.
Okay.
And
But
there's
but
multiple
before
agencies-
2023, this didn't exist, and we were doing just fine.
That's been.
I rest my
You
case.
say
Yes or
everything
no?
is
COVID.
fine.
After
Yes or
COVID.
no?
The U.S. didn't burn down. That's true. No, the US
It's
is still
possible.
standing.
a bunch
So
of
we
people-
don't. We can get rid of it, and the U.S. is not going to burn down.
Well,
Keep
wait,
hearing.
if, they were,
The
if they're the
argument is
first people to
not
go to
that the
space,
US
we need to
God
be
damn
there.
it.
We need
But
to
that's
we need
100,
to be there.
180 people we can fire right now tomorrow. Done.
Boom.
It's
Boom.
extremely possible.
180 done.
It's like 8
Sorry.
cents out of my paycheck. Hell yeah.
I'm saying, bro. Like,
Not
this-
even
this,
8 cents.
This is what we're talking. Let's just go with 2 cents. I don't give a shit. Like, it's gone tomorrow. Like, I don't see what do we need it
I
for?
agree. I can't think of a reason.
What do we need? How about like
Man.
Malta? Do we need like 1,000 people in Malta?
Am I
No.
just gonna have to ask why we have? I'm gonna ask Claude. We're gonna do that. Why?
Yeah, it's going to say something about like,
It's gonna
Oh,
say
yeah,
some
why
didn't-
liberal
woke answer.
bullshit.
yeah, Biden
It's
decided
probably
that we needed
it's
more
probably
representation.
Gonna quote like facts and stats and shit. It's
I'm
probably
just
gonna
listen.
quote
I'm
like
just
economic
gonna ask.
data.
Here, let me appeal to the lefties real quick. Isn't this sort of like neo-colonialism? Like, aren't we like we're building these buildings in other countries and dictating certain political things to them?
God
I don't know.
damn
I'm
it,
not a
if you
big
guys
fan of
don't
that.
get
No,
led astray.
no, this
Thank
isn't.
God.
We
No,
should
not
we
that.
should
Thank
leave
you.
them alone.
Right.
Wait,
Hands off Namibia.
Wait.
Hands off
Wait,
Namibia.
wait. Did we? I'm assuming. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did we get consent from Namibia to
Yes.
have a U.S. embassy
Yes.
there?
So
Yes.
so we also got consent back when we
Oh,
colonized a lot of the countries,
Okay.
but we all know what that consent really
Oh
is.
my
It's
God.
forced.
And you think
We
and you
use
think that's the
economic
same, and you think that's the
coercion.
same thing with the
We
Namibia
use we use
This
economic
is-
coercion
I'm going
to
to read
compel
again from
countries.
the Google
these-
He doesn't
AI
even believe this
overview.
argument. Everyone knows
I'm going to
this.
read it once again from the Google AI overview. You can choose to believe it or not. Right? I haven't done any more research.
Is
so,
it the
you know,
latest
keep that in
model?
mind. Hopefully.
It
So,
didn't give me any
it
like
says-
great
I-
reason.
I typed in
Ooh.
what are
Claude
the
couldn't.
what are the diplomatic points of conflict between the U.S. and Namibia? Diplomatic conflicts between the U.S. and Namibia primarily stem from Namibia's policy of non-alignment, specifically its close relationships with nations sanctioned or opposed by the U.S.
Like
and
China.
differences in international trade and global health diplomacy. So list 4 things, right? One,
They're a
it's
southern border
relations
state,
with Cuba and Iran, and it goes into detail on that. China's influence. Namibia has deep economic ties with China, which has invested heavily in Namibia infrastructure. The U.S. uses growing influence as a geopolitical challenge, while Namibia seeks pragmatic neutrality rather than taking sides in the U.S.-China strategic competition. And then the next point is trade and the AGOA expiration. Tensions exist over trade and tariff policies following the expiration of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. Namibia faced a temporary lapse in duty-free access for certain goods and has been navigating new trade terms under the America First framework. And then finally, it says global health sovereignty. There are rising concerns in Namibia over U.S.-style bilateral health agreements and America First models.
Okay.
Critics and local groups argue that signing long-term bilateral health deals could potentially compromise Namibia's negotiating power and equity in broader multilateral treaties.
This
So
is.
yeah,
Wait. I want to add to this. Because that's probably about. I don't know. I'm going to make up a number. 15% of what the embassy is really for. A lot of what the embassy is for people traveling to countries like Namibia. It's for passports. I asked ChatGPT, by the way, and it gave me some answers. Replacing lost or stolen passports, assisting citizens during emergencies such as natural disasters, political unrest, providing information about local laws and procedures. If you go to a country, you should probably know how to navigate that country, and allowing a cross-contamination of both citizens into both countries allows for a more uniform and diplomatic relationship when the citizens are able to work together. Visa applications, it's a huge one. Immigration-related paperwork, citizenship requests, encouraging business and investments between countries, educational exchanges, cultural events that showcase language, arts, and traditions.
Yeah,
Shit
if I'm
like
going to
that.
go invest
Some
in
bullshit liberal
Namibia
shit.
or any other country,
And
right?
none of that
Very
existed before
comfortable US.
2023.
Hold on. I'll
Yeah.
actually use your point that
And
you're
it's
making right there.
it's
Brian.
bad that it didn't.
You just made a point right there. I think it's
None of that
important.
existed beforehand.
is-
yeah.
is-
Hold on,
Yeah.
maybe it might be the building that didn't exist. Maybe they still had them. I can look it up, right?
Well,
But it
go
might
ahead.
be just the
I'm
building
going
that
off of
didn't exist.
your.
Well, hold on.
information.
I'm just going with what Prime
I
just
don't
said. Right?
strategically.
But you just said something interesting right there, Prime. You said like invest in these countries, right? Okay. So I was just out of curiosity. I was like, what countries do we not do a lot of trade with? One of those being Nepal, right? Okay, small country. Maybe we can argue, hey, the mountains are pretty. We have some tourists that go there. Small country. They have
I
what
see
they
a
call.
Nepalese store in every mall. I'm pretty sure we do a lot of trade with
Well,
Nepal.
I'm going to tell you, I looked all this up here just a few minutes
There's a
ago.
little
And
knickknacks
while we were
and
talking,
stuff.
so we looked it up, and they have what they call a mid-sized diplomatic mission in there, which is just only diplomats. And so when I looked that up, I said, well, what is a U.S. mid-sized diplomatic mission? And it said the average is between 50 to 150, which kind of lines up with the Namibia numbers, right? Whatever. Right? I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. Whatever. We're going to keep rolling. And
Nailed
so
You
I
said it
go,
right.
okay, we got. So
He
anyway,
could be a history teacher.
I looked up. We got 1.7 billion in trade and annually with Nepal. Now, here's what's interesting about that. That's weighted between 60 and 70% in a deficit, like in our favor, basically, because we're doing all the investment there, right? And the only argument that actually has made any sense, right, would be Hunter's argument about, they help out with like travel visas because all the money that's like they're getting basically is from U.S. tourists that go and climb the mountains, right? Okay, well that's cool, that's good. I hate to sound like a dick to the mountain climbing group, but we don't need.
No, you
your
don't.
fucking- I don't feel bad about the uppity cops to figure travel mountain. Listen, maybe you don't need to go to Nepal, or if you do, we can strip that bitch down. There's no reason
It's
that
pretty
we need
cool.
150
Shut
people
Nepal down.
in a fucking in a trade
It's
place.
pretty cool that I can go
Why
to
are we
whatever country
sending-
I want.
Why are we sending
just shut it
millions and
down.
millions of dollars over to this other country? Like I don't get yo.
They're mutually beneficial. It's an investment.
Oh,
It helps
oh,
us. It helps
Oh,
them.
it helps us. Have you
So,
seen Nepal's one of the poorest countries? It's
Because that benefits blue collar Americans when they go
Yeah.
and visit Nepal.
It
Yeah.
hold on. What the
You know
fuck?
how
We
many
can
When they
eat
go
this shit.
hiking.
You guys
In
are
Nepal.
The factory job. they're
Black
going
Twit, you
up
know
the
that's
mountain.
bullshit.
Yeah, they're just like,
You
I
know
can't
that's
wait
not-
to go hiking in
Black
Nepal.
Twit just
You
ran
don't
something
want to
Let-
go.
let- let- let's not-
let's go to Nepal.
Let's not pretend who these people are. These are like uppity fucking tech workers
That's
out of
right,
San
uppity
Francisco. These these waspy motherfuckers. They're showing up and
Doing some
yeah, these latte drinking
allowing
fucking
economic
hoity-toity-
investments in
Matcha,
tourists
drink avocado
with low
toast
income
eating.
countries
Yeah,
allows
this is-
them
yeah,
to
avocado
economically
toast
thrive
eating,
and trade more
not
with the
house
United
having
States,
fucking losers.
decreasing
And-
the
I'm tired of
prices
this
in
soft power
America
bullshit.
and helps
It's
with
a racket.
inflation.
It's a
You
racket.
Yeah,
fucking
soft
idiots.
power with
No,
Nepal. Yeah.
soft power, more like soft dick. That's what it is. It's
Hell yeah.
It is terrible.
Hell
I'm sick of
yeah.
paying for this shit. Like, great.
So
Look,
I
I'm not
suggest
saying we like
answer-
ignore their phone calls. I'm just saying, why do we need 150 people there?
Yeah,
have
need,
Zoom.
like, we got 10
Like
people
the
in a
fucking
hard
pandemic happens and we're all zooming in from work, and then all we can't figure this out with Nepal.
So
You're
just
making
I don't-
answer,
look,
answer
they
Black
have-
Twit's question.
I'm sure that there's some
but I-
bureaucracy
I
there.
just
I'm
wanna
sure we could
answer Black
probably
Twit's-
cut
No, we
down
can
on
send
some.
Jared Kushner. He'll handle it.
I just
handling
wanna
everything else.
answer I
Fuck
just want to
off.
answer Black Twit's question very quickly. Was there an embassy, a U.S. embassy in Namibia before 2023? Yes, the United States had an embassy in Namibia since the country gained independence in 1990. The original facility was located at 14 Lausanne Street in Windhoek. In late 2023,
Just doxing
construction
the
was
embassy.
completed on a new modern U.S. embassy campus. And on January 26, 2024, the diplomatic operations officially transitioned to a new location. So yeah, that's all it meant. It's just like
Wait,
it was a new
who
building.
commissioned that construction?
They need a whole new facility. Just give them a warehouse and some boxes and some chairs. Like, that's all they need. Like, we don't need all this shit all over the place.
God damn it! You
It
guys
should
are
just be a kiosk, like a
Yeah,
tele,
like a mall.
like a telehealth kiosk where you
What is
show
it?
up and you make.
That's right.
It's so much
Yeah,
easier.
if I have to call the IRS and listen to a machine or an AI for like an hour, these fuckers when they go overseas to Nepal on their hiking trip, you know what?
should
They,
we
True.
fund the IRS?
they
I don't
can
even
talk to
understand.
Unironically true.
When
Like
Biden
you go to the
added
mall and
10,000
there's like one
workers,
guy at the information counter.
fuck 'em. Like,
We
I
could-
really.
We
Fuck
should
'em.
probably be more hiring at the hiring at the IRS too.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what we need to
God.
do.
I know.
We got
Well, you
we
know
just
what's
like bigger,
amazing?
bigger,
Hold on,
everything
hold on.
hype.
Well, it's amazing Biden hired all
Well,
these
number
IRS
go up
investigators,
good,
and
right?
they didn't
Number
find
go
no
up.
fraud, but we found it real fast.
It's the
The embassies
highest
Yeah.
investment.
oftentimes
We found the fraud, and all it took was an investigative reporter, and all those IRS agents couldn't do shit.
Oftentimes we run like intelligence operations out of embassies.
took a phone
right?
and
Like,
a YouTube channel.
You don't.
know?
You don't.
Okay,
want
that's
that.
a sell for Gibbs. I'm not a big fan of fucking
club.
clandestine.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
I even
fucking-
made that point up, but that was the whole point about not getting rid of USAID. It's the dark money for the CIA, brother Gibbs. We gotta say that. Fuck that shit.
Brother,
Fuck that shit.
This
we're gonna
was the
just-
neocon talking point.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Just let them know that we're gonna bomb them. All right, cool. We
Sorry,
don't like
actually,
their guy.
Lactoid, can you? All right, okay, understood.
Yeah, hold on. I opposed I opposed USA, and I was happy with the cuts in large part, not entirely, but in large part
because it fired my wife.
I'm very sorry that happened to your wife. That's not going to change my position. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand.
But it's
Keep
because
hitting
that
those sympathy
organization.
points.
Yeah, true. I mean, Hunter's a nice guy. It makes me feel a little bit bad, but I'm still going to make the point.
hope she gets a nice another job in
the
the
USA.
private You know.
The
Now
US
she just works for the local government rather than the national one.
God
better,
damn it.
better. No, better. That's better.
Oh, okay.
That's
She works
better
for the
than what.
lake. Is that
With a
helpful?
smaller paycheck.
Actually, a bigger
I don't.
paycheck.
A bigger paycheck. Look, local government instead of the
Everybody
big
wins.
fucking feds. Everybody wins. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. So now I
that
don't
she
feel
was
so bad.
behind the
Now I
A
don't
lot of
feel
her
so bad.
coworkers are still
Shout out to your
unemployed.
wife.
A lot of her
Wow.
coworkers.
Well, that's not your wife. It's for coworkers. Who the fuck cares about that? So,
My wife's friend.
I don't
who the
care.
fuck
Yeah.
cares?
Anyway, so in large part because USAID is like known for being a laundering operation for the CIA, which they use to like embed themselves in different countries and do a bunch of shady shit, which they do a bunch of
all
other
kinds of other ways too.
all kinds of other
Whatever.
ways as well. Yeah, and what you're pointing out,
That's how
this
I
could be another way in
That's how I
which they're
got
doing that.
contacted with the Basad, by the way. It was
Yeah.
through my wife.
Yeah,
who
some-
works at USAID.
So,
So-
Some conspiracy theorists.
I
is
just
like,
want- the thing I
"Holy
wanted to
Dude,
ask you
they're
about-
watching. They're fucking salivating right now.
I'm gonna hear about this
Actually,
next
I
Christmas.
know
for
you're
sure.
not. I know you're not in.
No, I'm gonna go see
I-
these people in June, and it's gonna happen.
Lactoid, I know
listening.
you aren't a neocon, right? So I'm not trying
Sure.
to like confuse you for one, right?
Thank you.
But like, I respect your pronouns.
It is June.
Indeed it is. But yeah. So
Hell yeah.
are you like completely against like having a CIA that runs clandestine operations? Like, what are your
Not
thoughts?
not
on that?
not completely, but I am skeptical, and I think that like we see so fucking often, like historically, all this shit, like yeah, after it gets declassified, after enough time has passed where nobody's held responsible, like this shit comes out, and some of it's like genuinely fucked.
Yeah.
And like we keep fucking seeing it over and over again.
Well,
And
there's
yeah,
a-
as you pointed out, as somebody who's not like this sort of like, and look, Gibbs, I mean, Gibbs is probably just whatever advances U.S. power. Fair enough, that's his position. For me, like some of that
And
shit's
lines
just
his
like
pockets. Be fair.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
fair
but
enough,
there is
The
a
key
wait, hold
part-
on. There is a survivorship bias here when it comes to the news because all of the successful CIA operations we don't care about and don't make headlines. Like there was
Well,
a
but there's some.
I mean,
there was a
you
just-
know, it
hold
is
on,
always a
that
stealth
not
mission.
fair?
They're all
It's
dead.
not
I'm listening.
necessarily successful or
There's
not.
hold on. There was a really great CIA operation by Biden under Bolsonaro where he specifically said that like he targeted Bolsonaro and said that if he tries to overturn the election, then like they're gonna pull all the funding, and it was like this big operation, and it completely worked. It like Bolsonaro. Yeah, he wasn't able to like overturn the election mostly because of U.S. interference with the CIA, and like that shit just
Technically,
doesn't-
Osama bin
no one
Laden
cares
was
about that.
CIA. Yeah, technically,
don't-
we got the people who assassinated Osama bin Laden. It was a little bit funny. They're SEALs, but because they're part of the military, we couldn't have them going into Pakistan as SEALs. So for that operation, they were fired and then hired at the CIA. Just for that operation, and then afterwards they went back to the SEALs. So that also happened.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that like it doesn't serve a purpose, which is why I said I'm not against it entirely.
Sure.
I by the very nature of what it is, I don't trust it. I think we consistently see like incidents that are very like disturbing, and I yeah, they're gonna say like, oh, like yeah, we weren't involved in that, and then like this shit comes out later. It's like, well, fuck yeah, you were involved in it a lot. You knew about it the whole time. You were involved in the gun smuggling. You were involved in the drug smuggling. You were involved in propping up XYZ dictator. You were involved in its massacre. Like like all this shit behind the scenes. And I get it. Again, you have to like defend to an extent your like the country's geopolitical interest, right? I get that, but there comes a point, there is a line for me when it comes to that, and there also comes a point where I'm just very skeptical about what these people do, just based on what I've seen.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I guess. Yeah. What your position?
And I'm sure
is,
you
but
are too. I'm sure
very
you
much
like you
so.
see it like yeah. I mean I wouldn't if I mean if I find out that like the CIA is involved in an operation regarding me, I'm fucking terrified. These motherfuckers like are the scariest people on the planet.
100%.
Besides maybe Mossad, unironically,
Mossad,
right?
No,
These
and
two
I-
organizations are like the scariest motherfuckers on the planet. I do
Yeah.
not want to be crossing these motherfuckers. Fucking holy shit.
I dealt with the FBI a little bit during the shit, and it
Not
freaked
helping.
me out.
Not
No,
No, because of Charlie, because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they had to
Yeah,
interview
these are
me.
scary people.
David
Loki was
Wise,
they were super chill, and they Loki like, it was nice, but
I-
it freaked me out just the idea of it. You know, I thought Cash
Yeah,
Patel
you
was
don't want
gonna
to be in like the FBI's like
fucking-
documents or yeah, like you want.
Or the CIA's worse. Like you really don't want to be in the
Yeah.
CIA's documents.
No, of course.
You know, that
yeah.
point, you pointed out something interesting though a little bit before we get off this tangent, which is that these guys down here are now defending all these leftist tech bros that want to go climb up these mountains. They're okay with the
True.
billionaires, whatever. They're overseas. It's crazy how they'll flip flop and they do it. We hate the rich, except when they're in Nepal, boys. Like that's
Mhm.
crazy.
They got to have convenient passports.
I
Yeah.
traveled the world,
Yeah.
and I was not rich,
Well,
so
You're a tech bro, aren't you?
Did you climb Everest?
I'm
Cyber.
Probably relatively rich.
Yeah.
I
Did
fixed
you try-
computers, so yeah, that's
You
like
probably-
Like,
By default,
I've
you're a
heard
tech bro.
computers.
Did you climb Everest or any of the other
I-
Malaysian
fuck
mountains?
no. I wouldn't. I
That-
wouldn't
I
risk
rest
my
my
life
case.
for that bullshit. No. Okay. Is that all?
Is it risky at this point?
Okay. All right.
still?
So, okay.
Yeah, people die, like, every year
compromise,
from it.
right?
Really?
We abandon
Yes.
Nepal. All right. We
Wow.
abandon
That's
anyone
right.
who
Very
goes
dangerous.
to Nepal.
I thought it's just
right?
like everyone.
But then we
climbs it
keep
now.
our embassies everywhere.
I got some other countries on the list too. We can talk about. What about like Tahiti? Do we need an embassy in Tahiti?
Just
Like,
we gotta just keep going random countries.
I don't even know what
Everyone
country
shout out a
Tahiti's in.
random one.
Yeah,
But here's the thing though. Like to give a little bit it gives, and to give a little bit of credit to the other side a little bit is when you look at the map, there doesn't actually seem to be like a rhyme or reason as to like the importance of the countries and whether or not they get an ambassador. So like China, who I think is like argued like a very important country to deal with,
Mhm.
they have an ambassador, right? We have an ambassador to China. We don't have one for Russia, despite the fact that we're currently involved in what is
Or
essentially
I
Ukraine.
a
would
proxy
bet that it's
conflict.
probably because
Um,
they wouldn't want us there.
Well,
Oh,
you don't need to, it doesn't need to
That's
exist.
kind of what I was
You don't have
asking
to be there.
earlier. Is
We-
that like
well,
something
I'm
we can
not-
bring
I'm not
them
sure that's the case.
down?
Okay.
we don't even have an ambassador to Ukraine,
That is interesting, and I would.
and
I
we've
would
given
bet
them
that it's-
them fucking ridiculous buku
Yeah,
money.
yeah. I do agree that is interesting. I might, and this is an idea. Who knows if this is right? It could be that it's just such an obvious military target, that it's not worth it, and maybe we.
No,
removed
it's
it? I
not.
don't
No,
know.
no.
Okay.
That's not like we
How about
always want
Micronesia? Do
a
we need an
point
embassy in
of con-
Micronesia?
Yes. We always want a point of contact, right? Especially for an adversary, right? Even if they're not necessarily using it at that moment, but at some point they might want to. And what that point of contact should be doing is like, sure, maybe you can't talk to Putin, right? Putin's not going to take your call. Maybe even their foreign minister is not going to take your call, right? But they should be making contact with like other people within the government. They should be like making connections, right, and building trust there, and so that when it's go time, right, when like channels are opening up, they're ready, right? They're not starting from scratch, right? Like these are things that an ambassador can do. And it doesn't matter if they're like
Sorry to
literally
fact check.
there. Yeah, sorry.
Loctoid lied here, and I just want to clarify here.
Another
Uh-oh.
lie
Not
from
surprised.
Lactoid.
They
Not surprising.
technically don't have an ambassador.
Lion lactoid.
That's a bull. That is a convenient twisting of the truth. We had an ambassador last year that stepped down, and because one hasn't been nominated by the president yet, there's like basically someone in charge. Her name's Julie Davis, but we have an ambassador.
Fair enough, but
No,
I'm going off of the map given
No,
to
no.
me by Prime with the NBC News. That's
Well,
what I'm going off.
Okay.
No. We got to yell at Hunter for a second because Hunter didn't read the
Uh-oh.
article.
Oh no.
Hunter, right? In the article, it talks about how this works. One, it brings it into like that exact situation where there are people who have stepped down and they haven't been filled in, right? That's part of the
Or
problem he's
retired.
talking about.
Yeah.
And right, like yes, that's a standard operating procedure
Right.
of these embassies, right? When you
Truth
don't
and
have an
lactoid.
ambassador,
Wait, how is
you
that?
have a person, a chargé d'affaires. That's
Uh-huh.
what they're called. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So yeah, but we don't
I'm
have an
agreeing with you.
ambassador.
No, sure, but that's he's saying it like it's a like we've never had an
Okay.
embassy in Ukraine, and it's
Let
just
me,
like,
never
let me,
said that.
It's
well,
a-
let me
it's
give
a
you two
vacancy.
countries we do have
He
embassies
didn't
in that we
imply
should
that.
not have.
I said he's technically true, but it seems like a twisting of the facts.
Hold on.
It wasn't
No.
a twisting of any facts. No.
Hold on.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. Here's the issue. Let's talk
Okay,
about three
I
countries.
agree with everything you
I'm
said.
gonna
Brian. We'll
mention
leave it
three-
to the audience
It-
if.
But hold
the-
on. Let me talk
Lactoid
about
gave
waste.
the wrong
We
impression.
got waste here, real big waste.
Okay.
All right, so we have three countries, right? I'm gonna list one of them. One of them I'm gonna mispronounce this name immediately. It's the Republic of Kiribati. Okay, they have a
Kiribati,
tiny ass,
yeah.
Kiribati. They have a tiny ass. You know where their embassy's at? They don't have one. It's based
How
in Fiji.
hot are the women there? Gib?
Probably
That's
very
what I need
attractive.
to
Probably
know,
very
all right?
attractive.
That's
They're
probably
based
why
out-
we're there, all right? We need to
Hold on. No,
repopulate somehow.
hold on. We're not there. And guess what?
Well,
What they have to go to Fiji
maybe we
if
need to
anything
be there.
happens. Now, I'm going to give you two other countries. One of these countries has a population between 35,000 and 45,000 people. It's the
But
Republic
how
of the
big are they? How much area? Because that's
Hold
really
on,
what
well,
matters.
True.
Well, it's tiny.
That's the only thing that
They're
matters.
tiny.
What
They're tiny.
what is their square
They're ti-
footage?
Not very much square footage. Because
Okay.
the Republic of the Marshall Islands. So tiny as fuck. 35 to 45,000 people. We have a full embassy there.
Well, hold
Really?
on. The Marshall Islands are a little bit of a special case because they're
Why?
technically part of us.
Oh, no, not the Marshall Islands. The Republic of the
No?
Marshall Islands. This is different area.
Okay.
We have
I
our
don't
own
know if
stuff
those
there.
are the
So, but hold on.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
so Fiji, we have an embassy for a country that they don't get one
Oh.
in because they're too tiny. 35 to 45,000 people in the Republic of Marshall Islands. They get an embassy though. How about another one? We got Micronesia with 100,000 people. That's less people than go to Nepal every year from the United States.
No, hold on.
And
I was
they
thinking.
need
I
an
was
embassy.
on,
Outrageous.
No, I was correct on this.
No,
The
no.
Republic of the Marshall Islands is in a state of free association with America.
It's got
So
45,000. They don't need an embassy. 45,000 free associations. They definitely don't need an embassy. Why would we need an embassy if they're free association?
because they're kind of part of us, and I think we just use the embassy.
They have
like,
less
almost
people
like a little...
than Victoria, Texas. They don't need a fucking embassy.
Victoria.
Yeah, but they're not anywhere near us.
They're not
They
our
need a point-
state.
They need a point of contact.
So why
Yeah,
can't
like-
they just use Fiji? They're all in the same area.
Just knock. next
Yeah,
door.
just like sail over to Fiji.
Hey,
It's
we
like-
have no beef,
That's what we're
right?
doing for
There's
the
no
Republic
issues.
of Kiribati or whatever. Like that's not a
Kiribati.
problem. Yeah, same thing.
I've
What if
never
the-
heard of that. I don't
They're,
know
yeah,
what
they're,
it
they're,
is.
they
I
don't have a
know what
problem
they
going
are.
to Fiji for it. I mean, like, why do we need one in Micronesia? There's about 50,000 islands in Micronesia that are about yay big around. We don't need a fucking embassy there. We need
So
maybe
he-
You
like,
don't,
so-
have,
here-
you don't have an embassy on each island.
we
Like,
need
you know
we
that.
need one hut with like a telephone to the fucking embassy of Fiji, bro. Like,
So the
Like-
Marshall Islands, I'm going to disagree with, just because like we owe them
there's nobody there.
under the contract of or under the Pact of Free Association. We literally like they're citizens apparently, and we also provide for their defense. So like we're like allies
Here comes
/ they're like
Socialist
a little.
Lactoid. He wants an embassy. He wants an embassy in Antarctica next. That's what I'm about to happen.
Yeah, everyone's so socialist to Gibbs that Lactoid is socialist.
Well, he wasn't tanky, so he's just lying.
At one
he
point,
just
yeah.
he just started screaming about taxes and how they're inherently corruptive or inherently.
But then
full of
he's okay with
coercion.
an embassy in the Republic of the Marshall Islands.
Yeah, that's all it takes. That's all it takes for you to just scream.
Apparently, he likes
communist.
taxes. Yeah, apparently, he likes
Yeah.
taxes.
Apparently, now he hates the American blue collar worker.
It's crazy.
I like
He
unironically with the Marshall Islands, I don't know why like we don't just annex them as like a territory. Like,
I mean,
Exactly.
I would agree. I mean, I don't know why
we
don't
should start.
annex
We
Canada.
could. We should
I don't know
also
why we don't
annex
annex
Micronesia.
Canada.
Mexico's
and-
right
Canada's
there.
a little bit different.
Never.
Mexico's
I
literally
don't- I
right
don't think
there.
so. I think
Yeah, they
I
should be
think
next.
I think it's a bigger case
Uh,
to annex Canada.
No.
because-
We
In
hands
fact,
off
we
our
gave
strategic reserve
Mexico
of maple
back
syrup.
after the Mexican-American War. We should have kept it. You're right.
There's
Corey,
a
I don't
lot,
wanna
like there's
annex you.
less. I mean, to Gibbs' point, I mean, there's far less resources in like the Marshall Islands than there are in Canada. I mean, there's any place we're gonna
True.
annex.
I mean,
We
we
have
could
lots of
probably, we
maple
could probably
syrup,
send
it's true.
10 Marines to take over the Marshall Islands, though. So
Yeah, I mean, we could. we could
Did you ever
march-
stop and think
we
about
could
like
march, like,
why
five
we
guys,
haven't
I don't
taken
know,
over
yeah.
these places? Do you think there's a
Because of-
reason why we haven't just gone
Yeah.
over and taken these places over?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we're pussies.
Yeah.
we got. It's
The
actually
lib.
it actually is.
Yeah, I was
that.
doing
We
a
have
Gibbs
these
impression.
we
How
have
did I
these
nail
It's a
it?
good one.
bleeding heart libs that are afraid of like a little bit of blood. Sweat,
Afraid
and
of
tears.
going to war with the world?
Yeah.
I mean, well, we got to start.
Yeah.
Small. We take over
You
the
gotta
Marshall
start-
Islands, the Micronesia,
Okay.
maybe Cuba.
Like start
next.
with Poland maybe, then
The
move
Sudetenland
through from
is
Poland.
No,
probably
we
next
help
on the list.
We help Poland take over Russia. And then
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I've heard this strategy before.
I don't know. I failed history, so I'm not sure. I really
It's
glossed
crazy
over.
you know about the Sudetenland, but you don't know about the token coffee. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's amazing. Okay. I don't know. I feel like we've like went to ground on this topic. Some agree, some disagree, unfortunately. Yeah, I think that we absolutely need these points of contact. I think we lose a lot, and especially in hotspots. First of all, like in diplomatic hotspots, it's crazy that not only and the ambassador is actually the least of it, right? The ambassador, the thing about that position is that they are empowered, right, to be making more decisions and to like their words have weight, right? The weight of the U.S. government. But when we have a person who's just filling in, it's much harder for them to make these decisions and for people to have confidence that the U.S. government they speak for like the government in the same way, right? Like it creates diplomatic friction where there doesn't need wants to be there. I think it's weird we're even questioning like the idea of just having this foreign service. This is as the hegemon. Like I'm not sure how big everyone else's like other countries their diplomatic services are, right? I imagine most of the other countries have like embassies in the big nations, right? But I don't know if they're as comprehensive as the United States. The United States like feels like it's going to be or wants to pretend to be the nation in charge, right? To exert its power, right? Obviously, then you need to have points of contact in all these countries, right? Because the best type of power is the power that doesn't require billions of dollars, right, and some sort of troop deployment. Lactoid, right?
Hell yeah.
This is how you save money. This is what our friend Hunter was saying previously, right? Like you save money by having these U.S. Embassies there, by having these diplomatic missions, right? So we can interface with these people and keep them on the American side, whatever that is. Something that probably I disagree with any which way, but like keep them on the American side without deploying troops, right? Like this is the money saving tactic is to have
Or
these-
the bomb. Go ahead.
or the bomb. Thank you.
Wait, you prefer the bomb, Lactoid?
No,
As in, like, if
I don't prefer the bomb.
if your recommendations results in pretty much like the downgrade of the United States in like the global hegemon, like you're okay with that? Or less if
would depend.
if China overtakes the United States in overall international presence, you're okay with that world?
I mean, they already have overtaken us in many ways in
but-
international presence.
Ooh.
But
you-
if it accelerates or
Right.
if you
Yeah,
expedite that process,
Yeah, it really depends. I'm not convinced that our lack of ambassadors is what's responsible. I think a large part of it has to do with
I
the,
agree, it's multivariable.
y- right, but I don't even think it's like necessarily like
Only
a
part.
significant factor. I think that the big factor here is going to be economic and international trade power. And I think it's also going to be
If
the
only we
fact
had
that
something to facilitate
large part-
trade.
in large
Just
part,
streamline the
Hold-
process
hold up,
and
hold up, hold up,
and
hold up.
show that you care about this country.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
in large part, this is where you're going to lose me, right? Like in large part, I think that a big part of it is the fact that China's huge, just in terms of population. But I think that
And size and geographic
and
area.
size-
That's why we're
size
losing
too.
the
It
idea,
is
by the
very-
way.
it is
but I think that the shit that we're getting ourselves into is actually through the CIA and through a lot of the shit that Democrats are supporting. I think is actually making things worse. I think that right now
Like
what
the
we've done
Iran
is
war?
like with Ukraine. I think that we've pushed Russia into being a subordinate gas station satellite state to China. Immediately following 2022 and all of our sanctions, Russia's shifted their economy almost like not entirely, but they've shifted it largely over to fueling China. They signed a new gas deal, new oil deal almost immediately afterwards, and a lot of that shit's now going towards our main adversary. That was, in my opinion, a unforced error.
So what should
And so,
the
like, that's-
response? What would you prefer as the response then? I don't disagree with your assessment, but then
Sure. I mean, I'm looking for ways to without what I think the current U.S. strategy is this sort of like Gibbsian, no disrespect, but a sort of Gibbsian like we got the biggest dick, we're gonna smack it down, we're gonna be everywhere all at once, we're gonna bomb everywhere all at once if you don't if you don't play ball, if any of our boys get jumped, we're gonna fucking spend them, we're gonna send them as much money as they need, we're gonna send them all the rockets they need, we're gonna make we're gonna fucking save the whole world. Which there's a time and place for like stepping into international scenarios. This is where I disagree with it. I think there's a time and place for stepping into international scenarios, but I think a lot of what international like diplomacy needs to be is not being taken advantage of by our allies. It needs to be recognizing that we can have regional adversaries that have geopolitical conflicts with other regional adversaries and recognize that our involvement might unite them against each other. There might be blowback there, which is what we saw
I
when it
agree.
comes to Iraq as well, right? So I think that sometimes doing less is more. And if we did less with Iraq, if we did less with Afghanistan, if we did less with Ukraine, I think we'd be in a better position
Iran.
all the way around.
wait,
and,
those
and
are-
Iran.
Yeah,
Great
but
example.
those
Has
are-
been against the Iran war.
but,
too,
like-
just-
I have been against the
or-
Iran war. Same
yeah.
idea.
But we're advocating for a non-military presence and approach. Everything you mentioned, if I understood you correctly, like those are military approaches, and maybe
Right,
the
but-
non-military approach of embassy and developing good relations might be the non-military better approach.
I mean, it could be, which is why I said I'm not opposed to like these existing or the CIA, even like the CIA, for example, existing generally. But I'm maybe more of both, right? Like scale back military approaches when it comes to like directly intervening, but also kind of like what Gibbs is saying. I think that there are certain countries where I don't think it makes much sense to have a tremendous like putting a whole bunch of resources into having a diplomatic mission. There are other countries
Like-
where I think we probably
like,
should.
Let's say, for example, just as a hypothetical, I have no
Sure.
idea whether this can actually happen or not, but like, let's say your recommendation, as in like, it sounds like you want no United States presence in Namibia. Okay, let's say
Correct.
that happens.
What is
okay?
her obsession with this country?
Just,
I
picked
don't.
a
I'm just
country.
using
We're
exactly what
rolling
just
with it.
But actually, I will try to make a direct, relevant
Sure.
relationship
No,
of,
sure.
and let's say if as a result of that, okay, you know, because from what I understand, Namibia actually has large strategic reserves of rare earth minerals, and like, what if now it's like China's looking to mine some rare earth minerals, and so is the United States, and what if China has a presence, the United States doesn't? Like, do you see a potential issue there?
Yeah, but then
If
we
you-
send
it-
Rwanda in, and then they take it over for us.
This is the empirical question that I'm not convinced of. If you could convince me that having an ambassador to Namibia prevents that from happening, as opposed to like somebody in the administration working out a deal with Namibia separately, which is what the current approach has been under Marco Rubio, then I would agree with you. Then, if it actually prevents China from getting the rare earth deals, then we probably should have an ambassador there. I'm just not convinced that that is the case.
Do you
Okay,
I'm just
not-
not convinced that these things
agree. That's why I
actually.
said it's hypothetical, and I understand. I'm going
Right.
to extend a little bit further. But
Sure.
let's say now, okay, we actually take these steps, and like we demolish our U.S. embassy, and we like, I think that sends the
Which I've never been in
explicit
favor of, just to be clear.
message. Okay, or whatever, we abandon it. Like, do you not think that sends the
Never, I've not been in favor of abandoning the embassy either. That was Gibbs's
Okay.
position.
Okay, it's just the ambassador issue that you take. issue
No,
with.
it depends
no,
on the
I'm
country.
talking about scaling it back. I'm saying that I don't see the need to have 150 people there.
Okay, you
Yeah,
want one building with one person just roaming
Hold on,
around.
Three or
would
four.
argue-
Three.
Two
Yeah,
janitors.
he
Hold on,
has to have a friend, right? You don't want him to get lonely.
Oh, I would argue. Hold on. I would argue though that I actually have a different take like here. Like I think Namibia, whatever, we can have an embassy there. That's fine. In fact, I would argue we probably need more embassies in certain African countries than we do in Nepal or fucking the Micronesia or fucking like all sorts of these little tiny countries. We don't need those embassies. However, we might need them where we're pulling out people of Africa. We're trying to like shrink our presence, and we're like allowing Rwanda to pick up our defense contracts and French contracts. That's maybe where we should have an embassy, is where we have a country that we're pimping out to be our PMC. That's maybe where we should have an embassy instead of Nepal, where it's just a bunch of rich uppity fucks that everybody hates anyway, going over there and then dying on a mountain, and then there's a diplomatic incident.
Yeah, but there
every
are
time one
rich
of them
uppity
dies.
fucks,
Well,
right?
good.
There's an issue, right?
Good,
There's an
then
issue.
we can
You
collect the
don't
life
want your
insurance.
richest people. If it's true that our richest people are our tech bros and so on and so forth are
Well, let 'em
going to
die,
Nepal
and
and
then there's a-
dying, well, we
but that's
probably
a-
should protect
that's
our
good.
richest people.
No, that's good
it's
because
good.
it's a job
good. All
opening.
right.
It's a job opening at that tech company, and when they die, it's
Yeah, but it's a lot of
insurance-
ideas. It's the mind. It's the mind
insurance-
we're concerned with here.
Insurance claims.
Good for the
Gibbs.
economy.
And it's probably a liberal dying, so it's all good around, all around.
Oh, yeah.
Are tech bros
Jesus.
liberals?
I have no idea. I'm just lying. Right
They're
now.
more
Tech bros are
libertarians.
overwhelmingly liberals. Yeah, they're from San
In a-
Francisco.
in a
They're
classical sense.
libertarians.
Yeah, like
Uh,
Or
not
at least
most
the
of
ones
them.
the ones in charge.
They're
actually
shitty
are.
NIMBYs. So
Elon
who
Musk
cares? Fuck
And
'em.
That's true.
Okay, those
um,
particular tech bros, but I'm talking
the
about like
ones in charge.
the run-of-the-mill beanie
The rich-
wearing fucking. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
The
that
ones
say
who wear
Barista-
plaid
I-
and
I-
a beanie and yet for like
Okay,
sell
I'm sorry,
themselves
but
like
I-
they're some kind of
Blackwood,
blue collar
I'm sure
worker.
you
but-
have an idea of these people in your head that
I
like
do.
that like you've gone.
I know
I
one
do.
of them off the top of my head.
Right?
I
I'm sure you have something.
They're all the
stuck in your
same.
head. They're all the same. You can
Yeah.
copy and paste them. You never miss them.
yeah, I
Um,
yes.
Okay, all right.
They trigger my
why don't-
threat response whenever I see one. I know them. I can
cortisol
smell them.
levels just spike.
Cortisol
Okay.
levels, exactly.
All right, why don't we like I think we like reached the end of this topic. All right. Thanks guys for engaging in it. I really appreciate you all. I have a legal question for Lactoid. I gotta ask him in a second. Don't let me forget that. I have a legal question. I was actually gonna use this as the pre-discussion if but I forgot about it. All right, anyway. But anyway, guys, if you and gals out there, if you've enjoyed this stream so far, consider supporting the channel by following the channel or oh yeah, that does it, or just like giving money in some sort of way. That'd be helpful. But yeah, I appreciate you. Follow us on Twitch, Click, and YouTube. We'll give an outro to all these amazing individuals and go from there. Lactoid, I'll give you my question.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, okay. So if a criminal tells me that, or in this case, a future criminal, if they're going to rob a bank and I don't do anything, does that make me an accessory?
Um, and you don't do anything
Anything.
to like promote it. You just hear about it. Probably not. I can only speak to my jurisdiction, and it would not be. So probably not.
Okay. Um. What if um I don't know what they're going to do because I've heard this example before. That I don't know what they're going to do, but they end up like using my car. It's like, hey, Prime, I want to like I gotta go out on a
And you
run,
could,
and it could be an
yeah,
accessory. Okay. Um, if
if you have reason to believe, and you're assisting them in any way, in any which way, whether it be with the material, whether it be through planning. What I mean, they're gonna try to stretch that.
okay, okay, okay. Um, what if uh someone commits suicide
Okay.
and like they use my house, right? Like it happens in my house. I'm not there, right? I didn't actually kill him.
But
But
you knew
or
they were
they
like you
used
like give them the place to do it. You knew they were gonna do it.
well they said that they wanted to use hey Prime, I need to use your spot, right? I need to use your garage. Is your car gonna be in there? Also a hose. Like but they don't tell me they're going to kill themselves.
Oh, yeah. If you have no reason to believe they're gonna do it, and they just ask to like use your spot, no, I don't think you're gonna get in trouble. But
Okay.
if you have reason, but
Um
if you have reason to believe that they're gonna do it,
If they say,
yeah,
I want to use your garage for suicide, then you might be.
yeah, then there might be an issue.
I'd be an
But if they just
accessory.
say like, "Can I just hang out at your place?" and then they like come over to your place and do a crime without you knowing, I can't see why you'd be held responsible for that. You didn't do anything.
Okay. All right. All right. I guess the answer's that then.
What's this
Uh,
in relation to?
literally nothing.
Okay.
Exactly what I just said.
All right.
Usually, I have a deeper meaning to these things. I don't have one this time. But
Yeah,
okay.
you had to be encompass something. You have to further it in somehow. There needs to be some kind of furtherance materially. And so, um, if you don't know about it, you literally don't do anything. You're just like you're just minding your business. Then no, um, you're not going to be held responsible. You got to be a little bit careful though, because there also is a concept of accessory after the fact, and that's if you in any which way like help somebody cover it up, or and that can be construed pretty liberally as well. So
Hmm,
yeah,
good to know.
Don't
Thank you.
don't cover up the suicide.
I will cover up the suit or the bank robbery.
or the bank robbery. Yeah,
Thank you for that Lactoid outro.
I'm Lactoid. You can find me at Lactoid TV on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Um, there was a question that I didn't get a chance to answer that a hunter asked when he was stepping away. And I don't know if he knew that I heard it, but I did hear it, but we moved on. But I'm just thinking about it now. Is he asked me, this is a question that's frequently asked of me on this channel, which is like, what's it going to take for you to change your mind and to vote for the good old Democrats, right? What's it going to take? Um, and look, for me, just to end on a note here, just explain myself is when the Dems treat court packing as a pariah, which it seems like they're getting more on board with that language now,
Hell yeah.
then I could potentially look towards supporting them. When the Dems don't put up somebody who legalized abortion all the way up until the day of birth, then perhaps I could
Oh no,
potentially
now you lost
consider
me.
voting for them one day. If they aren't focused on banning assault-style weapons based entirely on the look of the gun that is not used in crime to any kind of substantive degree, if they just kind of stop, tone down on that rhetoric, well, then maybe I can consider voting for them. I don't know. I just feel like on those substantive metrics, the gun thing's been around for a long time, but especially on the court packing and the abortion question, I think that the Dems have gone much further and become much more extreme than people are recognizing, which I think is a problem. So yeah, you can point to terrible things I think that Trump is doing. I've been vocal about the Massey shit, for example. I thought that was fucked.
Mhm.
I said both before the election that I supported Massey, and I wish that he would have won. It was not the outcome that I wanted. Massey would have been better, but you got to look at who they're up against, and I've just sort of been.
Mm.
I know Prime's going to hate this, but I've sort of been indoctrinated into the cult of the lesser of two evils a little bit, and that's kind of how I'm operating. So
So, okay. So, for me, I don't need you to vote blue, right? Actually, I don't really need you in my coalition at all. I don't want you
I
exerting power
This
in
is
my
why you
coalition.
lose, Prime.
So, stay out, right? No, what I want, I do. I mean, you can come in. It's fine, right? But like, that's not like the goal. When I think this up, I never construct it as what it is. What will it take for you to vote blue, right? You're a libertarian, right? And you have libertarian values, right? And you strongly believe in them, right? And there's nothing wrong with that.
There is
Well,
something
there
wrong
is.
with that. There is for sure something wrong with that.
I well, Lactoid, I give you permission to be a libertarian, okay?
Thank you, Prime.
You can take that to the bank.
You're hand washing libertarianism. Don't never forget that.
No. The way I always construct it is right. Like, what will it take for you to withdraw your support for Donald Trump, which is a much lower bar, and still, right? You support him despite disaster after disaster that you recognize, right? Despite like him going against his campaign promises. Instead, what you do is you set a goalpost way out there in a field that no one else is playing on, right? Like you say, well, as long as he doesn't pack the courts. Well, he doesn't talk about packing the courts. He doesn't talk about any of it. Like that's like not really in like the zeitgeist, right? But you set it to this bar that like literally doesn't matter. But the
Just
things
'cause
that are
Josiah said
happening,
it.
right?
Oh, it
The
matters
actual
now.
the corruption that's happening at this very moment. It does make matter, right? And Lecter pretends. He pretends that he's answered the question, right? That like, oh, this is my criteria, but it doesn't take into account to what's actually happening. So you have massive corruption that can happen right in front of Lactor. It says, well, but are the court's not packed? Well, I guess it must be fine, right?
True.
He doesn't actually engage in the things that are actually happening. Hey, like these are the violations, the things that you supposedly are going against your values, right? But he doesn't engage with any of that. As long, but the courts are fine. There's still 9 people.
I'll take
in the
bullets
court.
over nukes.
Okay. Thank you for that, Lactoid. I appreciate you. I didn't want to end. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I want to say something nice about that. I don't want to end with me yelling at Lactoid. Lactoid.
Well, we didn't get our outros.
Thank
Well,
you.
Gibbs still's got to go. You can yell at him too. I'm sure he'll say something.
I'm more forgiving of Gibbs.
Because he's too
You're
stupid.
forgiving, more forgiving of Gibbs.
I don't
Well,
say
yeah, he's the most honest. Gibbs is the most.
No,
honest.
no, he's well, no, he's not. No, he's not. You,
Yeah, he
you
is.
are insane.
He
Ollie. No.
believes the things he believes the things he says. That's
No,
that's
he
that's
does
what I
not.
consider honest.
In that
Ollie
he doesn't
he
believe anything.
believes
Well,
he
he only
does
believes
not.
that whatever it is that serves his advantage in pocketbook. That's it.
Correct.
I like
Oh, but
Lactoid a
it's
lot.
like it's the
I like
classic
talking to
Donald
the
Trump
guy.
thing where it's like, well, he's lying, but at least he admits that he lies.
Yeah, true,
So
true.
it's like,
yeah.
oh shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't
That's-
seen
that's
Gibbs lie.
respectable.
I've seen Gibbs be wrong. I haven't seen Gibbs lie. I've seen Gibbs.
Hitler never did anything to me, so it's okay.
No. I said I've never seen him not whether it be to me or not. That has no question. I'm just saying he believes the things he says. I appreciate that. Other than that, I'll take someone at their word.
Lactoid's cool. We like Lactoid. Let's go to our friend Gibbs.
You're muted, bud.
No, this is perfect. This should be his outro. actually.
I like him better this way.
Yeah.
I think his whole headset is
buddy.
dead.
No,
Yeah,
don't
Where,
say anything.
Gibbs, can you hear us?
Is he an idiot?
Don't say anything.
What's going on?
I was muted because I was talking about chat, and you'll start talking about me. I was like, listen, I'll tell you what, brothers and sisters, I am honest. I always tell you what I think and what I believe. You can believe that. And I tell you what, I love these promises being fulfilled that Trump made at the campaign. He said he was going to gut the swamp, and he's gutting the bureaucracy and trimming the hedges and trimming the fat. And I tell you, as a fat man myself, you know when you got to trim the fat sometimes. It's really key. It's like a brisket. You got to trim the fat for it to taste right. Same thing here. He's trimming the fat of the government. It's big fan. We're seeing
Thought he was
Doge
draining the
kicking
swamp.
gears. He's draining the swamp. He's both. There's allegories, all right? They're
Mixing
analogous.
metaphors.
Yeah, metaphorical.
You're trimming the fat
That's right. Yeah, these
The
are
fact
amazing,
that's in the swamp.
these
Yeah.
are amazing things.
around
They're
the hedges.
called. We're getting all this rot cleaned out. You know, it's like an enema for Washington. You know, and
Even more metaphors.
Prime is talking about corruption. I'll admit Trump might be corrupt. He may be, you know, but he's new corrupt. He's new corruption, but it's new corruption, and it's like a forest fire. He's cleaning out the current Tammany Hall and all this bureaucracy.
See, I called it. I
Corruption
literally said he
and
doesn't care that he lies as long as
And
he admits to lying.
corruption, a wise man once said, and he's a wise politician in Africa once said, corruption is only bad if I'm not a part of it. And I'm just saying, echo that sentiment. It's time we got the corruption that's not a part of any of this for us. And now the everyman is getting a taste. And it's glorious to see this happening. And I'm so happy. And also, guys, we've been hearing political takes all night, and we learned today some important facts. They sit here, they're mad when we put people in political parties, but they say, "Oh, this guy's a socialist, this guy's a communist," but they don't even know what the symbols of the National Socialist Party were. So
It's almost like they weren't socialists this whole time.
Well, you know, it's
Or
crazy.
Nazis.
Hold on. Let me just use this argument they're making. They say these are the same people that trust the SPLC. They know what white supremacy is, but then they don't even know what these white supremacy symbols are. Somehow they know enough Latin to know.
How's
They
that
know enough.
contradictory?
Somehow they know enough Latin to know Deus Volt is a Crusader thing, but they don't know what a Totenkopf is. It's crazy. They know what the lightning bolts meant, but they don't know about the Totenkopf. We call this willful ignorance. It's a lie. I don't believe this shit at all.
Don't shake your
As
hand
far
back
as
to
you
it.
know,
Like,
I'm
this is not the
saying
way that
it
that's
is
used in legal
To be
terms.
fair,
shenanigans.
to be fair,
Y'all are sitting here telling me these crazy things. And
I
then,
just-
if there was a
Preach,
Republican,
brother Gibbs.
if there was
Preach.
one, and I tell you, if we've had one Republican with a Totenkopf, we would never hear the end about how we elected a fascist Nazi to power. But no, since he's Grand Platinum, we hear things from dishonest Dim down here at the bottom, Hunter Kozak, vote blue no matter who, and it's
Hell yeah,
okay.
brother.
At least Prime knows that he's not going to get in bed with Satan, and he would rather lose than sell his morals down the river. Unlike some people like Counterpoints who will sell his morals down the river for 2 shillings. I'm just saying, it's bad. All right, y'all knew I was going to get an insult in after I've been gone for 3 weeks on that motherfucker. Ha ha. All right, and that's all I have to say. If you like what I have to say, and find me on Admiral Gibbs everywhere. We're going to be doing some wild stuff the next couple of days. Tomorrow, if y'all like Command and Conquer, we're going to be doing something I think is actually relevant. I watched the opening, and they were talking about the mainstream media. It's crazy that something in 2007 talking about the Brotherhood of Nod is talking the same kind of lingo that we're talking today. Crazy stuff. Remember Kane, all right?
Or they're like imitating a fascist government, and they're like always
Well, they're-
talking about like trying to undermine the media.
They're a religious theocracy, so I guess, you know.
Same
they're-
thing. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I've never had a brisket before. I've never had a.
it's amazing. You should try it.
What?
You should
That's
have.
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. That like
It's all right, but overrated.
You're watching a
You're
video
gay.
about a religious theocracy and it's using Trump lingo, and you're like, "Holy shit, this is awesome."
Hold on, Kane is pretty badass. First of all,
Okay, great. You
I mean,
agree with me.
Kane was right.
Oh, wait, you are you do have a master's or doctorate in divinity, right? So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is your
and-
preaching
and
skill
metaphysics. Yeah.
and metaphysics. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't even. I thought it was just philosophy, metaphysics in particular.
I think he means his doctorate is metaphysical. That's
No, that's literally
No,
what it-
no, 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 no.
It's
Yes!
literally
They're behind. They're
Corey's
behind
on
him.
one.
Yeah,
He's got two. He's got 2 doctorates. Yeah, behind
How
him.
many do you have, Corey? I don't. Can we
Yeah.
count those? How
Ooh.
many? How many?
Yeah, Hunter, can we break out your doctorates
What,
real quick?
zero?
Wait, so between
Hold on,
me and Gibbs,
what are
we
you
have 3
talking
doctorates.
about?
What do you? How many doctorates do you guys
How many
have?
doctorates do you have versus
Gibbs does
Gibbs'
not have
2
a doctorate.
doctorates?
What are you fucking?
He
I
has
got
two.
2 right
Yeah, he
there.
doesn't have A. He has 2.
No, he
That
doesn't.
correct.
He's like,
They're right behind him.
I mean, if
You
anyone
have
was
a
supposed
doctor. You have 2 doctor.
to, if he has
What
two
is this?
doctorates-
What are you
Get
talking
right,
about?
Scrub!
I mean, like,
they're
Hey,
paid for.
well, all doctorates are paid
all
for.
of them
That's
are paid
true.
for.
Paid in
True,
full.
all of
Paid in
True.
full.
What-
I don't know what this
Exactly.
bullshit is, but I know he doesn't have 2 doctorates.
They're right there. You can see them. Look,
He does.
He hold on. He willingly lies all the time.
I've never once lied.
Okay.
Hunter,
Bring him down, show your
hold
name,
on.
Gibbsy.
I don't lie, Hunter. I will tell you very directly. He technically has 2 doctorates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Just
you for the
so-
technically. Okay.
No, wait, but they are technically doctorates. And
Yeah,
so
listen,
Okay,
It's the
I
best way to
believe
be
that
right,
there's
it's
some
technically
bullshit
right.
loophole there. He got it from Trump University.
They're
Oh,
honorary.
man. They're
They're
not
honorary.
honorary. That's the best part.
No, honorary. No, honorary. He's got to actually be honored by
I
someone.
have-
No one's honored him. No, like.
Hunter's just mad
Go
because
to
he
a,
just doesn't want to give my.
I'm mad because I don't know what the
Lumber mill.
loophole is. I'm
He's,
just
he's mad because he doesn't have a doctorate. Maybe if you had a doctorate, you could figure out what the loophole
I
is,
don't
but you
have
just
a-
can't because you're not educated enough.
True.
to figure-
I have 2 degrees. I ain't got a doctorate though.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
he-
like,
and he
I just
doesn't know
find
about
it
a
interesting
Togekoff.
how all these people like question Gibbs constantly, right? But how many doctorates do they have? Right?
Zero. Big
Uh,
old pumpkins.
Less
Zero.
than 2. Yeah.
Less than 2, indeed. But
right.
thank you, Gibbs, and also thank you for admitting that Trump is corrupt. Like, let's hold
Sure.
on to that one.
They're
right?
all
Let's never
corrupt.
forget that one. All right.
They're all
we'll
corrupt,
be
but
using that in the
Trump
future.
says that he's corrupt, which
He's
makes
new
him the least
corrupt.
corrupt.
No, he's
Yeah,
new
he's the
corruption.
least corrupt. And the fact
He's
that corruption is
outsider
given, he
corruption.
doesn't.
He's just been corrupt
Um,
for the
Hunter is
shortest amount
good.
of time.
No.
His
it's
Ollie,
outsider
stop
corruption.
being fucking bought in by this
His
stupid ass
corruption
argument.
is a
No,
purifying
corrupt. We got
function.
outsider corruption gutting the current established status quo.
Mm.
That's what we need. We need outsiders gutting the status quo.
It's like a
Okay.
double
We can
cross.
actually-
He's double corrupt.
That's right.
Corrupt against it. He's like
You
Dexter.
understand this is every MAGA argument, right? That like
Yes.
he knows the
Mhm.
system, which is he knows how to play against it.
He's
Okay.
Dexter. Trump
Yeah,
is just
it's
Dexter.
like,
That's all
it's
he
like
is.
two
Trust the
two lefts-
plan.
two lefts don't make a right, but 3 do.
The concept of a plan.
Damn.
Trust the concept. All you gotta do is
The
trust
concepts of the
concept,
plan are
Hunter.
part of the greater plan.
People
Okay.
Uh,
Trust
bash,
the concept.
people bash that take all the time. I actually think that was a good quote. because
Jesus
it's
is
like,
my savior.
that
Trump is my
that,
president.
that means he's able to adapt on the fly. You know, how many people we know just winging things? That's the way to do it, really, is you have a few variable options, concepts.
Concept.
And by the way,
Let's
if
go
it
to
wasn't a
our
scam, I genuinely would like the Trump phone would be interesting to have. I actually kind of want to order that.
If it wasn't one of his many scams,
I mean,
it wasn't one of his many scams.
I bought a Trump coin just to say I have one.
You may have
Also,
to
very
buy
unfortunately,
so-
I got my passport renewed before Trump's going to be on there.
And mainly
Very
like, that
unfortunate.
reaction right there.
I actually have a friend who is like he just got his passport renewed, but he's going to go in and get it renewed because
What a
the
cuck.
Trump.
What a cuck. Tell your friend I
True.
personally said that he's like a cuck.
No.
That's-
He's doing it because he thinks it'll just be funny to
He's
be able
doing
to like.
it as a little joke. It's a
little joke,
fucking-
yeah.
meme.
It's a little tee-hee.
Well,
He's-
that
he's
wasn't a
really-
bad voice, actually Trump voice. That was pretty good. Little
he's
beam.
really to honor his president. Let's go to our friend Corey, who's been struggling to follow along with Gibbs's words with his 0
True.
doctorates. Right, Gibbs, like
His
if you could
language is
just
way too complex for my brain.
If you could just be like a homie, next time talk slower with smaller
I'll
words
try to
for our friend
enunciate.
Corey. Who just
I do want to
level
double
of
check something,
education.
Prime. On that note, can you point to me one more time?
Oh my god! Oh no! Is it work? Is it fucked up again? Well, I didn't
Who-
even make
yeah,
any changes.
If only you had just one doctorate, you could figure it out of where to.
It came back. Okay, all right. Now I switched it again. Hold on. So Corey is here now. Okay.
That's you got me. You got me. You got your doctor right in time.
Can I ask real quick? Sorry, real quick. What do you guys think, Corey? I want you to address this in your opening. What I know left wingers are like historically known to be like have more higher education, have more degrees.
Mhm.
But on this panel, the right wingers do. Like elaborate on that one a little bit.
Hold on. Can I? I'm gonna answer that with a point. I don't have 2 doctorates, okay? But you know what I do have?
Ooh,
I
less than
do
2 doctorates.
have.
A lack of
I
knowledge
do
of
have
history.
the fact that
a
when
lack
I
of
s-
doctorates.
I do have the fact that when I say I have 2 doctorates, at least it's believable.
It doesn't matter if it's believable. They're
Yes,
above my head.
Every
You can
single
see them.
person went, okay, wait, obviously there's some bullshit there. There's got to be some loophole there. And there, yeah. I could,
The loopholes I have them and you don't. That's
yeah, I guess so.
It's a pretty big loophole. Let's go.
Sorry about that.
Let's go.
So I can attempt to address the question where I do find it interesting. So let's say your doctorate, Gibbs. What are they in again?
That'd be divinity and metaphysics. Yeah.
So useless doctorates.
Bad
According to the
physics.
right, those are
Yeah,
useless. Like
yeah,
equivalent to basket
DEI,
weaving, right?
DEI.
That's
Yeah,
how
I
he
think-
knows.
I
That's
He's
how
a
think
he
I'm
knows.
the
DEI
only
doctorate.
one. I'm the only one with a real degree. Okay, anyone else here have a STEM degree?
Hey, I have a degree in,
Yes.
oh, I do. Well, sorry, I'm math education.
And we
I'm
see how that's
getting-
paying off.
That you
Yeah, I got a STEM
math
degree.
education.
I
Education's
got a
a gal?
STEM in information sciences.
You can teach it, but you can't do it. That's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also have a
I got a
degree in
master's.
Do we
philosophy.
count?
Is
Do we
that
count
useless?
minor? Or do we count like minors with that?
No,
Or no?
we can see that
No.
neither major
Oh.
nor minored in
You
history.
gotta have a
That's what we need to
bachelor's
go over right now.
to have a degree.
So
Associate degrees
arguably,
don't count.
the liberals
Well,
have
hold on.
the more
Political
more
science.
I have a poli
There's science in the
degree
name.
with 3 certificates from the Bush
Yeah,
President's
our
Library and a
degrees
minor in
actually
history.
matter.
So,
Our,
yeah, I
our,
got that.
higher level degrees actually matter.
Yeah, we're job creators.
Mm.
But yeah, as always, it's been
Debatable.
entertaining for a variety of reasons. Some good, some not so good.
Mm.
You can find me on Twitch, Corey Campbell 84, Twitter, X, YouTube, Instagram, Substack, TikTok. It's Corey Campbell. Hunter, Ali, Gibbs, Blackfoot. Always a pleasure. Love you, Brian.
Yes, despite
didn't
all
say
everything
love you
I've
to
said about
us,
you.
Pardon me?
He didn't say I love you. He didn't say I love you to me.
Jury's still out on you.
Fuck! Nobody likes
Let's-
facade.
I
Let's
just
go.
need to get a
When you can
doctorate
recognize
essay,
my
that's what
face,
it
then
is.
I'll love you.
That was a 3-hour callback. I gotta respect those.
Let's go to our good friend Ali.
So
You didn't read
I
the
have
article.
I have no degrees. Somehow the most correct on the
Loser!
panel. Hey, listen, I'll be a loser if I'm still the most correct on the panel every single time. But yeah, Prime, thanks for having me. Mondays are always my favorites. As always, boys, it was a pleasure. Free Palestine, free Lebanon. Get these people the
Free
fuck out
Palestine,
of my
free
country.
Lebanon.
Get these
Absolutely.
people the
Final
fuck
thoughts on
out of my
Grand Planner.
country.
Final thoughts of Grand Planner, Ali. Did he get that tattoo knowingly, or did he just happen to get
Oh
it?
yeah, I think he was in the military. I think he was a shithead. He got a tattoo. He didn't cover it up. I'm assuming cover ups are kind of expensive, or he didn't feel like doing it. Whatever the fuck the reasoning is, decided to run for Senate, which I think is dumb. If you're gonna have a tattoo and have a kind of like a history like that, and you're gonna do the whole like you're not a good person to you're not electable, right? If the whole time we were talking about like Kamala and like should Arabs and Muslims and blah 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 vote for Kamala? It's like, well, did she earn their vote? And it's like, well, if I do, I have to turn around and look at Jewish people in Maine and be like, well, I don't know if this guy earned your vote, right? Like, so I wouldn't really hold no flame for people who didn't vote for him. I think it makes sense. I understand that everyone's on a blue no matter who to get the House and Senate, but I think the blue no matter who thing is bullshit if you don't vote for people who support your principles.
There you go. That's a man of good principles right there.
Thank you for.
That's a man
that.
with no pragmatism, right there.
It's
Let's-
performative pragmatism means nothing. It's the death of your fucking country.
Performative pragmatism.
It's actually a
That's the
banger
whole-
line. Performative pragmatism means nothing.
Performative
That's
pragmatism
banger.
is just an oxymoron.
Steal
You're just
that
saying
shit.
I'm not being pragmatist enough.
I'm gonna steal that.
And I
shit
think
off
you're.
for
I think you're performing the
That
like
no,
this
no,
whole
no, 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 no. But if I'm
like, what, like,
performing
the-
pragmatism, I'm not being
Yeah.
pragmatic. Which is
That's fine.
your-
Listen.
Which is
You
yours-
know what the
you're
term
basically
means.
taking
The term
pragmatic pill
hit
and
the
saying
way
you're
it was
not being
supposed to
pragmatic
hit, which is
enough.
all that matters. The term hit, which is the way it was supposed to hit, which is all that matters. This whole vote blue, no matter who, running an anti-party means fucking nothing if the people you vote for don't actually represent the shit that you need them to do.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't
So-
know.
Keep hitting
Anti-party
the
means
fucking
nothing.
talking points you learn on TikTok. I'm listening.
I'm not on TikTok, but
He is a
but
TikToker.
not the way you are.
Hey, I
Let's
got
go-
70,000 followers. All right.
We're gonna
Damn.
go to. Oh wow! All right. Well, we gotta import them here. That would be great.
Yeah, they don't. They don't exist on YouTube. I'm really trying. They are.
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
here.
TikTok
They don't
is a
transfer.
very unique.
It's a different
World-
audience. They don't
TikTok
wanna-
users are
they don't-
TikTok users.
Like unironically, Hunter, if you're trying to like get them over, you should talk to Modi. He's been doing the same thing with his TikTok. Modi and Boggles, they're probably both getting partnered in the next. Well, Boggles did just get partnered, and Modi does, and they have like a whole strategy for getting TikTokers to their Twitch and YouTube. So you should talk to
I
them.
post all my videos on YouTube, and they get like probably
There's a way
less
to do
than
it.
1% of the views.
No, well, so
It's
I think
crazy.
there's a way they do it is they like hype it up and then they like get it to go in. They feed. I don't know. You should talk to him. I think it would,
Alright.
you would be able to learn something from him.
Let's
Yeah.
go to our friend Hunter. And Hunter, like one question, right?
Hmm.
So these streams, right? Like you're done here. It's been a few hours. You've been talking to us, right?
Mhm.
When you exit your room, go down the hallway, right?
Mhm.
And you see a woman inside your home.
Yes.
Are you like, who the fuck are you?
Intruder
Are you
alert.
subscribed?
Intruder alert.
This wasn't even funny 3.5 hours ago. It's not
I
that
think
much
I think
funnier
it was
on
pretty funny.
on the rerun.
And then you see tiny people like running around. And I'm like, who are these little gremlins?
No, I use context clues to figure out they must be my kids.
Okay. Oh,
I
thank
don't
you.
fucking know.
I just like I'm pretty sure I'm not in danger. So like you pick up the bat, you don't swing yet. But you're like I'm probably fine. Okay. Thank you for that, friend, and thank you for being here. Much appreciated, Hunter.
Yeah, no problem. I'm Hunter E. Kozak. Follow me on YouTube to bolster my numbers because I heard that that's the one that pays the most. That'd be awesome to find out.
Facebook, actually.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to hack it on Facebook too. I'm really just on TikTok. Like
Big money on Facebook.
That's so weird. That's so fucking
Big-
weird.
big
Really,
Big
that's why I have
money
my
on
biggest
Facebook.
following.
No,
I haven't been
Facebook is
doing
the
that
big
at all.
place. Yeah, I actually don't.
Really?
I have it just uploaded so my videos just automatically get distributed. I never check Facebook, so maybe I'm doing well there. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Wait, this is actually not that bad. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was just getting like 1 like for every video like a month ago, so I'm glad I'm seeing that I got more activity. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, take the pragmatism pill. Your ethics and values aren't worth shit unless they can actually make a real difference in the world. I find it egregious what we're doing in Israel and Palestine. I find it egregious how much we're funding them. I agree with all of the sentiments of Ali. And I will say to Lactoids, I'm going to answer the same question that Lactoid answered. I'm just going to ask it for myself. Like, what would it take for me to no longer do the vote blue no matter who? And I think that if I felt like there was an existential threat the Democrats were levying against the country, and I do think that I would be the Liz Cheney of the Democrats and say, hey, we got to vote for the Republican because these Democrats are literally tearing at the foundation of the country. And Republicans suck, and I disagree with all their policies, but at least there's still going to be an America after this. That is how bad I feel the country is in a point right now. I'm pretty scared. Not that much. I'm full of hope too. But yeah, I don't know. I think that Republicans have done irreparable damage to the country, and I cannot conceive of a situation in which I would vote for one. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate everyone here. I appreciate Gibbs and Lactoid, even though we disagree on everything. I appreciate Prime, even though we usually disagree, and I don't think we had really any disagreement today. I think it was kind of nice. It was like everything that you're saying, I'm like, oh shit, why don't we listen to this guy more? Anyway, thanks for having me on. It's been a blast.
Thanks so much. I'll read out to this person XOD. The stream says, Dami Goddess Drains. It's my birthday month. Findom, right? Hashtag Findom.
Nice.
In there. So
Right up Lactoid's
that's
alley.
Dom me mommy in the chat.
Yeah.
Dom me mommy in the chat.
Oh,
All right,
no.
boys, y'all be good.
Oh,
Thanks
we
for
can
having
do
me,
that.
Prime, as always. Y'all be good.
Yeah. Thanks
Bye,
so
I
much,
love you
guys.
guys.
Yeah.
All right, peace out. Bye bye.
Deuces. Wait,